Welcome to the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast.
If you like a lot of wrestling on the YouTube, join our cult. That's what we do. That's what we say.
Yes.
Here at the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast. You're listening to dulcet tones of Maffew and Ross with no Jack.
No Jack.
No Jack. Like a
No
bad garage.
Jack. This is jam hot. That's the cadence I'm saying that in for some reason, and I don't know why.
That's right. So do we know why he's not here?
He took days off.
Ah.
I don't know.
There's the temptation to start a vicious rumor about
He works
him,
through the night on the weekends, I assume. He's absolutely pooped.
He went to go see his parents, didn't he? I think that's what he said last week.
He doesn't have parents. He's a liar.
Mummy! Shouldn't do it when he's not here, that's harsh. He definitely went home to ask for some money from Mummy. Papa! Papa!
Not now, son. I'm hunting foxes.
Can I have a bursary, please, Papa? I'd like to spend some time with peasants down at the pub. Shouldn't do that when he's not here. He's a working class guy.
Yeah, but we do it in front of him to his face, so it's okay. Ross, how you doing, pal?
I'm fine, Maffew. Yeah, nothing to report this week apart from new television.
Ooh.
Not a new television, just new shows on the television. A previously existing TV. Had it for about 6 years. Great TV. I don't know what I'm doing now. Love on the Spectrum's back. One of my favourite shows.
Oh, no.
Neurodiverse people, their love lives, they get set up on dates and whatnot. I wish I lived life like them. They don't have a care in the world. They find joy in the smallest of things. It's a wonderful half hour, 40 minutes of TV every episode. Tanner is my guy. Madeline in this series, what a gal. I'd go out with her. What a great time it would be. She's met a rootin' tootin' cowboy Maffew who's trying to get into radio, who can name. If you named a song to this man, he can tell you what key it's in, and it's been proven he's telling the truth as well. It's an incredible talent, but yeah, Love on the Spectrum, what a show.
Lovely. On the Spectrum. Got nothing to compare to that. Bloody hell. Joel, how are you doing, pal?
I'm good. I've got nothing to report either, really. Off to Liverpool this weekend. That'll be fun.
Watch Love on the Spectrum instead, Joel. It'll be much a happier occasion than watching Liverpool play.
Yeah, cancel your trip.
Maybe I'll watch it over there.
Yeah.
I've heard it's good. How many seasons are there?
This is season 3. Went live this week.
Right.
I'm 3 episodes in, and it's a great time.
Yeah, it sounds good.
Such a good show. It can't not put a smile on your face. It's incredible television. I wish I was like them, but instead I'm miserable. Miserable, Maffew. How are you
in
doing?
a very happy relationship. Yes. I'm bloody magnificent. Thank you for asking, because I went down south to Stratford-upon-Avon area-ish. I still forget the name of the place we were at, but there was nothing but fields and sheep where we were at.
Wales.
No.
Sorry.
No, sheep, silly. You always get those two confused. To see my mates getting married, which is happening an awful lot because, you know, what with lockdown and the threat of we're all going to die happening every day, all my friends are like, you know what, better get married now, eh?
Yeah, it's a shame, isn't it? Because then you never see him again after the wedding. And it's just you live through your 30s alone with the person who you just end up being with. It's
Sounds bizarre, doesn't it? But you know what? I'm just riding that lovely high of seeing good things happen to good people, surrounded by 2 lovely families, and there were no dickheads, which can sometimes be a thing in a wedding.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
You know, you hope if you don't see one that you're not that one. But there was one of the local lads who went there and got completely pished and sloshed to the point where he was falling over and getting himself a concussion on the dance floor.
Oh, wow. Was it Jack?
That would have been great, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Because he, coming back from London, he didn't show us his leg last week. I was doing
right,
another video with him last week, and his leg was on show. He pulled a hamstring while celebrating sitting down. And I was like, what's happened to the front of your leg? Never mind the back. And he was just like, I fell. I think he said. I can't remember. Something happened when he was drunk, as always does, like he assassinated Mark Henry.
That's right. More on that later. But yeah, just everything's great, you know. It's like that Lego song. Everything is awesome. Everything is blah, 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 blah,
I have
blah,
no
blah.
idea what you're talking about.
No, never mind. It's all right. The people on Love on the Spectrum don't know that reference. But yeah, everything good. Yay wrestling, yay life.
Well, bits of wrestling.
Oh, that's right. We can't be too happy for too long, can we?
Yes.
Hey, look, it's the news. Oh, God. Drew's eye. Speaking in a new interview with It's Called Soccer, McIntyre spoke about the situation with his eye while sporting an eye patch.
It's called soccer.
That's what it's called.
Are they a big outlet? Because it doesn't sound like one.
It doesn't sound like that, yeah. But, well, big enough for Drew. Part of the glass where I landed on the windshield bounced up and landed directly on my eyeball. I'm currently sporting the patch, hoping I can figure this thing out and get myself under WrestleMania. It's a fight against time right now. So I assumed, as you would, that the eye patch he's wearing is for effect and to look cool and go, God, he's a sexy pirate man. No, that wasn't supposed to happen.
Yeah.
Says Drew.
He was having something done to his eye this week with a big machine. And he said small steps forward or something like that, didn't he? So, yeah, it must be for reals. It looks like he's going to be fine for WrestleMania, which is the main thing, Maffew.
Exactly.
It's called Soccer is the American version of The Overlap. So he's interviewed by Gary Neville. So it's teeny tiny. Teeny tiny. It's only done 8,000 views in one day.
That's how small he is.
2 or 3 more thousand than that now.
Yeah, get it up, you Gary.
just maybe 1,000 more these days.
Right. Gunther, when speaking with Errol Hawani, I'd like to remind everyone's favourite WrestleMania is WrestleMania 4.
Loves the tournament.
Gunther opened up on his new WWE contract, and he said before he signed, he did ask for a major perk, and he asked for a new contract and a tour bus being part of it. Asked for that and says, what you don't ask for, you don't get. Shy Ben's getting out. Well done,
Shy
Gunther.
children get nothing. Translation for everyone who's outside of Newcastle upon Tyne. Yeah. Fair play, I would do the same, because if there's one wrestler who you would, I guess if you're Paul Levesque, as Dave Meltzer likes to call him, Triple H to you and I. If there's one man in your roster that you're terrified would just go to the other side, AEW, and it would be a hit, it would be Gunther, wouldn't it? Because he would fit in either company like a glove. Like a glove, Maffew.
Like O.J. Simpson's glove.
No, not like OJ's. He would fit really snugly. It wouldn't be just that little bit too small because of moisture making the leather shrink.
Yeah. Pick up the OJ, they make his cameo appearance in the Naked Gun remake.
Has it? Oh, yes, the guy's dad. What a clip. I can't wait to see that film.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm intrigued.
I was a bit taken aback by Liam Neeson being cast in that role, but I haven't seen the
Yeah.
It's the deadpan delivery, isn't it? So.
Yeah, it's only because of that one police sketch he did with Ricky Gervais. I think it's extras, but don't quote me. I was like, oh, he can do comedy really well. Fantastic.
Yeah. I think I read in canon for the film, in kayfabe.
Kayfabe.
Is his character's born in 1994. Liam Neeson's, which is quite funny, but it works for that franchise, doesn't it?
A rough childhood. Reigning MLW World Heavyweight Champion Matt Riddle recently discussed working WWE with the likes of Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, saying they were hard to work with. So, speaking on My Mom's Basement, that's the name of the podcast, Kevin Owens hits back at Riddle. It's funny, because coming from him, I have nothing against him at all, but to me, he's a guy who had really amazing opportunities handed to him, like being Randy's tag team partner for so long, and basically getting to ride the coattails of a legend, and he might just screw it all up. Not because of his abilities, because he's very talented and fairly athletic, but because of his own attitude and poor choices. So for him to say that we're hard to work with, or whatever it is, and he couldn't get a word in, there's a pretty good reason for that, You look at his track record, you look at ours, I think it speaks for itself. Well done, Kev.
15 Love Owens, Riddle to serve.
Time.
Net, first service, net, game over. That's how tennis works. The klaxon's gone. That means Kevin Owens has won Wimbledon.
Eliminated. We'll get on to the stuff on SmackDown when it happens. And so the big question, not the big question here, but the other question right now is, is Kevin Owens actually off of WrestleMania then?
What do you mean?
I mean, they've said that, and I know they've said on TV, but it's like, this isn't a setup for next week. He's like, Randy, I can't believe you believe that.
Oh, I don't know, because it looked like they left kayfabe at the door, didn't they, for the promo? Like he was shaking hands with Aldis. And
it's when they do on TV, and I have to second guess everything. I'm like, no, really?
I think you're overthinking it personally.
Okay.
But time will tell, Maffew. You've put it out. I've never seen anyone before you put that out there. Everyone's just accepted it as a real thing, which I have as well, to be honest.
If it's on TV, you go, oh, well, there's always that little bit of doubt.
Were you saying the same after Edge?
Yeah, I said about everybody. I said about Benoit.
No, I think it's real, and it was. We'll obviously talk more about it later in the week in wrestling.
Certainly will.
Yeah, heartbreaking times.
The funny bit at the end, and the same interview with My Mom's Basement, presented by Robbie Fox, who follows me on Twitter for some reason. Kevin Owens pointed out the fact that, WrestleMania entrances and their memorability and the big ones, and he goes, "Oh yeah." I always took comfort in knowing, who never got cool entrances? Randy Orton. He's as badass as it gets because he's never needed to hit them either. Except one year, we talked about this before, WrestleMania 33 that I was at. The ramp had graphics on it, and I watched his match from a suite where my family was so I could look down. His graphic was a viper, but it just looked like a sperm. He knew right away. He knew in the afternoon, I'm being followed by a giant sperm.
It was a giant sperm.
It was a giant
Can't
sperm.
confirm. We could just about see the sperm from our seats. We're off the floor, but not too high. And it did look spermish from whatever angle you were looking from. So it was a sperm. Glad to see Kevin Owens has confirmed this.
It's like those old paintings. The sperm follows you around the room. So yeah, I think that's why Kevin's like, I'm all right now having these big entrances. Yeah, leave you come at home or book them on Ring of Honor.
Didn't he in the same interview say he pitched, I think it might be in a 32, he pitched to have one, where he pitched to He Who Must Not Be Named Anymore. Why don't I have a live band play my theme to the ring, but on my way to the ring, I beat up the live band and destroy their instruments. And He Who Must Not Be Named was like, why would we have that? Why would you do that? You've invited them to come here. Why would you then destroy their stuff? And I was like, oh yeah, fair enough.
Kevin's like, well, that's actually a good bit of logic. That's not like you at all.
I was going to say, yeah, especially in 2016, if it was WrestleMania 32 we was talking about, which I think it was, but yeah. What could it be?
Do you think that's why Power bombed Machine Gun Kelly? Oh, I just hate musicians, mate.
He deserved it, probably. I mean, I know nothing about Machine Gun Kelly apart from his blood oath with his ex.
That's right.
Great times, had by all.
Yes, that's what they said. Good times, great memories of Machine Gun Kelly and his wife.
It was a great bump off the stage as well. Great week for MGK. Great week.
And that was the news.
Yeah.
Everybody get excited for the Cultaholic Hall of Fame!
In the Hall of Fame this week, oh God, in condescending order, Billy Mitchell wins. My happy vote.
I would like to say, Jack said earlier this week that apparently someone saw the Patreon poll where your pick had minus 5% at one point. Has he sent you it?
I have evidence, yes.
It's real.
How can that even be possible? It does. You can't minus not vote for something.
Oh, they voted for the wrong one, by the way. How dare you?
I mean,
minus 5%?
That's really bad.
I know I wasn't going to win, but minus 5% on a vote. Okay.
That'll never be done again. That's incredible.
Officially the lowest ever voting thing. I'm so proud of that. Ross's incredible score of 39 on a game of bowling, almost as impressive as getting minus 5 on a poll, 37%, but the clear winner, because we're imagining the fight in our heads and it's all amazing, Jack almost tripping up Mark Henry at Sweet Chin Music. Or Sweet Shin Music, I guess, in this.
Yeah.
58 massive percent. Yeah. Well done. Jack's obviously taken aback by that. He's had to leave for the week, which you understand.
He might have gone to America to fight Mark Henry. Gone on to Busted Open Radio. Imagine Jack the Jobber storming Busted Open.
Speaking Busted Open, your face, you'll yell.
Shoving a sock down Dave LaGreca's throat. Ha 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 ha! Bashing Mark Henry in the face. This is Jack the Jobber, the crowd going wild.
Yeah.
Bubba Ray Dudley's there. You don't know who I am. I do, Paul. I'm Jack the Jobber. Bosh, see you later. Could you imagine? But that might be where he is. But it's a deserved winner because it's a visual we all would like to see, I assume. Nothing against Mark Henry, of course. Or is there? I don't know. I can't keep up.
We'll quickly pivot around that. But well done, Jack.
Great guy.
Between Scottish lads and Mark Henry, you're a force to be reckoned with.
So because Jack's not here this week, of course, the third pick is for the man over there.
Oh, hi.
The one they call Joel.
Hi.
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 Can we get that? You got to introduce yourself how I used to introduce myself, apparently.
Hi-oh! Honest, you won't
get over that last week.
You were always on the move when you were doing a hey-oh!
Hi-oh.
No memory of this at all. So I said hello.
I think you should bring it back.
And they do now.
Like doing it again. My camera's a bit...
Only the highest tech here at Cultaholic. Filming on a Nokia 7325.
I didn't realise I'd be first. Because
Jack won?
Yeah, I didn't read it. Which means because Ross sent me his Hall of Fame and it's the same one I was going to nominate, but because I'm going first, I could.
I
could. You can't do that when I'm sat there.
I admire the underhanded tactics on display.
Imagine.
You gotta go full diddler. I don't know who you think you are.
I'm really good.
Is Joel going to do it?
No, I can't. No, I'm not doing it.
You're
I'll have
pricing
Tubman
start.
back in that seat before you even say Richard Tubman.
But I think it'd win, and I want to win. So it's.
You can't. I've just told you that's mine. Shotgun. Turn around.
He's thinking about it.
You did call shotgun, fair
Yeah.
enough. All right. Well, I made some jam the other week, so I'll just nominate that. I made some jam.
What kind of jam, Joe?
Blueberry jam.
Oh.
Because I was making it for my mum for Mother's Day.
That's nice.
Decided to make some jam because I went back home. So I made it. It was pretty good. And then before I went to see my mum, I went out in York for a day session with my mates because we hadn't seen each other in a while. And I was showing off my jam, and I got it out the my bag.
No.
In a glass jar in the beer garden. I was like, look at my jam. And then I just dropped it on the floor. It shattered. So my mum didn't get any jam.
Just go to Morrison's, Asda, other shops.
No,
go
it's
Lidl.
not. No, I was proud of it.
Take the label off.
It's quite easy to make jam, actually. I was surprised.
How are you doing it, Joe? Mashing up some blueberries?
Blueberries in a bowl, sugar on top, cover it for like 2 hours, then just boil it down slowly for like another 2 hours. Bit of apple cider vinegar.
Oh.
And then it just slowly becomes
then you
like thick.
Go to a pub garden, you smash on the floor.
Yeah.
Yorkshire tradition.
Yeah.
The Greeks smashed the plates. The Yorkshire smashed the
So
jam.
maybe the jam can live in memory in the Hall of Fame.
What did you do instead then for Mother's Day?
Got some gin. So it's brilliant.
I thought I said jam. No, you misheard me, Mum.
Gin. No, I showed her there was a smash photo of the jam, and I showed her it and said, "Thank you for the thought."
Aww. He's brought the jam, then he's dropped it. Well, that's a good pick.
That's jam hot.
That is jam hot.
That's jam hot.
Jam
Unless
hot.
it was a cold day.
No, it was lovely.
Oh, it was jam hot.
Wait, when you dropped it, did everyone react like when you smash a glass at the bar and goes, "Way"?
Yeah, but they knew it was from my mum, so they're all just like, "Oh my gosh."
Oh,
That's devastating.
no. Okay.
It's very sad.
Oh,
Aye, but people who weren't on your table wouldn't have known and just assumed it was a pint glass, would they not? And they were
Probably.
given.
I didn't look around.
That must have made you
you look around.
That must have made you
just
feel
staring at the
terrible.
floor. Yeah.
That's what you do when you do something horrible. You go, and they're yelling, "You jammy bastard!"
Hey.
Sorry.
And my girlfriend's been making a lot of homemade bread recently, so we had some on toast.
Oh, how's she doing it? She got one of those bread maker things.
No, it's really easy. It's,
that's
you
what
know,
I
a Dutch oven, like one of those pots. It's like a deep pot. Anyway, you just put it in that and then leave it to rest and then put it in
So
the
you put
oven
it on,
and then-
on your bed and then put the
It's,
duvet over
Thank you.
and then let the heat rise.
I see.
That's why it's called that.
I made bread the other week.
Did you?
Did you do it that way? No
I've been
need.
getting these like Instagram influencer fitness types
Oh, yeah,
pop
yeah.
up on my reels, and it was like 4 ingredient bread, and it
Alright.
was lovely. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Can
And
I
you-
remember what the 4 ingredients were? No, because it
Well,
was weeks ago.
Flour, yeast,
Flour.
Yeah, if I were you,
There was 4.
flour, yeast, water,
Water. Yep, water
Salt.
was there. Potentially.
love.
I honestly can't remember.
and then you don't need it. You just put it. It's
but
really easy.
I bought a special thing to mix the batter with.
A whisk.
It looks like a whisk with a wooden handle, but it's got, I think it's a Danish something or other, but it's got like a funny shaped. He had one on the thing, so I was like, it was £8 off Amazon, so I was like, if this is going to become a regular thing, I'm going to do it.
Are you going to start baking bread?
Oh yeah,
It's easy,
I've not
innit?
done it in 4 weeks.
It's a lot better, isn't it?
Well, he
Compared
was
to
going like, have you ever
supermarket.
read the label on your bread from the supermarket? And I was like, nah, I haven't. I just thought it was bread. And you look on there, and the stuff they put in the supermarket
Oh,
bread.
crap bread is bad.
Yeah. Well, any bread, your Hovises, your Warburtons, all sorts.
Full of sugar, I
Yeah.
imagine.
Aye. So this bread he was making, it does taste slightly different. But that's because there won't be any poo in it, so to speak.
Yeah, homemade bread's good. Maybe I'll nominate that.
Yeah. What, just the
Oh,
concept
now you're
of
going to tease us now.
Homemade food. Maybe I'll just nominate food.
No, I think Joel making jam was mum and smashing it's got a better chance of winning.
Yeah, fair enough. Then food. Just food in general.
Yeah. Get that anywhere.
Yeah, that's true. Fair enough. Well, Ross will win anyway.
Anyway, Ross, what's your pick? That was saved from the jaws of victory there.
for a good reason. Well, myself and Jack and Owen, Owen's been putting together these little quiz videos because we're trying to restore the fun here at Cultaholic. F-U-N, capital F, capital U, capital N. That's how you spell fun. One went live this week. Well, 2 or 3 have been live this week. They're in the quizzes playlist now on the channel, so please go and click through them and just watch them to your heart's content. But one went live this week where we are guessing the WrestleMania main event. Owen Mawson behind the camera will say the WrestleMania number.
Oh, yeah.
31, for example.
The three-way,
Yeah.
technically.
Well, it was 2-way.
I don't know. That's it.
Say, you would have lost a point.
Really? But it wasn't three-way.
No, that was the main event.
Hang on.
That was
Depends
the
how
last
Owen
match.
does it. Owen, because 9 was on his list, and we were like, well, what do you want?
Hogan Yogo.
Yeah, that's what he wanted.
Oh, they want. Okay.
You see, So it depends on the
Oh, it
quiz
sounds
master.
like a fun thing. I can't wait to
Really
watch
fun.
these.
So Jack took an early lead, as you can see there from the scoreboard at the very top of the screen. And the next one he has to name is WrestleMania 7. The War.
Oh, I thought you said that's the wall, brother. That's the wall.
No, it's 11, sorry.
11, yeah.
That's the pressure when the lights are on.
So I've just got that wrong because I named
Just takes
WrestleMania
the lead.
8.
Papa
I've
Shango
flapped
on the
under the pressure,
membrane.
Matthew.
Bless you.
He's always on the membrane.
Shango in the membrane.
Number 3,
Go with the brace. Sorry.
we've got WrestleMania.
This is the nomination.
11.
11. What's it, Matthew?
LT.
Quite an
versus
infamous
Bigelow.
WrestleMania, some may say.
Why is that?
Oh.
Yeah, what for?
I don't know.
Oh. Right.
3, 2, 1. Confidence on his face.
LT Babam.
LTHBK.
Oh my God!
The pressure cooker is the studio.
That red light was on, and Jack has rambled, as he's about to say.
There's an advert.
Oh my God.
We need it.
Oh, the seeds.
Oh, it's like apple crumble.
You cannot let that slip.
Bam, bam, Bigelow.
Oh,
You see?
The infamous LTHB.
Oh, and he's getting rinsed.
it's not that funny, alright?
Yeah. Imagine saying that.
It's not that funny. It's because I was thinking who got shoved from the main event, of course. I've never been
he's
so
flustered.
disappointed.
He
Sat
is
there 20
human.
minutes time
Oh,
and
no,
a stranger
look
will
how mad he
approach
is.
you and say, do you remember the time
Yeah, I know.
you thought LT and Shawn Michaels had a WrestleMania?
He's planning his week off now, isn't he?
How funny is it? The
might be
pressure
why.
gets to you.
It really does,
That
man.
red light is a daunting little sunbeam in the distance.
I need to
That'll do,
lock
Joe.
in.
So that's it. My Hall of Fame nomination is the
Oh.
infamous LT versus HBK main event from WrestleMania
What a
11.
match it was.
Owen being there made that even better. Because
Yeah, 'cause that was it.
what I was saying about Owen's face, if Liverpool won the cup, I'd have been like Jack there. Because Owen was pissing himself behind the camera. He turned redder than I am
He
right
said
now.
he was crying with that.
It's the confidence he delivers it. Duh, of course it's LT versus HBK.
So that infamous match that we all loved, one of the greatest WrestleMania main events of all time. That is my Hall of Fame nomination this week.
Very nice, very nice. Well, mine's nothing like this, because you can tell I've had such a positive week. I'm struggling to think of stuff. But at the wedding, because the people are getting married up, they love birds. So there's two things to this. One is the fact, they had bird handlers, whatever the technical term is. Isn't that nice? So I got to hang out with bird diddlers. Oh, no. So I got to hang out with Kestrel. And my friend took some photos of me with the Kestrel. It's all very nice. I'm looking very dapper in my suit.
You look over the moon.
And yeah, I mean, I know I'm swelling up. But then my mate showed me the photos, and I'm like, hang on, can you like zoom out so you can get everything in? What, is this how you see me? I look 3'11". And my mate's like, yeah, this is how you appear to us all. And he goes, oh, my mate, who was a good head taller than me, it was this moment of like, oh, this is how you view me. Like, it's this tiny creature, I guess. How I'm looking at that Kestrel is how my mate looks at me. And everyone saw that phone goes, what, are you getting smaller? I'm like, I might be.
You're an odd one, Maffew, because there's that
That's it, you see that bit there.
If you go, just type in Google Images, Joel, Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast 2018.
Oh, God, I know the images you showed.
Google, Joel. Are you
I
a
can't
grandfather?
believe that.
Just type it in.
Honest to God, our tech guy
Joel.
Googled Google.
I did Google.
Joel, if we weren't here,
I went Google.
if we weren't here, you typed in HTTPS.
On the left-hand side, second row down. See that? You're nowhere near as small as you look right now.
Nice. Wow.
I forget though that I'm small because I never consider myself to be that's an awful photo.
But me and Jack are like 5'10" and a bit, if something like that. So you're nowhere near as small as you look there. But yeah, I guess.
Jack looks massive there.
Yeah, it's the hat, isn't it? That bubble adds inches.
Oh, yeah. It's just this realization. Oh, this is how normal-sized people see me.
He'd be a tall. He'd be over 6 foot. That guy holding that camera, surely.
Yeah, so about. But it's like, hang on, the angle here. I don't know if it's with foreshortening or whatever. Just like, I'd never look smaller in a photo.
What happened with the bird? Then you just stand there like that for a bit.
Yeah, it's actually a video. No, the bird diddlers were just like, yeah, do you want to have a play with this Kestrel? And they were just going, cool. And they went, all right, can we have it back now? Because an albatross flying overhead, and they're probably going to go radio rental. I'm like,
wow.
okay.
Seems
So,
like
yeah.
a nice little Kestrel. Name? Kez?
I just call it Kez. Yeah,
Aye.
I don't got a name, but I forget. And we keep on zooming in on Maffew. Jesus Christ. And even the Kestrel's thinking, God, this guy's small. Bloody hell. Yeah. So there's Maffew guest starring in Playmobil at the wedding. So Tiny Maffew is my pick for this week's Hall of
Tiny
Fame.
Maffew.
Joel's is
Jam.
Jam.
big and jam and smashing it.
Yeah.
Or just jam in general?
Smashed jam.
Smashed jam.
Joel, smashed jam.
That sounds like a hipster, like
It does.
smashed burger type.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
They're playing at Leeds this year. And yours is...
The infamous LT versus HBK match from WrestleMania 11.
Okay, you can vote for any of these things, but I think we know which one you're going to be voting for. But let's still pretend it's a thing. Yeah, that's right. Patreon.com/Cultaholic, where you can vote on Hall of Fames. And you can also become a magnificent producer. We'll join in, Joel. That'd be grand.
Yeah,
if
sure,
not,
please
shove it up here. Reno2200.
He's from the future. Pow!
Noah Anderson. Let me pause. Levi
Anderson.
Oh, he got me again. Levi LaRue.
Going in for the kill, he does it for the thrill. Hoping you understand, it's all the next line. Is it part of a master plan? Don't let go of my hand.
I dropped my jam. Jimmy Gillen.
Gillen, the best a man can get.
Tear of Grace.
Feel those tears on your grace. No one else can feel them for you. Only Brett can let them in. He likes cats. He likes cats. Got so many cats.
Lord Bushi.
Hey,
Bushi, you're so fine. You're so fine. Lord Bushi.
Hey.
Lord Bushi.
Hey. Kendrick Alltop.
Hey now, Kendrick Alltop on the Patreon, the next line. Hey now, Kendrick Alltop on the Patreon, the next line. All the patrons are nice, apart from the ones who bring my streak to an end. That's the thing. There's going to be people on that poll this week that see the clear winner and vote for something else just because it's me.
They're going to let Maffew's streak continue.
Why?
Maffew's losing streak. Come on.
Hey, you won last
minus
week, right?
10% next week, all right? Tade 2.
Nah. Tate 2.
And finally, Jake Rowan.
We got a new one.
Whoa.
Jake Rowan. Now, what do we do here?
Keep rolling.
Jake.
Keep rolling.
Jake, I know you'll be loving this pool right here. R-O-A-N. What's his first name?
Biscuit is right here.
What? Jim?
Jake.
Oh, my short-term memory, I tell you, it's gone. It's away. I can't do anymore. But I would have put his first name in the next line of Limp Bizkit, so I would have done if I could remember a thing that was said 2 seconds ago, but that's besides the point. Jack is coming off, Joel. Are you warm?
I am warm. I'm sweating.
Bless you. Well, it was a very exciting Hall of Fame. I hope you agree and have fun voting.
Yes. And vote for... It doesn't matter who nominated it. Just vote for the best one. I mean, that's how it should work. That says this week in the wrestling. It's this bloody week in the wrestling.
This week in wrestling. Well, most of it anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Starting off with SmackDown. CM Punk arrives on the scene and claims that since birth, he wasn't supposed to be in the places he's been to. Punk runs through a potted history of his career and lists a series of places people said he wasn't supposed to be in. Now, he's in the main event of WrestleMania and wants to thank a load of people, including his wife and dog. I think it's just why he did it in that order.
Yes.
Heyman appears and tells Punk he did belong in the places he thought he didn't belong in, and that includes the main event of WrestleMania 41. Paul says the last time they were in a ring together, he asked Punk to take me with you, but that resulted in a beatdown from the bloodline that put him out longer than any time he wasn't fired. Punk says he was considering leaving after Hell in a Cell, but Heyman begged the man to come back for War Games. The favour is brought up, but because it involves Roman Reigns, CM Punk wants to tell it directly to both the faces of Heyman and Reigns when the tribal chief arrives at work.
Ooh. Yes, that's the cliffhanger, obviously. The opening part, there was only one noteworthy bit for me. It was obviously a promo for the hometown where they were in Chicago, in that arena that Steve Austin loves because it has a wooden roof.
That's right,
Hey, I love the wooden roof. I'm Stone Cold.
That's what he was like looking up. His face covered in blood. He's in the shop. Look at that wooden trim.
Lovely architecture. The sound bounce off it, lovely. But yeah, the first Rock mention for a while.
Yeah.
Or reference to. So yeah, that's the first one. Because there was news coming out this week, I can't remember who from. Was it from the Featherston fella?
I don't know. What is the news?
A source was like, The Rock's not planning to be at WrestleMania. Obviously, take it with a pinch of salt because it might be. We're in this era now where they're feeding fake
That's
news,
right.
aren't they?
Yes,
so
they are.
Take it with a pinch of salt. But it's the first reference on the less since Elimination Chamber, just about, surely. Been a while. Paul called Punk his best friend in the world. I've got written down on my notes, but we knew that already. His relationship with Reigns feels more business-like, which is an interesting little bit of semantics there, Maffew. Because that would indicate to me that his relationship with Punk means more.
That's right, isn't it? It's the separation of business and pleasure.
Oh, I'll have both at the same time. That's what working at Cultaholic's like.
So that awkward silence to follow that. Worked beautifully. Yeah, this was like, well, I hope you guys stick for the rest of the show segment. And that's like, yeah, very well done. It's Punk in Chicago. Of course, it's going to be over like Rover. They love his dog. They love his wife. They love Heyman. And they love everything about this.
Yes.
I'd be more interested if it wasn't being shoved into a main event slot. But I like the story the more it gets. I think this is the week where I went, oh, okay, now I've got more love for it than I did before.
Yeah, it's certainly juicier than it was last time because of the Heyman role. We got on the bollocks with Rollins on Raw because that's nothing of a muchness, Maffew. Let me tell you, that's not how favors work, Sethity Poo. But I agree. I would have much have preferred to see a story where Punk has to earn his way to the main event rather than just being handed one by Paul.
Exactly. 8 minutes and 17 seconds of life pass us by as Nathan Fraser comes up short in Rey Fenix's WWE debut match. After the bell, Fenix gets on the mic and says he's got a lot of history in Chicago, but he's finally happy to say that he is in WWE. Backstage, Santos Escobar likes what he sees, and this appears to make both shagging cousins a little bit jelly. Calm down, don't drop it.
Don't sell you about that jelly. Look, guys. It's a Jack reference from last week and his Tory upbringing. At school, he had a bursary at school. I always need to caveat it because he might come in next week and shake his fist at me.
Do you reckon he'll hear this and he'll like get his old gear that he obviously still fits in? And
his school gear?
No, like, you know, posh lad stuff. A suit, I think is what I'm trying to say. You know, what posh people wear. A suit, Maffew. Get a grip. But
and do what with the suit? You reckon he'll grab it?
I think he'll go full into characters as Posh Jack.
Oh, Jacques the Jobert.
Yeah. We'll try and trick him into doing that as a punishment if he like. I don't think CM Punk's winning. Oh, I think he is. Oh, if he does, you have to be Posh Jack for 1 week.
I mean, if there's one thing Jack is well known for, it's following through with his bets.
Do you think that's why he doesn't want to go in the Italian restaurants?
Oh, because it's too
because they're not 6 stars.
You can't get fancy Italians. There must be one in Newcastle somewhere. There's got to be.
There's a nice one in Gateshead.
Called?
Sapori.
Hey.
That's Sapori.
Yes. Anyway, Berto's like, no, way, I'm better than him, like. So Santos will be heading off to see Nick Aldis to get the match booked.
So the match itself, I thought, was a very interesting opponent for Rey Fenix on his debut, because to me, I'd be like Nathan Fraser could upstage this man. And he tried to, because he did lots of flips and whatnot. Both lads nailed everything they did in the match, just apart from that move that Ray did where Nathan sort of landed on his neck and shoulder and face at the same time.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell are you doing there?
The fire driver is what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Right, yeah, the fire driver. It looked like it was like an over-the-shoulder tombstone, but I thought they were going to do the Emerald Fusion style that Sal used to do. But he took it on the head and neck.
Yeah.
And then he kicked out, got up and then took the spinning muscle buster, which did not look anywhere near as painful. So I don't think that was supposed to go that way.
No, it wasn't. But I do like the callbacks to Penta. Obviously, the logos look similar because I think they were pitched as a tag team when they were going through all the trademark license and stuff.
Right.
Split them away so they look similar. Its music and entrance is Penta-ish in its nature. The theme's still terrible, so Down with the Death Rebel continues. Dragon Lee must be gutted. Because he's now behind Penta. I know Ray's on a different brand, but you know what I'm trying to say. But yeah, really interesting opponent. Very good match. It delivered. It stood and delivered.
Nice.
Yes.
It's a good name for a show, that.
Yeah.
It's nice that you would say that about Nathan, that he could keep up with Fenix, who's one of the best in the world at that sort of style. But it is also funny. It's like, well, we've got Nathan Fraser here. You're like, what? Why is he here? He's out for the NXT Tag Team Champions. You're like, what an interesting... Oh, it's Fenix. Okay, right.
Yeah. It's interesting as well because I don't think Axiom knew that Fraser was going to the main roster. But I would argue that's fair because Fraser didn't know that Axiom was going to the main roster to face Gunter a little while ago.
That'll be the thing then.
Yes.
Oh, bless him.
Fraxiom are not fine. They are anything but. He's a flying lizard, the shagging cousins say. He's a flash in the pan. He's a flying lizard. That's what they called him. And yeah, Berto appears to think he's better than Ray. And I guess we're going to have now matches up against both shagging cousins and potentially a split up of Legado del Fantasma, which I don't mind the prospect of.
Yeah, it is kind of there.
Yeah.
And wait, a flying lizard. You know that the phoenix is a bird.
Nope, it's a lizard. They said so.
Oh, damn it! I was wrong all this time.
Maybe that's the. He called you a lizard, but I'm a bird. Ha! You're a lizard.
Yeah.
It's really great writing.
Wow.
Really great writing.
How can we not fire these people with dialogue like that? But yeah, Fenix, apart from that one amazing move he did, that wasn't supposed to be that like that. Well done, mate.
Yeah, good outing.
Yes. It's also pretty, I don't want to say anticlimactic, but after Penta, an even bloody a Grande Americano, you're like, oh, another one. On the way to WrestleMania.
Right,
on the build up to WrestleMania, you're like, oh, okay. I don't know why they did it before Mania.
It's an interesting timing, is it? Because you would think he's not going to factor into WrestleMania at all.
Yeah.
He's going to have, he's only got one more match, hasn't he, before Mania itself, unless he does Raw as well, where you can't unless he faces both shagging cousins in one night, and that leads to something. That would feel way too rushed. Yeah. I don't know. It is, yeah. It's weird.
Or maybe because Triple H's period of what he does now is he stacks up Raw and SmackDown before and after Mania, so it's not a 9-hour show, which I'm very thankful for. Maybe that'll be the appeal. It won't be at Mania, but it will be on SmackDown.
Yeah.
Please buy tickets to SmackDown before Mania. You think nothing's going to happen, and you'd be right, but please buy the tickets anyway.
And I guess a couple of wins before WrestleMania, because the draft's just after this year, isn't it? That'll make him a bit higher up the rankings in the draft, potentially. That's maybe why. And he'll have a nice coffee while watching WrestleMania from the stands.
Yes.
Yeah.
Go on. God, I hope HBK and LT come out. An eye patch wearing Drew McIntyre claims that all Damian Priest does is feast off his scraps. That's what the Temu Undertaker did at Mania last year, as well as this year's Royal Rumble and Elimination Chamber. McIntyre is going to get revenge on Priest, especially since he was put through a car windshield last week, causing glass to go into his eye, which, as we said earlier, is a shoot, apparently. Because of this injury, Drew is going to be praying. And when Drew prays, bad things happen.
That's a great final line. When Drew prays, bad things happen. He didn't quite say it like that, but it was a great line.
God is Scottish.
Yep, he might be. God is everything to everybody.
Yeah.
Or something.
What a great gimmick that would be. Drew's like, I've got something you haven't. What? God. Oh my God, it's God with a chair in the back of Damian Priest.
I mean, if there's one thing wrestling fans love, it's God getting involved in the wrestling. Let's go back to Backlash, 2006. Great time.
Well, we don't like the thing like that because he lost. Oh, well, he'll get better. Braun Strowman says he's had enough of Jacob Fatu and he's going to buzzsaw the Samoan werewolf. I think you're mixing metaphors there, mate. In their last man standing match later tonight. I guess you could buzzsaw a werewolf, but I mean, bloody hell, mate.
Have you seen they've brought back the dire wolf? No, I've not watched your Game of Thrones. They've brought it back.
They have. It's an interesting way because some people have gone, wow, they're bringing back things. And every scientist person, no, we're not. It's not like Jurassic Park.
All right. Well, so how have they brought it back then? Because I heard it. I heard it howl on the radio, so I did. So it must be alive.
It's on the radio. It's got to be true. You know what? I didn't look at it.
I think it was Heart 70s I had on at the time. They were like, they were doing the news bullet at the top of the hour, and it was just like, here's what it sounds like. And it was just like a little. So it's real. They've brought it back from the dead. Are you telling me the radio's lying to me, Maffew?
Yeah, you know what? After that, after the compelling evidence you just presented, I withdraw. You are right. They've resurrected the dire wolf.
So what have they actually done then?
I don't know. I remember I know what they did not do, if that makes sense, because people were saying, it's like Jurassic Park. It's Jurassic Park. We'll be bringing them all back. And people are like, no, it's not like Jurassic Park. Please.
Well, at least up to a certain size, bring them back. Don't bring back your big boys, your T-Rexes and whatnot. Just bring back the little lads.
That's right, yeah.
We could fight the little lads. That was in that film. I've not seen Jurassic Park in years. We did.
It has a happy ending.
The little lads got dealt with, didn't they? I know they caused a muck in the kitchen.
Oh, the Raptors. Oh, I mean, yeah, they held their own.
They held their own.
Yes.
Yeah, but we can set like Obafemi on them. We'll be fine. Just stand behind Obafemi.
Right. Yeah. Or Braun Strowman and his buzzsaw.
Yeah.
There we go. Solo and Tama arrive on the scene with Solo buttering the arse of Jacob with his words. Yummy, yummy. LA Knight arrives on the scene and takes the piss out of Solo before Tama says Knight should be worried about him tonight. Knight says he is worried about Tama, but only because he makes silly noises. Is the noise Tama will be making when Knight is kicking him in the head.
Classic Rock promo from LA Knight. He is better than Dwayne in 2025, and that continues.
Well, he's on TV for a start. So. And then 9 minutes and 12 seconds fly by as LA Knight, gets the better of Tama with the BFT despite the best efforts of Solo at ringside.
Yeah, LA Knight
Solo.
He got all the hits in there to LA Knight, and Tama Tonga didn't really do too much until Solo provided a distraction. I've written down here, normally I compare Knight to a better version of The Rock, but on this night, Knight was a bit like John Cena in this one. The camera was picking up loads of his spot calling. I thought the heels were supposed to call the match, not the baby faces.
Oh.
Yeah, there was just a couple of times where you could hear LA Knight going like, no. I don't know. I don't want to say a word in a minute for him not to have said that word. But he called spots, so he did. This match could have headlined Butlins anywhere in the world.
Yeah, it was very cromulent, wasn't it? It was like, okay, well, we all know what we're getting here.
That's not a bad thing, by the way. It's just a different kind of match. It's a Butlins main event.
It's a can. It's a, what do we call it? It's
a can.
Ronseal.
Oh, right. A can.
I tried.
Oh, yeah, a tin of Ronseal.
Can, tin.
Yeah.
But he's still drinking from it. Paul Heyman is waiting in the parking lot for Roman and admits that no matter what CM Punk wants from him, the answer is yes. A car arrives and it's Seth Rollins. Words, blah, blah, ha, ha, ha.
Yeah.
But Rollins wants to be there when Punk reveals what the favour is as it affects him too.
Good for him. There was a nice little bit there because obviously thinking, is Roman Reigns watching? This has got to be Roman Reigns coming. Mm-hmm. He somehow heard Paul Heyman from the top of that little road there all the way down to the bottom, but no, it's Rollins. And yeah, more stuff to just set up the main event. Not much to see here. But yeah, I guess Heyman saying yes to anything is interesting. What if Punk said something terrible?
Right.
And then Paul's got to go, yeah. I don't know.
At the end of Ali G in the house. Yeah, go on, 12.
Yeah. What if Punk was like, I've murdered my ex-wife and her partner.
Yeah, quick, hold this knife.
Yeah.
Police!
Dip those gloves in some liquid so they shrink.
How can we completely innocent? Completely innocent. It's like, look, I'm going out of town. Can you look after me fish for a week? Another Aleister Black promo airs. Coins are seen. It looks like, is there an A in the middle of a pentagram, maybe? F knows what this is, but there is darkness and smoke, and that can only mean one man.
Jeff Cobb.
Yes.
There's taped hands as well. Yeah, there's the coins. Maybe coins on a face, like playing silly games, like ee.
Yeah, that's what that is. Isn't it a thing about mixing the two things where you put the coins on the eyes when someone's dead and it's money for the ferryman?
Yeah, that rings. Yeah,
Right.
yeah, I think that.
So he's
What?
dead.
I've heard of that.
Oh, he's dead. Right.
Oh, he's friends with the ferryman, whose name I can't remember off the top of my head.
Why is he crossing a body of water if he's dead?
Over the River Styx.
The River Styx?
This is not the Heaven religion. This is one of those other ones.
Oh, right. Where's the River Styx then?
It's in the place you go when you die, depending on your religion. So
Right.
you give money to the ferryman, and he goes, "All right, he's like Uber, but for the dead."
I'll let you give me £5. I'll let you see the dire wolf. That's what he says. And you see the dire wolf just before you go to wherever you're going.
Because I've always I've made jokes, and I'm sure other people have done as well. It's like only 2 coins. Like, if you give him more money, does he have a turbo version, or does he play music?
Put 2 £10 notes on the eyes. You get all sorts.
He's like, ooh, okay, yeah, there we go. Go the express route. So I assume that's what it is. But I think it'll just be, evil, weird stuff, and it won't mean anything really.
Yeah. Well, will he get involved in WrestleMania potentially?
Not for £2, I hope. A bit more than that.
Aye.
Oh.
I don't know what it means. It's things that are happening. That's all it is, at the moment.
Or they're going to bring back a dead guy, an actual dead person,
Who could that be?
via the power of AI. Which dead wrestler would they be?
Oh, right, I thought you were going to go down the Undertaker route.
No, God, please, no. They can't. Yeah, they do that at the same time. It goes, the award-winning comedy stand-up special of The Undertaker will also be taking place.
So our first, hologram. You go and see ABBA at the ABBA Arena, and they're all
almost done that.
holograms.
Right.
Our first human versus hologram, not AEW wrestling match.
I do panic if that is something they're going to be trying to do. Like, well, we never got, I don't know, the Ultimate Warrior versus Simon Gotch, but don't worry, kids, we can do it now.
Sasha Banks is like, Mercedes Moné is like, I dreamt of wrestling Edward Guerrero. Here he is.
Yay! Horribly animated Eddie Guerrero. Latino heat. Charlotte Flair is here for a natter, but before she can say anything of note, Tiff Stratz is here. Wade Barrett, who has been asked to moderate this, which is funny.
No reason at all.
Yeah, it looks like Wade is talking to, two girls the same height as Maffew, which is like, ask Charlotte, to speak more on the thought process of picking Tiffy Stratton for WrestleMania. Charlotte says she wanted to prove that, to the smart fans, there is no comparison between her and Tiff.
You see, they're both blonde, and they're both ladies. And they both wrestle.
You're writing this all down?
Yep. There might be more. They might.
They're both great at talking. Causing Tiff to get a bit sassy for asking, did she get her woo in?
Very Jay White of Tiffy Strats there, using the catchphrase as an insult.
Right.
Did she get her woo in?
I said, did you bring your scissors, Sid? Tiffy talks about how Charlotte's real competition is the crowd, and it's sad because even if she manages to break all records, she'll always be second to her dad. Crowd goes, ooh, to that.
At this point, when Charlotte starts to try and speak again, the crowd really seem to knock her off, which is beautiful. She backs into the corner and everything. Dad. She says like her father does when
like
getting beaten up. No, Dad.
No. Shows up the top rope. The crowd throw her off. Charlotte says people have been saying this to her for the last 10 years, but the fans' boos inside the arena appear to get the better of the Queen, who can't...
No! That's a Ric Flair, don't hurt me call. Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Who can't say much more than that for the time being. And then as Wade puts her on the ropes, Charlotte low blows the crowd. Tiff says Charlotte was in her daddy's basement drinking while trying to become a volleyball player at 25, while at the same age, Tiffy is women's champion. Stratton then calls Charlotte a Nepo baby before Charlotte claims she is the Nepo queen. Number one Nepo baby, like Iron Sheik Jr. probably.
Something like that.
What?
Just the way she went
I don't get this.
No, she went like, I'm the Nepo queen. Number one Nepo baby.
Oh, you mean number one? That's my Olympic medals I had doing volleyball. Stratton then says after Mania, Charlotte's professional life will mirror her personal life. She'll be all alone. Quote, what is it, 03? Crowd oohs that. Stratton bails, and while she does so, Charlotte asks why Kaiser is in her DMs. Kaiser later tells Charlotte to not flatter herself on the Twitter machine.
Yeah, and I also saw screenshots that he might have unfollowed her as well. Dun, 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 on Instagram.
Keeping it real, Kaiser. So, this was a train wreck, Ross.
It was brilliant from start to finish. I could not have given less of a hoot about the potential loss of Tiffany Stratton at WrestleMania based off what we saw before this or last Friday. Now, it's maybe the most intrigued I am for a match at WrestleMania, just to see how it goes, because we've seen in the past that Charlotte Flair does not mind making matches awkward when apparently there might be heat there to be had. I think about Nia Jax that time before they made up. She doesn't give a toss. So that's the intrigue there. Tiffany was brilliant. She started off horribly with the Jay Whiteism, with the catchphrase and whatnot. She's like, huh? Cat got your tongue? I mean, like, come on, we're above this, Tiffany Stratton. Be a bit more imaginative with your promos. Come on, you can say more words than, hey, got your tongue?
Andrade got your tongue?
Yes, that would have been much better.
Did you get that in the divorce, man?
But I love the Kavorka of her saying that line. What is it, Norton 3 with your marriages or whatnot? She said that line and then bailed, not really giving Charlotte a chance to say anything back. And that's where the shoot lies for me.
I think that's funny. It's like, play my music.
Yeah, because Charlotte's sort of retort about Kaiser was kind of covered up by the crowd going, wah!
Yeah, not everyone seemed to hear it. There wasn't much reaction to the Kaiser thing because people were like, hey,
And you
got
wouldn't
it.
believe it, would you? No offense to Charlotte, but you know.
I see so many people going, that
It's
didn't
like
happen, did
Undertaker
it?
DDP situation going on.
I was going to say, like, at the when I went to, there was a lovely moment as they were in the little chapel and they said, right, we are now going to have the rings passed to us from one end of the room to the other, and the bird diddlers came out with a barn owl, and the barn owl had the rings attached to the
Well, this
the
is
claws.
magical.
Yes, this is going to be lovely, and obviously the bride had the glove on, so she wasn't torn to pieces or anything like that. It's like, here we come, and they're like, 1, 2, 3, go, and the barn flew off the hand, thought about it for a second, then went up in the rafters.
Oh my god!
And everyone looked at it, and went,
You know what they say? Never work with kids or animals.
yeah, or Charlotte Flair. And there's a pause, and then the bird diddlers are going, come on, bit of laughter, ha, 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 ha. A few minutes go by, and it's like, things not coming down. And eventually they went, don't worry, luckily we have some spare rings, so we'll just do this, and then let everyone have the chapel, and we'll kill the bird. And I'm joking, we didn't. But we had a lovely roast afterwards. And And I thought that was the most awkward thing I was going to see all week. Until I saw this. And just was like, I'm glad that you're positive about Tiff sounding good, because I still don't think she sounds at the level.
Literally just the last line is what I like.
Just
the rest of it, the rest of it
right.
continue. She's a horrible baby face. A horrible baby face.
They're so horribly matched because, Tiff's a horrible face and needs all the help she can get. It seems like all the goods, the rub she got from teaming with Trish is gone now because Trish has left. But also realised, like, when you get... we had plenty of them last year. Punk and Drew. I think Drew did an interview this week and publicly said, look, me and Punk are not friends at all, but we'll do what's necessary to get the program over because we've got that much respect for them. I remember when they did that thing on Raw last year and they were both like, here's the outline of what we're going to do, and I'm going to say something, and you're going to, all right, fine. Let's just go for it. And it worked really well because whenever they'd say something, like, look at you lost at WrestleMania, or you've never main evented, or what the title, they'd be like that, and they'd pause and they'd sell it and be like, that really bothered me.
Yeah.
Charlotte does not do any of that in any of these promos. She's not even blinking whenever Tiff says anything. And I'm like, well, what? If you don't care, we don't care. So she did the 0-3 thing, and you think that would be like, oh, you want to fight or something? And instead she just absorbed it all like Bounty, the strongest soaker upper. Bounty, use it, but don't flush it down your toilet like my dad did. And he had to get the plumber out. Christ, on a bike. I'm like, so Tiff isn't that good at talking. Charlotte's not good at taking it. This was the bland leading the bland.
To be fair, on the other side of the tracks, if Charlotte Flair is obviously just gone, because I think there was an interview, I've not seen the interview myself, so I don't really comment on it, but she was on some sort of chat show where she sort of outlined what's been going on. And there was a lot of sort of sympathy for Charlotte Flair. So if there's an instance where maybe Tiffany's gone off the script like it looks like she has done here and said something that was maybe off the table because it is actually horrible what's happened to Charlotte Flair. Again, I don't know. It might be horrible, it might not be. I did see the clip of her welling up while telling the story on that talk show. I can see why Charlotte Flair would no-sell it, because that would piss me off as well if someone brought up something like that, and I'd just be like, "Way, I'll batter you then, you little bitch."
Yeah. Oh, like, yeah, I guess. But going, it's a wrestling promo, right?
Yeah.
And it's very weird right now. You shouldn't have to be overanalyzing it going, was that supposed to be a real comment on that? Because everybody else is doing it on WWE, where it doesn't even matter anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, they referenced the dog. It's that type of stuff. And this one's just like, divorced.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, it's a harsh thing to say, but at the same time, she's also not giving her opponent anything.
No.
And people have been quick to point out on the YouTube highlights, they took out most of the references to personal goings on.
Oh, well.
Because the word has been that they do not want this feud to be about that.
It is now.
If it's not about that, there's nothing to it. What was it like? Oh, you just in the shadow of your dad, and Charlotte's going, yeah, whatever, heard that before. I'm like, well, yes, because you've been around for bloody ages, mate.
Yeah.
So this was bloody rotten. And we were trying to think of a big question. We thought, well, you know what? Everyone's talking about this for the wrong reasons.
It's Cultaholics.
Big question.
What are some of the other horrible train wrecky... Oh, I'll probably word this better for the bloody headline, but anyway. What are the other... I've got it. I'm at the bar now, circling around the arena. What are some of the other train wreck promo moments you remember?
Well, the first one that came to my mind was Tamina. And it's not really a back and forth like Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair here. By the way, when Charlotte Flair started going, "Hey, yo, quickie," when she was rattled and could not get out of the sinkhole she was in, I love that. Just seeing this, when you sat there looking at someone who's really rich and successful flapping, and that doesn't happen too much in their life because the hard work they've put in, they're in such an easy spot now with their jets and whatnot.
Right.
But to see her flapping there was brilliant. Anyway, Tamina, yes, I'll make you look like Ellsworth. Not in the same vein, obviously, but a very awkward moment for different reasons.
Yeah.
That's the first thing that came to my mind.
Yeah. Was it Marina Shafir come to mind when she's like, you know me.
I'll be honest with you.
You don't know me. You don't know me.
She wasn't a very good promo, was she, Marina Shafir?
Silence. That was the same arena that we also got Bobby Fischer's. Folks, where's the lie? And my vote last week, minus crowd reaction. It's like, oh God. But also, longtime fans might remember the 2004 Diva Search, which had, it was a train wreck to begin with. They had a train wreck had to put the train on the tracks and then take it off the tracks again just to get it over the thing. They had this bit where it ended with, and now the divas get to give their thoughts on the other contestants. And everyone else is like, it's light jabs. Apart from when they got to Carmella. I've got her
Not
name
the
here.
Carmella, a different one.
No, it's Carmella of... I'm afraid my page is refreshed, so it's taking everything out. But coming out of the 2004 divas, it's just blank. What happened? It's taking everything on this oxygen tank. Oh, here we go. Carmella, what is her surname? Desiree?
Valkyria.
Yeah, bollocks to it. And they did not mince words. This is in a live episode of Raw where the censor bar had to be used quite frequently. Basically calling her a whore repeatedly. And then Kirsty Hemme saying, and Carmella, you're just a boop sucking gutter slut. Was a moment that was...
A lollipop sucking gutter.
There you go. Right. Yeah. Just live on Raw, and they're like, okay, let's sense this a bit more.
But 2004, they would have loved that kind of thing back then, the stuff that was going on.
The TV network was like, ooh, okay, this is all scripted and awkward, and oh, God. Yeah, it doesn't happen very often because...
Charlotte and Becky... Charlotte and Becky.
That was the other thing people going for. Like,
belt.
Because, honestly, I didn't think that was that... awkward a segment until they brought it up in promos about like, oh, you didn't want to do that, and you're like, this would have been wank regardless if it'd gone.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to pass me the belt?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'll pick up the belt then that you threw on the floor in character. Like, what?
Yeah.
Okay.
But she was meant to hand it to her, Maffew. It was a ceremonial passing.
Does Charlotte know it's fake?
No.
Oh.
Maybe. Yeah. Of course she does. But it's funny to see her flapping all the same.
Yeah. I'm not gotten to. Like, what? What the hell is this?
Imagine resorting to that. It was, as you say, a car crash from start to finish. Let us know any examples we missed in the comments down below.
Bruce Beefcake on Raw, when he came back, he was trying to be all tired and emotional, going, I had that accident where a jet ski flew in my face and broke my face, and the New York fans are going, kill yourself. It's not working at all. The crowd like, why are you here? It's 1993. For the love of God.
Someone in that arena must have seen that Dark Side of the Ring episode and like, oh God. What did I do?
He's trying to be sympathetic. It's Bruce Barber Beefcake. He's got that horrible red and yellow gear. So it's like, it's just like a cartoon. It's like the Hamburglar going, oh, well, I've had a bad week.
The Hamburglar?
This is like this daft cartoon character going, well, things aren't going too good for me.
It sounded bloody horrible, so it did. But I guess the full story wasn't out back in 93, was it? Maybe. I don't know. I wasn't there. Well, I was here, but I was a mere nipper. A little boy.
You're still under suspicion. But yes, if you know any other train wreck promos, please let us know in the comments below.
Yes. Yeah, but I'm much more intrigued about the match now for Charlotte and Tiffy.
I am for the wrong reasons.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what wrestling's about.
So, is that a positive?
Triple H even said this at the debut of Raw. The stories, blah, 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 the real life and the fake. Woo, I'm Triple I'm Triple H. That's what I say there. We have heels and baby faces.
Christ.
Why was he on that chat show this week?
You mean the
Fallon.
Jimmy Fallon, yeah.
that one. I think I meant last week he was on the bloody
Sunday brunch.
Yeah, Sunday brunch. And in the highlights include a bit where it goes, Triple H doesn't even know why he's here. And Triple H's like, yeah. Put that in the highlights.
I'm just like, you've got all these wrestlers that new stars of the day. Like, Rhea Ripley could easily be a mainstream star. Easily. Other names obviously come to mind.
Because he hates being on TV, Ross.
Oh, yeah, that's the point I'm trying to make. Why is he the one there? Knobhead.
Hello, Jimmy. Then we go. Nick Aldis announces a women's tag team gauntlet match for next week involving teams across both brands, with the winners getting a title shot at WrestleMania. Please watch the SmackDown before Mania, they're saying.
It's not the most tantalizing prospect, let me tell you, Maffew.
It's what we expect, really, isn't it?
Yes.
And it's not a positive, is it? But it's, look, they're there.
Yeah.
Which means that, yes, like on that, the person who was worried last week, not last podcast, obviously, that Liv wasn't going to be on the pay-per-view. Ha-ha, oh, ye of little faith.
She'll get a WrestleMania payday. Don't you worry, sir.
Tommaso Ciampa twats his head off a turnbuckle he exposed earlier in the match, which helps the Motor City Machine Guns defeat DIY in a professional wrestling duel that went 1 second over the 9-minute mark. These are so poetic. After the match, the Guns have a little stare down with the Street Profits, who were watching the match at ringside, because the winner of this one faces them down the line.
Nicely structured match for me, Maffew, with DIY on the run for the main part, with MCMG catching them and then getting on top. Nice spots put together, like when Ciampa goaded Shelley into the through the rope spear from Gargano. That was written down in a clumsy way, but you know what I'm trying to say. Then DIY were dirty bastards, breaking up the Skull and Bones attempt before they ripped the turnbuckle pad off, and Charles Robinson bloody hates that. I've never seen him look more furious, apart from when Wham broke up. Or was he more happy about that? I don't know. I didn't see a tattoo of Andy on his calf, for example. Anyway, the turnbuckle cost Ciampa. Lol, what a willy he must feel like right now. MCMG and number one contenders and face off with a little brief stare down with the Street Profits, who had so much smoke in their entrance we couldn't see them.
Yeah.
And it was quite funny this week on Instagram. Angelo Dawkins, a Real Madrid fan, he was moaning about the Arsenal defeat, and I left a comment saying, well, you got smoked. Got him!
Yes! Get his ass.
What he likes. I thought it deserved more. What were your thoughts on the match, Maffew?
I was happy to see them have a good match after that Royal Rumble stinker. It was just these two team lads having a good match together just to fill up time on SmackDown. The one negative is that the Guns did get their already in the ring entrance. You're like, oh,
I don't
really?
mind that.
Is the bloom off the rose already?
The theme's crap. I don't mind not hearing it.
Oh, yeah, just you know what? Yeah, you
Raise your fists, guys.
Boom, boom. You're happy to see them when you don't have to hear that song. So yeah,
Yeah.
maybe they know. But yeah, just a nice match there, just to build up stuff with the Profits, because there's not a lot of intrigue right now in the tag team division on SmackDown, which is almost to the point of laughing at. But the action's never not good.
Yeah, it's weird because none of them really get pops anymore, do they? I think Street Profits get a fairly good reaction, depending on where they are, how loud the crowd is.
I think it was this week when they made the entrance. It wasn't that loud, which I was surprised at. But then I went, oh, it's the crap theme, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, another one.
It's just a sinkhole, as you said earlier.
Another WrestleMania match I want to see, though, Maffew, now.
Go on.
Off this week. It's Hank and Tank versus Street Profits.
Ah.
Could you imagine Hank and Tank making their debut at WrestleMania and taking those titles from the Street Profits because they remember who they are? That's the story I'm along the ride for.
Well, they'll have a better chance of beating the Street Profits than they will Fraxium. So,
Yeah.
yes. Miz and Carmelo Hayes mock Pretty Deadly for losing their big tag team title shot last week. PD mock Mello for being relegated to teaming up with The Miz for shooting down The Miz's claim that he's a 9-time tag team champion by asking, how many partners have you had, Sonny Jim? You're always going after the younger, hotter model. You're the Leonardo DiCaprio of tag team wrestling, which I thought was a good line, and well done for not making a Charlotte Flair reference. PD also called Mello Don't Miz not a real tag team, as a future match between the two teams appears to be set up.
Yeah, they owes him.
What? You all right?
That's their catchphrase. So Miz says,
Oh, God, yeah.
Mello is the him part. Owes him.
It was awful, wasn't it? I mean, it's
meant
Miz
to
saying
be.
it, yeah, but like, I was more concerned going, 9-time tag team champion? Hang on. Can we name them? So, John Morrison.
No, I can't.
John Morrison's got to cover a
it's-
few.
Yeah.
And then Mizdow?
Yeah, they won it.
Miz
They won it,
down.
all right.
I think. Our Truth, most recent.
Riley? No, that's not right.
The Miz
Truth.
Tag Team Championship.
9
reigns.
times.
I can't, honestly.
Unreal.
I'm struggling.
Big Show.
Oh, Show
yes,
Miz.
That's around
All right.
2010-ish.
Yep.
Oh, R-Truth.
Yep, there we go.
Didn't he win it with...
5-time tag team champion with... Is that the fifth reign? Yeah, that's the fifth reign he had. Sorry, they're not 5-time tag team champion. It's on Cage Match. It's got listed. World Tag Team Champion, 5X with R-Truth.
Oh, okay, yeah,
That's his fifth reign.
Didn't he win it with Cena once? When they were feuding?
That's right, they did.
They did, yes.
Like a day.
He's an OVW Southern Tag Team Champion with Chris Cage. Not to be confused with Christian Cage. John Morrison. Yeah. Big Show. Yeah. There's 4. Cena, 5.
I was talking about the Cena reign.
Mizdow, 6. Shane McMahon, 7.
Oh,
yeah.
What?
God.
Sorry, what now?
Oh,
That was a blood feud over George. They never tagged together.
No
never
memory.
happened.
No memory of that.
No, me neither. And then we've got John Morrison again during Locky Down.
Of course.
And then The Awesome Truth. Last year, apparently.
Yep, I do remember that one. But the Shane McMahon, good
Shane
God.
McMahon. They had a WrestleMania match. They could not have been tag team partners. I'm spitting everywhere. I'm not surprised. Oh. It's a shame to see Mello going along with it, though.
You know what? If that's what they want for him on SmackDown, I'm all right with it being Miz, because at least it means he's going to stay there for a while.
I just feel they leave themselves too much work to do to get him back to at least a secondary title reign, if not.
It's gone, Ross.
Is it gone?
It's gone.
No, it's not. He's so young. Maybe. I don't know how old he is. Carmelo Hayes.
Yeah, honestly, wrestlers now in WWE, they're either like early 20s or they're like, wait, they're about to hit 40.
He's only 30. He's 31 the day before I turned 33. He's a young whippersnapper.
His whole life ahead of him.
Yeah, he has.
Despite the fact that he was jumped by Jade Cargill, Naomi manages to defeat a Game B Fab in a contest that lasted barely 5 seconds over that fabled 2-minute mark. You can tell the more interested you are in a show, the more flurry.
I like to paint a picture, Maffew, and I like to tell people how long matches last for.
After the match, Caution Tape Woman calls out Jade, who OSW reviews PH's her former pal with a pump kick. Just before she can hit Jaded, security are on hand to break up the move before Jade fells the ball, risking a massive fine in the process. That's right.
It was a classic PHing. That's for sure. But yeah, Naomi's a bit like John Cena in terms of her presentation and everything still being the same. You want a heel theme? No, says Caution Tape Lady. I guess the caution tape's different. Considering the match was only getting going, considering this match was only going to go one way, even with the attack from Jade before the bell, B-Fab looked all right with the 2 to 3 moves she got in there.
I'd say that, yep.
Yeah. The low-down lung blower finisher from Naomi looks very, very good indeed, but not good enough to be my move of the week, which I'm sure you can guess with ease this week.
No.
Oh,
I'll have to keep on listening to the podcast to find out what it is.
What a cliffhanger. Yeah. And obviously Jay's now in for a big fine this WrestleMania season after thwacking lots of security men. What was she thinking? That's a WrestleMania payday gone before it's even landed.
Yeah.
Ah.
Shocking, that.
Yeah. But at least they're making history, the lasses are. I think I read it was the first non-title singles ladies match since about 2006 or something.
I think it's the first ever WrestleMania with no stipulation on
With no
gimmick attached
stipulation,
to it.
Yeah. Non-title ladies match.
Wow. Yeah. When you put it like that, you're right. You might be. If someone said that, then I'll just go, yes, what that person said. Without doing any research whatsoever.
Yeah.
Like Booker T saying hello to Chase and Rance.
He didn't know, Maffew.
He didn't know.
He didn't know.
He says, I don't do any background checks. Probably should, mate.
Hey, did you see Swervy Boy?
I was going to say, we'll probably get to that, won't we? Bloody hell.
Yeah, the crowd are fully on Booker T's side. Whose side are you on? Does it matter?
I'm like the Swiss. I'm neutral. Let them fight.
I want to see Swerve say it to his face, by God. That's not me saying I'm on a certain
Say it
side.
to my face.
Yeah, because Booker comes from that time where we settle things like boys.
I did think it was interesting because obviously we experienced the joy and wonder of horny Booker T every week on commentary, pretending to commentate on a show he doesn't watch. And he's obviously silly Booker T. And just to see him get really serious really quickly, on top of Swerve Strickland stuff, was like, oh God, right. Is he smarter than all of us? He's just pretending to do that? I forgot he was a real human being after all this time. Wow.
He's a fairly intelligent man, Booker T.
Yeah.
Got to be. He's a rich boy.
Yeah. It's just sometimes, when someone plays the fool for so long, you forget, oh, right, yeah, he's actually smart.
Oh, I brought up on the news when we did this the other day. Obviously, the Batista story with Booker T.
Oh, yeah.
And I saw a couple of comments going like, it's great how he's rewritten history. Batista won that fight.
That's never been, like... Yeah, hang on. People have done big dives on that for ages, and it's never been anything else other than that.
So who won in reality?
I mean, I don't think it was like a clear win. The referee wasn't there to go 8, 9, 10, the winner. But Batista was the one who walked away with was it noticeable bruises or something? It was like he looked like he'd been in a fight, and Booker looked,
fine.
Probably stepped out and readjusted his tie. Yeah, but
I thought it was because I've never seen it. To me, it's always just been Booker T beat up Batista. That's all the way it's always been. I just thought it was interesting. Those comments were a thing.
And people are like, no, 06 Batista would have done something. 06 Batista would have torn one of his biceps. What are you on about? Come on now. Damian Priest calls himself the villain of the feud with Drew while listing a load of things that happened, and that don't really make him look like a villain at all.
It was a great promo.
Priest
the juxtaposition.
I don't remember anything about it until this week. I was like, did he say this? Priest calls Drew a junkie for the cheap pop, and that's why he's always spouting bollocks. Next week, Priest wants to see Drew face to face.
So yeah, Priest was saying yes, I did eliminate you from the Chamber, I did eliminate you from the Rumble, but that doesn't make me he says, but I'm the villain? ? Insert here, meaning I'm not the villain, I just did my job. He did his job. They're going to meet in the middle of the ring next week. I'm still obviously the real glass has added something to the feud, but I still think it needs something. This is like it's got to be like it's like semi-main event level, just the two lads involved. It still needs something else to make it semi-main event level. For me,
What would that be then? Do you think?
A gun, something. Slingshot at least, a crossbow.
Damien Priest shoots Drew McIntyre, and I'm the villain.
The Archer of Infamy. Get him a crossbow.
Oh, yes.
Shoots Drew in the other eye.
Yeah.
The two eye patches.
Yeah.
Wrestling blind at WrestleMania. That's your semi-main event.
Yes, that would save it.
I don't know why I'm
yes.
saying semi like this all the time. Your semi-main event.
Yeah.
Ooh, a lovely semi. Ooh.
Archer. I don't even know her. Nick Aldis is here to do a part of his job that he doesn't like to do. He tells this is what the lads and lasses backstage is dangerous. That's right. And that's why WWE says don't try this at home. Kevin Owens is brought out and says he's been doing this wrestling stuff for 25 years, and while it's taken him to places he thought he'd never see and allowed him to give his family a life he'd never dreamt was possible, it's taken a toll on his body. After 4 months of issues, it's been discovered that Owens needs neck surgery, and because of that, his Mania match with Randy is off.
I've done research, Maffew.
Please.
So the 4 months is the time scale we're being given there, which makes you think, oh, it must have been the Cody match. That must have been where he hurt his neck, where he took that really soft Alabama slam
my
through
God.
the ladder, because Maffew would rather take a package power drive if it was a real move, wouldn't you?
I'll stand by that.
Wouldn't you?
Jack hates Italians, and I love the Alabama Slammer.
But this is before that match. So he worked that match with this injury. And he had 2 matches in January against Big Jim on SmackDown and Rey Mysterio on TV. That's the 2 matches he had, live event or TV. December, he had the match against Cody on TV, but he did have 4 steel cage house show matches against Cody just after Christmas, which wouldn't have helped. That must have been around the period of time it sort of happened there in December. We'll go back to September for his last match before December. So he basically had October off, November off, from in-ring stuff anyway. And then, so he had that's the matches he had.
Because he worked so hard for a guy his size and the guy, I hate to say it, at his age as well. And after a lifetime of doing bumps like that, always taking the you can't superplex me bump and everything else, as well as all the hardcore stuff.
Yeah.
And him and Sammy going balls out.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I can't remember the rest. Kev doesn't know when he'll be back, but he'll never take performing for granted again. Owens shakes Aldis' hands and leaves the ring. As he tries to, Orton's music hits, and the Viper and the Sperm walk down the ramp, allowing his now former WrestleMania foe to leave of his own accord. But not before getting in the face of some fan who says you're still crap.
Aye, F that guy. Can't swear here. Imagine saying that to Big Kev when he's just... I mean, he must be of your school of thought thinking it wasn't even real.
You're a heel. You're not tricking me. And he's like, oh, God, he's really injured. I'm sorry, Kevin. Aldis tells Orton he's off the Mania card, as in sod. So Orton hits an RKO on the GM. What does this all mean for WrestleMania? Well, as I said, the reason why I was like, I suspect, is because, one, wrestling does this a lot. I'm teary-eyed and retiring. Ha-ha! Randy comes out and, turns his back for a second and Kev gets him. No, we didn't get that. And the fact that if matches have been taken off the pay-per-view, they don't usually give it this much service on TV. It's usually a throwaway. Oh, by the way, Kev's dead, so he won't be on the pay-per-view. And we move on now to, I don't know, Logan Paul or something. So it's usually like that. So when they give it this much attention, you're like, ooh, here it comes. It's a set. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, balls.
I thought it was really real, yeah. Well, I mean, obviously time will tell, but I'm firmly in there. I believe every word that was said on this professional wrestling show with this segment. And heartbreakingly so as well. Aldis set it up there saying potentially he may never step foot in this ring again, which is a serious thing to say. Obviously, Kev poured his heart out. Look, nice mention of his family and whatnot, and being able to give them a life he never dreamt of giving them and stuff like that. And yeah, trying to work out when the injury sort of happened. Must have been around about that December period, having the 4-month thing put out there. And fair play to the guy for working through that. It's an old school mentality. And yeah, I don't know. It's just sort of, I don't know what to say.
Look, I love Kev
horrible,
to bits.
isn't it? Yeah.
I love Kev to bits. I'll believe he's not wrestling at WrestleMania when I've finished watching WrestleMania and he doesn't show up. It's just what wrestling's done to me.
I know. I can see where you're coming from, but I also think you're very silly. And
I'll take that.
do you reckon they might do Orton versus Aldis?
Nah.
He RKO'd the GM out of nowhere for no reason.
GM Aldis getting a ring with 1 week's build. Bloody hell, no.
It's more than that. They've had segments aplenty way back when.
I was going to say, who's Kevin's friend right now? He hasn't got any.
He got it, yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I was
His
like,
son, Owen Owens. His 12,
oh, yes.
His 12-foot son.
You hurt my dad.
No, but you hurt my father.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
He's 12 foot tall.
Randy's like, sorry, can you say that again? You're too far up. There's a delay.
Imagine the tag team of Owen Owens and Omos. I don't know why I've said Omos like that. Omos taking down Randy Orton to venge his father. Venge? You know what?
To revenge his... Oh, yeah, how do you say
To
it?
venge?
Avenge.
Avenge. Sorry, Joe. Jesus. Oh, I'm taking bumps off the microphone now. But yeah, when they did the RKO there at the end, I had visions of Nick Aldis doing like a violent Venom promo of William Regal-esque. And setting up... Because I think there's a portion of the fan base that would like to see that. But then I also think there's a portion of the fan base that would like to see someone who's lost given a WrestleMania match.
Yeah.
Because it's an exhibition, obviously, but it's like Orton's a marquee name, isn't he? So that you don't need too much build the way the hand's been dealt to them.
Yeah. And at least, the worst case scenario is they go, well, you know what? You're in the main event of WrestleMania, Randy. And it's now a 4-way. Yay.
Then Kevin Owens comes back. What has he done to deserve this?
Yeah. The neck brace on. He goes, you know what? I'm still not that much in pain after all this. An arse through a table is just enough to see Jacob Fatu defeat Braun Strowman in that last man standing match, earning the Samoan Werewolf a US title shot at WrestleMania in a slobber knocker that went 3 seconds short of what would have been an incredibly satisfying 15 minutes and 15 seconds.
It's a shame that. Real
we
shame.
were this close to greatness.
15-12, who cares? But 15-15, my goodness me. Jacob Fatu getting 2 moonsaults in there pretty much straight away after a little bit of outside stuff, which I thought was a very interesting way to structure this match because he's been taking out fools with that move, so he has. Chair shot to the head was interesting to see when it looked like...
Yeah. Hang on. You're supposed to do that.
I've said it looked like Strowman was going to thwack Strowman through the barricade before Strowman did it to Fatu instead. That makes complete sense.
Well
Ross.
done.
Great notes.
I'm with you.
Big suplex off the conveniently placed tables next to the crate in the middle of the crowd.
Yeah.
The lads and lasses in that row just above them were selling it greatly, almost as if they were plants. If they weren't, I wish I was that enthusiastic about wrestling. Just there was, oh my God.
Whoa.
You know, the American way.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my God, no.
That's what they like when they see the price of eggs.
And I thought the finish was thrilling, seeing who would get back to their feet first after the arse through the table.
Yep.
And it was just about Big Jacob.
Yeah, they've had a bunch of brawls over this year, and this is the first time, I believe, they've done it without the rest of the lads at ringside, which is like, I don't need their help.
Yeah.
This is Jacob's time. I'm glad this was the result because I think that the previous weeks and months have been building up to this. Because it was like, oh, hang on, are they pushing Braun? Is he supposed to be the face? Because you hear the crowd, they love Jacob.
Yeah.
So I think they're just like, just buying time. Okay, oh, we're out of Europe. Okay, cool. Now we can develop the story. And yeah, I think it was well built up. They did all the cool big man stuff that Braun can do very well. I think he deserves some respect. Because when he's not like having an amazing match every week, but when he's had this, all right, we'll just go through a bunch of stuff, he can deliver.
Yeah. He's like what we had with like Kane and the Big Show, but enjoyable.
Right.
They're massive lads who, it's still, no matter how many losses they have, it means something to beat them.
Right. No, 100%. And yeah, was it Bobby Lashley? He had those really good, like, Falls Count Anywhere matches. Am I making that up?
No. I can picture that.
Yeah.
I can't remember, though.
Oh, and the Kevin Owens one where he threw him in the porta potty.
Yeah. Oh,
With the Irish whip.
Kev listed, I think, was it Strowman who did like a powerbomb or a suplex on the start of the ramp?
Yeah, and he said that was the worst injury.
That's one of his top 3 like worst bumps of all time. Yeah. One was just like a flip bump off the apron onto the floor.
Yeah.
Onto a padded mat, I do declare, but that shows how thin those mats are. And I can't remember the third one.
Was it like a powerbomb on the apron?
Yes.
Something on the apron.
Yes. Who was it from?
Can't remember. I think it was an indie. I think it was back in the day.
Was it back in the day?
ROH.
When he took those, was it Slammer or Powerbomb on the steel steps at the Rumble with the
that
line?
was.
Oh, man, I was like, oh, Kevin.
Yeah. How do you slot your neck in those right angles, eh? I don't think you can. But I'm worried about LA Knight now at WrestleMania. I feel like if he wins that, he might come out getting booed a bit.
You know what? I'm with you. It's like, look, we love you, LA Knight, but Jacob's got a lot of heat.
It's his time.
Yeah, it's his.
They've pissed away LA Knight's time. 2023 was LA Knight's time. I'll not forget Money in the Bank. Furious I was. I had my question ready at the press conference thing. Did they come and ask me, even though I was stood there right beneath the guy going, please pick me? And they skipped over me so someone would go, what's your favourite McDonald's? I was ready.
That's
I was
why
gonna
they
say-
skipped you.
I was going to say, Paul, what's the thought process? It feels like the entire nation, the entire world was ready for LA Knight to have a big moment. What in your creative process means that's not the thing to do right now?
They knew.
Yeah.
They employ psychics to check people's thoughts. The evil thoughts. And he went,
Stupid plants with their queued up questions. That's an accusation from me. That's not a fact. That's my
no,
own.
it's a fact.
Not the thoughts of Cultaholic Limited. What are we called? Cultaholic,
What we call
Cultaholic Ventures
You know,
Limited.
we think you're suck. We're Wrestle Talk. You smell.
The thoughts and the opinions of Ross William Twaddle, especially. No, not especially. Solely. I'm not having a good day, vocabulary wise. No.
But it is good. Like you're trying to say the completely
Exclusively,
wrong
that's what I'm
thing.
trying to say. Just me. Joel doesn't think that. Maffew doesn't think that.
I think worse. Roman Reigns arrives for work. Well, that's nice. Look, paying attention, Jack. And heads straight out to the ring, breaking the previous record for his quickest ever entrance, probably. It was a very quick entrance.
must have been.
Before I find out what the favor is, Reigns wants to let us know that while the people of Chicago are good people who mean well, they like him Punk just because he comes from their city makes him a bit silly. Without Reigns, Punk wouldn't be in WWE or in the main event of Mania 41. Seth Rollins arrives and moans about Reigns being the one to get Punk his Mania main event match. The crowd lose patience and start chatting, "What's the favor?" Here comes CM Punk. Punk is all about promises being made and kept, and he's all about loyalty. And what he's about to say dates all the way back to 4400 Shepherdsville Road in Louisville, Kentucky, where an OV-dub, Heyman was told to get rid of Punk, but he didn't. Punk says Paul told him, when you main event WrestleMania, they're forced to deal with them, plural, meaning both Punk and Paul. Ooh. Punk reveals the favor is him wanting Paul in his corner at Mania, forcing Roman Reigns out of his comfort zone. Roman laughs this off as he thinks that even if he was to allow Paul to do this, he wouldn't. Paul starts to cry. Roman wants Paul to wipe the tears away and tell Punk no, but Paul tells Roman, no, you can't do that to Punk. The lads scrap a bit and the show goes off the air, with Reigns taking a good bump.
I assume... No, I'm not going to go that crass. I assume Paul Heyman must have a hole with pockets in and a pair of tweezers on him at all times because the performance here was fantastic. And I know that's a thing that actors sometimes do, apparently.
I've heard that, yeah.
Oh, yeah, they pluck their pubes.
Or they'll have the...
They must have a full bush. I'll say it anyway.
Right. Or they'll have like a bad thought that they'll bring up in their heads, like that one time Heyman had to pay a wrestler. He's never gotten over it. 1995, remembers it well.
He must owe a few wrestlers a few favours, so he would have had to.
Lots of tears.
Yeah, but brilliant performance from Heyman. Very real performance from Heyman. Brilliant sell from Reigns on the GTS at the end. He like a bloody cartoon the way he was laid there at the end. I like this. I like this portion, this chapter, because Paul can't say no. Punk's all about loyalty. That all sort of makes sense. We know the history between the two. I like the little story about when one of them, who was it, left the ring, and then was it when Heyman left the ring? They're on the Big Show bus, on the bus with the Big Show and RVD.
Right. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
Punk
trying
was-
to think when that would have been, but because Punk came in 06, I think.
Paul wasn't there like the turn of the decade, was he?
20. I have to go back and check because Heyman's in and out, shake it all about when it comes to WWE. But he always comes back. Obviously, it's why he's there on TV. But so me and Tom are watching O2 SmackDown. There's going someplace. Don't worry, I'm not just plugging it. And we're just watched the Survivor Series 2000, and we watched SmackDown after that. And they're in that awful position, very awkward, where we haven't got a lot on our brand right now because Hogan's not here, Rock's not here, The Undertaker's not here, so it's all Brock. Brock's injured. Oh, God. All right, okay. So we have to do a quick turn and title change with The Big Show, which is the modern day equivalent. I mean, how what would be in modern day?
A heel Strowman taking down. Maybe Bron Breaker's the example. Taking a title off.
No,
Bron.
see, he's got heat. It has to be a guy who's a loser on one brand, just going and like one of the sexy cousins pinning Roman Reigns. Like, it's just like, wait, what the hell? But it kind of works because they've got Paul Heyman doing the talking, doing the emotions.
You can't beat him, Brock. You can't do it.
Yeah. As it was like, as soon as Dr. Frankenstein realized the monster wasn't listening, he got rid of the monster. You know, all this other stuff there. And you're like going, look, this is crap. But with Heyman, it's at least tolerable. And with this, it has been, right, this three-way is a mix of superstars who don't have a lot going on. They're going to main event Mania just because. send in Heyman.
Yeah.
Just to fill in all the blanks and make you give a damn about this. And once again, one of the greatest BS artists of all time, the greatest hype man of our generation, any other generation, Paul Heyman. I'm not invested in this to see what happens.
Yeah. Which way will he go? Because now he can go all three ways, can't he? Because Rollins made it that way on Raw.
Oh my God. With Heyman showing up dressed like Rollins. Yes. Come on.
I like the little bit at the start, with when Roman arrives as well and just walks straight past Paul as if he knows what he said already about CM Punk. So it was all. It's ramped up a bit. I still agree that a more captivating story would have been Punk having to earn his way to WrestleMania, but now we're here and they've sort of set it up. I guess the only tantalizing way they could do with no titles on the line. Heyman's on the line essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Heyman's on a pole.
it's all right. And Rollins had Bray Wyatt's shoes on.
Does he know? Thieving bastard. And he's listening to WWE Raw.
Yes.
Adam Pearce says he should have known better than expect Io Sky, Bianca Belair, and Rhea Ripley to be professional in the main event last week. And all three of them go, "We're sorry, Adam." So instead of retrospectively DQing Rhea, like he should have done, he's going to say, "Bollocks to this, have your triple threat." Bianca says she would have been annoyed at this kind of thing happening a few weeks ago, but now she's happy Rhea is being added to the match. She's sick of Rhea whining and getting what she wants no matter what happens, so now Bianca is going to go through the mother to get her title back. Belair signs a contract. Rhea wants to say some words, but Belair takes the piss out of her and tells her to get on with it. Io Sky is once again made the third wheel of the piece via a palm to the face, but gets her own back with a springboard dropkick that sends the mother into the EST.
Face first, by the way. I was
Beautiful.
thinking Rhea might have gone with a broken nose into WrestleMania, the way she took that kick. And
The
then
broken freaking nose.
Aye. I mean, I'm on Team Bianca now after this promo because just what she said is 100% facts.
That's why I said Belair did nothing wrong.
Yeah.
Everything that she asked of her, she did. Ripley gets start shot because she is Ripley. This is why we put her in the thumbnail of every one of our videos.
But Triple H won't let her go on the Fallon show. The
No,
Jimmy Fallon Henley show.
Fallon.
I mean, the storytelling's wanky for me. Just going, I shouldn't have expected you three to be professional. Just have a triple threat. That's bollocks, that, when you've had the Rumble and all that ramification.
Lazy, drunken Adam Pearce.
Lazy, drunken Adam Pearce, who writes Raw by himself as well.
Yes, with a crayon.
It just rendered last week pointless. There was surely a better way to get there than this, if this was the destination. I think, to be fair, it is more captivating as a triple threat than a singles match. Or maybe just the singles match between Rhea and Bianca is sorry to feed into the third wheel stuff of Io Sky, because she is fantastic, obviously.
But you know what? If that, I'm a bit more positive than yourself. If that turns into the story of the match, then fantastic, because she is great. But in terms of star power, the other two are above her. That's not her bloody fault.
No.
So if the match is them two, well, it's just you and me. Oh my God, Io kicked me in the face again. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
It's going to hump.
And it is obviously, it's a bit, what's the word I'm looking for? Janky.
Yeah.
It's not the word I'm looking for at all, but I can't think of anything else. The way they got there, but I'm still looking forward to the match.
Yeah.
So I'll allow it.
Yeah.
The 4-way IC Championship match is made official for Mania. It has a proper graphic now and everything. Finn can't believe what Pearce has announced and claims to have not known Dom wanted a title shot himself.
Bollocks. Bollocks, I tell you.
Liv reveals that she got Dom in the Mania match, and Finn does not appear to like this news.
My face was like a slapped arse. I'm sorry, I'm going to stop interrupting Maffew.
Yes, calm down, Finn. Calm down, Finn. I'm getting the all right. Liv says it doesn't matter who brings the title home, just as long as it comes back to the clubhouse. Whose house? Finn says, thank you, says some people don't think Dom has what it takes to win at Mania, but Dom doesn't have the killer instinct. That Dom is a loser, but Finn believes in him.
It's like he was saying his own feelings while claiming they were other people's feelings.
Gosh.
I'm fully on board with Dom pinning Finn to win the title. Braun going up to the main level, up to the world title level.
Going up to NXT, finally graduating.
Taking back to NXT, put him in a feud with Ikemanjaro. I don't know why I've mentioned it.
God.
But yeah, Dom pinning Finn to win the title, I think, is the best outcome of this story now, the way it's been set up. The JD splitting up, JD, McDonough and Finn going one way, maybe with Carlito. Dom and his ladies going the other way.
Yeah, JD, Finn and Carlito was the three Irish lads, and then the rest. Yeah, I don't really care about the JD matches, but I find myself being invested in these dumb segments because I want face Dom inviting half the WWE roster to JD once he wins the title and Balor is out. Just the idea of Penta going, oh, wow, this place is great. You guys are so cool.
More on face Dom later, because I think they're doing the slow burn, the way he wrestled
absolutely,
the way they wrestled that match later on. They're definitely doing the slow burn on the face turn, because he is he's detestable, but he's also very likable at the same time when he's been a nice boy. And he's been the bigger man in this Finn Balor thing for a while now.
He's a nice dick.
A nice dick. He
always
really
wonder.
is.
On a
And
Friday afternoon.
They've bought 2K25 now, proper, because Carlito is on the screen in the background.
And they're laughing at the stats again.
That is
He takes-
storyline development, that is.
Yeah, it takes one bump a show, and then he's racist. Lara Valkyria successfully defends. Valkyria.
You've gone.
What?
No, that's wrong again.
We're not allowed to do it like this
You
way.
nailed it last week. You can't go backwards now.
Oh, okay, Valkyria.
Yeah, look how
Because you
nonchalant it
started
was.
saying, oh, look at him, I'm teasing him. Because I started doing it correctly. You guys like, whoa. I'm like, oh, I do it properly now. So I thought I'd do it incorrectly for once. But it took a lot of effort to do it the wrong way.
I
the right
bet
way.
it did, Matthew.
My brain is having a short circuit right now, so I think I'll carry on. That woman successfully defends her IC title against Bailey via shoot roll up and a ding dong. Hello. Battle that goes 6 seconds short of the 13:30 mark.
Again, another satisfying time.
I'm trying to imagine like if someone's trying to translate this to another language and this guy, what the hell is he trying to say? After the match, Bailey doesn't appear to take the win well as she slaps away the offer of a handshake from Lyra. Bailey then raises the hand of the champ but doesn't take her eyes off the title belt itself. A good look and that tag team match.
So that was the story of the match. Bailey being a bit of a dick and then losing and then being a bit of a dick, but then pretending she was all right with what happened. Because, of course, they've got the tag team going next week, where I assume Bailey will turn on Lyra Valkyria, and that might set up a singles match between the pair for WrestleMania. It's a long story that's been crammed into a few weeks, which I don't mind.
Yeah, they get what you're saying. They made reference to the previous singles contest they had ages and ages and ages ago. That was won by Bailey. And I remember thinking, well, that should have been Lyra's time to win. I probably said those. We'll probably have an insert shot of us.
We can't ask
Joel edits.
We can't ask Joel.
I
to do that.
remember. This is a good match.
You're asking Joel.
Using an old cassette tape, which we store all these things on. I thought Lyra should have won this match. See, there we go.
Yes, I agree, Matthew.
Oh no, Argentina have taken the Falklands.
Here comes Babe Ruth up to the hockey. And it's away to the beaches.
Yeah, so solid match here with yet again the Valkyria effect. Arrive, no pop, grand match, leaves, people like her.
Yeah.
The only note I'll put is Bailey needs to stop doing that bloody sunset flip into the buckles. It looks crap when it lands, and it doesn't always land well.
But yeah, Bailey was a dick in the early going, taunting Lyra after a near fall, and then doing the shoot knee to the head, which was one of my favourite moves of the week, but not the favourite one. Lovely mat wrestling and transitions, capping from there on out. Then it turns into a proper ding-dong battle. Each lady has the other lady's number, and they're ringing it. But sometimes the other person is picking it up and reversing the moves. Other times, it's going straight to voicemail because the person who made the call to the other person, they're busy doing their move, therefore couldn't pick up the phone.
Good God, you did more effort with that metaphor than the people writing the show did with this feud.
Ding dong, hello. The knees of Bailey, the main story now, and how Lyra's steel chin dealt with them because it's made of steel and it's a chin. Bailey gave Lyra so much in the match as we continue to legitimize her. The tornado DDT with roll through into perfect plex was smooth AF, like peanut butter dripping off a gold tooth. Jim Cornette, you dirty old bastard. The hell of a Boston crab from Bailey. Lyra then steals it with a roll-up soon after. And of course, it's poised lovely.
Poised lovely.
Oh, no.
That's me trying to say her name.
I have to see who's up next.
Bruce Christmas, a fat racist who actively shags dogs a few times per week, is here to promote his stuff. And I put here, oh my God, I can't believe it. The star of my favorite YouTube comedy series, Too Lazy to Try, is here on Raw. Chad Gable arrives on the scene to tell Brent he came to the show to see the hometown hero perform. Burnt Crystals says he didn't come to see Chad perform. He's here to see Otis. There appears to be a sort of shirtless heat between Otis and Bert Kreischer. But Otis says it's the thing now. Babe, chins up, tits out, drinking alcohol.
I couldn't believe it. Bert's on there.
I went, it's him. It's the lad.
It's him. It's the guy who's so far up his own arse he can see out his own mouth. It's the guy.
Yeah, I know so much about him by watching other people's shows about him. I'm like, oh, it's that guy.
Hey, because I've been on the ride with Two Bears, One Cave. I don't watch it anymore, but I was there for the
really?
inception. I was a fan of Segura back in the day, like 6 years ago when it started.
Before he started hating the pools.
And before he became rich and thin and started hating the poor people. Tom Segura was a very funny man. And Bert was also, he was all right. He was like an everyman. He was relatable. And then they both got rich at the same time just about. And they're both unlistenable. Yeah. Just like us too, Maffew.
Yeah.
But but at least
that story reminds me of me.
At least we're still relatable and don't just air our insecurities every single second of every single podcast.
Oh, you know when you have to be in the airport, you have to queue with the other poor people. Am I right, guys?
But I was stunned to see Bert Crystal's on this podcast.
The combining of the world.
Bruce Kirshner.
But yeah, so great. Couldn't say his name. They take their shirts off and laugh. That's what he does. Hey, you hear the one about him on the Russian train? No? Don't worry about it.
Oh, the machine, did you say? Do you reckon that was a real story? I'm still the jury.
Of course, if he says it.
They made a film. They had Star Wars boy in it.
Mark Hamill was in that.
Yeah,
and it bombed.
Mark Hamill.
Bloody hell.
Star Wars boy.
Yeah. He plays Bruce Christmas. AJ Styles is ready to embarrass Logan Paul at Mania because the one thing you can't beat is experience. Good evening.
Good evening.
Karrion Kross is here to let AJ know he was embarrassed by Paul last week, and he can't let AJ lose to someone like Paul at Mania because if AJ loses, we all lose. Kross also wants to know what happened to the other AJ Styles, which confuses the current AJ Styles. AJ Styles wants a match with Karrion Kross next week. Kross and Scarlett end the segment saying, "Got him."
It's the classic, Karrion Kross. I mean, I guess they've got a payday.
The KKK. Classic Karrion Kross. No, we can't call it that.
That's a CKK, actually. I was saying, because I was writing down initials on that quiz you saw earlier on, and we got to WrestleMania 2. Who's in that main event, Maffew? I hear you ask.
Bundy and Hogan.
So I was writing HHKK, and I was like, oh my God, thank God he wasn't called King Kong Kundy. That would be buggered. But where was I going with that? Yeah, at least Karrion Kross has got a payday. I guess that's why they're like, got him! We've tricked him into giving me a wrestling match on Raw.
Aha, they have to pay me now.
For the first time since about 2021.
Go away, you boring bastard.
It's just another one where he's speaking about Logan Paul, AJ Styles, and then Karrion Kross just goes, ha ha, I'm here. Talk to me now.
If that was his actual gimmick, it would be all right, but it's not. He's supposed to be, aha, I orchestrated this. It's like,
but this is the first time where he's got something tangible that we can see. He's got a match next week on Raw, the go-home Raw for WrestleMania against AJ Styles. So this got him. That's warranted. But the 51s previous, where he's like, oh, we've got them now, when it's led nowhere, it just negates the current one. But I don't know. At least he got a match.
Right. It would be funny if it was like he leaned into that and it shows like Triple H will be in the Hall of Fame this year. Because they goes, aha, I did that. That was me.
Imagine during anyone's Hall of Fame induction speech and it's just like, ha ha, Karrion Kross here.
Now to induct Triple H, his friend Karrion Kross.
Tugboat. Karrion Kross here.
It was me who told him to be a boat.
I know that you like to carry... Oh, it doesn't matter. I was going to make a comparison like a freight boat and carrying Kross. But I've given up
because it's in the logistics.
Ultimately, who gives a toss, really? A poorly written character for me, even if he does cut his hair the same as, or style his hair in the same way as his victims each week.
That'd be an interesting thing, wouldn't it, for a serial killer?
That's what Karrion Kross does.
This guy keeps killing people with buzz cuts. What's up with that?
You know, see it when he talks to Sami Zayn, he's got like the top knot bun thing. When he talks to AJ Styles, he gets the straighteners out. There's more examples. I can't wait for when he cuts a pro on Naomi. That'll be great.
6-man tag match is El Grande Americano puts some metal in his mask and headbutts some fools as the Creeds and EGA defeat the LWO in a match that goes 10-16. Rey Mysterio is one of the men felled by a metal-filled mask, by the way. What could this mean for WrestleMania? Well, I don't know, but I'll tell you what it means for Raw. Crowd are really enjoying the bit, which may be a bad thing because they're supposed to be heel, but at the same time, you can't put something this big and dumb and American against the Putty Patrol known as LWO and expect people to boo them.
Yeah.
So, crowd like, yeah, this is really fun. It's like, well, they're beating up the LWO and cheating. It's like, uh-oh.
It's backfired.
He's too good at this stupid role.
Well, I mean, they've outed themselves as what their political allegiances are. The WWE as a part of the TKO group, they know what they're doing, don't they? That's a babyface gimmick, El Gran Americano.
Okay, yes.
So
where's he hail from?
The Gulf of somewhere, Maffew.
That's right. Well, we put the Gulf of space. Whatever. I'm not getting into that.
So that's probably the reactions they're looking for.
Yeah. I think it was the last week, like the week before, and we was like saying, like, look, this got a very negative reaction with the Mexican and Latin speaking people, and for good reason. And I was like, but it's obviously a heel thing. God knows what they're thinking this week when they're like, yay, El Grande from the Gulf of America. Like, oh no.
I mean, they're still plowing through with the story as we'll get on to Rey Mysterio's promo later on. He still is officially on the script a heel.
Right.
Going up against the babyface Rey Mysterio, who's going to get back at what El Grande Americano has been besmirching for a while now.
Right, and especially well done to Cole, El Grande Whiskey-O, for saying like, well, I think it was El Santo. He said, Santo used to have metal in his mask, but just to keep it together, not like this. I'm like, bloody hell, all right, Cole.
Metal stitches, eh? But I thought the LWO, given time to showcase what they can do again, I thought they were fantastic. Fantastic, I tell you, in this match. The Creed's also very good, especially towards the end of the match, where Julius is whapping out his SSP, breaking up pinfalls and whatnot. Lovely bird's eye view of Julius Creed's leap up to the top rope and simultaneous suplex.
Juicy Julius, yeah.
I like that. He is very juicy. Great arse. Lovely camera shot of the suplexes. I don't know why I say some things on the podcast, but there we go.
For our love and attention, you do a great job of it.
Grande Americano with a Spanish fly reversal out of a doomsday...
an American fly.
I guess so, yeah. An American fly reversal out of a doomsday device position was ambitious and ballsy, I've written down.
Right.
So fair play to them. Joaquin Wilde getting to do his bouncy thing, tope off the rope, which was fantastic. Been a while since we've seen one of them, but it's sensational the same.
It feels like it's the first time he's done it every time because he's obviously not a featured player by any means, but he's done NXT or Raw. He seems to go semi-viral.
He used to be fairly frequent on NXT back in the day.
God, he was so reliable on that show.
Yeah, but it is, as you say, infrequent on the Raw.
Exactly. He's getting very frequently featured for being the only Filipino who's now considered a luchador or Latin.
And then, the finish comes with a time-old tradition of wrestling, much like this heel gimmick, allegedly, of El Grande Americano.
Yeah.
With the metal.
Well, it's a dumb heel thing, so I guess why people are cheering at ironic and stuff like that. At the same time, when Reig's like, they cheated and beat my boys, and crying, yay, USA! You're like, uh-oh. But it's Rey Mysterio. You can't kill his push, so don't worry about it.
No.
Gunther, wearing a red tie and suit with red innards to represent the blood of Jimmy Uso.
I forgot the word for lining. That's the right word to use, isn't it? Not innards. I couldn't.
I think, you know what? Innards going with the blood of Jimmy, that works. On a visceral level. Because people going, do they have a meat suit on? Like, bloody hell.
Like Lady Gaga.
I was going to say, yeah. Is here for a chat. Obviously, he's menacing and to be feared. Gunther, that's why he's dressed as Mr. Bean. Before he can chat, Jey Uso, dressed in all black, looking mournful and not yeeting once, is here to confront this murderer. Jey asks if Gunther has a mother and what stuff they talk about when they are together. And the crowd like, yay, yay. And it's like, quickly realize, okay, all right. How's the kids? How's the brother? How's your father? What's on for tea? Ooh, Betty's hot pot with extra lashings of gravy. Ooh, Northern boys love gravy, says Jey Uso. Crowd stop eating. Yeah. Jey has a mother too, and he had to talk to her about the death of his own twin. Why didn't you protect him, Joshua? Asked the mother. Jey couldn't do it because he was scared of Gunther. But now, Jimmy's blood is on Jey's hands, which means he's no longer scared of the Ring General. Before Mania, Gunther needs to hug and kiss his family because Jey is going to pray. He's going to pray for Gunther, but he's also going to ask the Lord for forgiveness for the man he's about to become. Effing great.
Jey Uso is back. The man who was the highlight of the Bloodlines run at the very peak of it is back in this promo. It might be too little too late because obviously us wrestling fans are Pavlovian dogs. And when we see Jey, we yeet. The only little bit I didn't like was the yeet on the sunglasses still. That sort of takes away a bit of the...
Right. I'm with you. And also, Cole and Pat really selling the seriousness of the situation by, again, talking about effing yeet like it's come during the entrances. Shut up!
Yeah.
But even that couldn't get away to track from it. It's the word I'm looking for here.
The shift was needed, and Jey, again, nailed it because when he's written properly, he is a very, very good performer who has a fantastic range. He can do the happy, he can do the sad, he can do the confused, he can do the concerned, he can do the trepidations, he can do the ballsy. He can do it all.
He can all, apart from main event in WrestleMania. And and as you noticed, Gunther did this weird thing that Charlotte Flair's not used to. The opponent said the stuff, and then Gunther went, "Oh man, I look, I'm concerned almost. Will I be able to win at Mania? Oh no!" So I mean, it's a crazy concept, Gunther. Yeah. No one got a bus out of this new deal.
But it was good during Jay's entrance as well that he was the one doing the yeeting in the ring. He's having a great time. He's killed his brother.
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
Yeah,
I've already won the match. He's gonna kill me.
But yeah, it was great to see Jey go back to what made him so captivating for years on end at one point.
Oh, we had a good run on the mic. Yeah. It sounded like it was the last promo of his life.
There was
every time.
Nobody better like conveying confusion than Jey Uso. Or confliction.
Oh, yeah. It just hit like he was vibrating, like, me and you. Like, oh my God.
He always just looks like he's making the noise with his facials. You know what I say when... No, I've ruined it.
No. Go for that again. Take two.
So when Jey Uso is conveying his confliction and he has that face on, but the face doesn't actually make this noise, but imagine the face that makes the noise.
Oh, you just mean his expression is right.
He's great. When he does
he's
that,
physically in pain as he's saying these things. Right, okay. Yeah.
I'm invested.
It's just I don't think the noise he would make is oh, kettle's ready.
But I'm not eating sight. Great change of pace. It delivered. It stood and delivered.
Yes. Well done. And also think Gunther is probably in Kaiser's DMs going, help me.
I was going to say, the only wrestler in Kaiser's DMs is going to be Gunther. Yeah. Or Tiffany Stratton, I guess.
What are you doing on next weekend? Natalia seems unhappy about getting a televised wrestling match in 2025 in the World WWE. What? I buggered that up. I'm not used to seeing it written down in full. Sorry. Teaming up with Maxine is one thing, but a gauntlet match is another thing.
Well, I was thinking, you're getting a TV booking, just accept it and move on. She was like, well, I'm having a team with him, but a gauntlet match? Come on, Adam. Come on, Adam Pearce.
Alan Pearce wants the new team to get it before Rey Mysterio arrives on the scene. After what happened earlier with El Grande Americano, Rey wants to get his hands on Chad Gable for besmirching everything he stands for. And he wants Pearce to let him choose where this happens. Pearce does, and Rey picks SummerSlam. Of course not, Mania. Fine.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes sense. Rey will unmask him, and the crowd's going to go, oh my God, look who it is.
Or
it's going to be fun.
Or Rey Mysterio gets unmasked and Grande Americano.
No. Can you imagine?
Gets a Mexican flag and stamps on it, and this is just...
It's the HBK 97 with the Canadian flag.
Nah, obviously, that's the way it's going to go. We'll all be cock-a-hoops, so we will.
We certainly will.
Yeah.
Some tomfoolery with the chair. That'd be a good wrestling name, do you think? Tomfoolery.
Tomfoolery.
Yeah. With the chair leads to a New Day DQ win over the World Tag Team Champion Viking Raiders in an actual title match that goes 7 minutes 48. After the match, Kofi Kingston murders Ivar with a chair shot at the back of the previously injured neck before Eric is sent headfirst to a chair in the corner. New Day are going to behead Eric, like Vikings, via another chair before the backstage goons head to the ring to stop them. And you'll be shocked to hear all that if you watch this, because it was very distracting, because on commentary for the entire match, ignoring everything that's happened, the negative, that's what I'm looking for, of the competitors, was Tony Bloody Hinchcliffe, who showed off why he's a stand-up comedian, and it's his chosen profession, by starting off strong. Cole, your first match that you commentated was David versus Goliath, and I've put, oof, go back to slurs. Bloody hell.
Yeah, he was saying, I used to watch, I started watching wrestling in the Attitude Era. Cole started commentating in the Jurassic Era. Because when he was there on that commentary table, I was nervous, because I, a few weeks ago, was saying he is the worst part of his own creation. Kill Tony.
I mean, you said that a while ago,
A good concept of a show. You get to see comedians who have either just starting out or been around for years, get to do a minute, and then they judge what they're saying. But Tony Hinchcliffe is terrible. He's an edgy comedian just for edgy's sake. He's not edgy while being funny, and that came across here wonderfully, just trying to be edgy with the Big E line. Completely, I hate him. He's horrible. He's horrible. Oh, wow. He's a horrible guy. I mean, I'm not even considering the Puerto Rico thing as part of saying that, but obviously a lot of people, that's all they've seen of Tony Hinchcliffe. A slur is his zinger so many times in an episode of Kill Tony. You're just like, why? It makes you sick how much money he's made off the thing. But I guess that's the world sometimes. But it was wonderful to see he's on the commentary, and everyone got to hear how terrible he is.
Yeah, God. This was not a sterling advert for him. The only thing stiffer than Michael Cole is Big E's neck.
I mean, there's no need, isn't there?
Great stuff,
How
mate.
Big E sees him and snaps his neck.
Yeah, well, so is he the face there or not as well? It's like, wait, New Day a heel, so whatever. Commentary almost entirely ignored the match to plug Tony. So thanks, lads. By the way, according to Twink Cowboy Comedian, you look like you hang out with Bert Kreischer. That's a Viking Raiders. Well done. Fantastic.
Yeah.
But a lovely chair shot after the match, though. Somewhere JD was saying, yeah, now you know how it feels, lads. Good throwback, I guess. Nothing here. Sad that the New Day got this.
Yeah, I don't know what else to say. It was all about, because as you say, it was very distracted. Excuse me, listening to Tony on the commentary while that stuff was going in the ring. It was a bit rather sealed between the two tag teams. New Day hung in there for a bit before the War Raiders got to do their stuff. Finish ends in DQ. Who could have seen this come this close to WrestleMania, Maffew? I wonder what that'll set up.
Wow, sign out the crowd who couldn't give less of a damn about this match.
Yeah, I don't know if Michael Cole was shoot annoyed with him. with Tony, but at the end he was like, the belts, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, they're titles, Tony. But I don't know if that was a joke or not. My joke-ometer wasn't picking up.
Oh, I'm old. Whatever. It's weird because I remember Tony Hinchcliffe just being part of other shows like The Bonfire years ago, and he was funny without having to do the stuff he does now. I'm like, oh, okay, so no, you can be funny, just you're not now.
No.
Oh well.
He's edgy though, Maffew, and that's what people want these days.
Yeah,
just
people
edgy.
want edging.
It's not like being
That's what you said, right?
A teenager. Oh, he winds me up, so he does.
Ooh, he boils my blood.
He bloody does. Oh, Big E gets him and snaps his face.
The same after WrestleMania.
Oh, lock him in the lion's den. Let's go.
A sacrifice and Penta driver is enough for Penta to get a win over a squeaky clean Dominic Mysterio in a duel that went 9-0-2. After the bell, Carlito attacks Penta before Bron Breakker is here to deliver a Muta-esque, because of the long run. Oh, okay, that's nice. Super spear to Carlito down the entranceway. Bron also takes out Dom and Penta before Finn Balor arrives to OSW review PH Bron on the ring. I love you have to say it like that every time.
Not our reference. We wouldn't dare say that.
Yeah, we're not Tony Hinchcliffe. We wouldn't say Pearl Harbor. Crucially, Finn didn't help Dom back to his feet, choosing to pose with the title instead before evading another spear attempt from Bron and bravely running away.
So, as we mentioned earlier, Dom wrestled this match in a very honourable fashion.
Yeah, I was going to say, Cole got shocked that there was a "Let's Go Dom" chant. I was like, well, they're slowly turning him face in these JD segments. Or you're not watching the show, Cole. Wait, you're commenting on the show you don't watch. You secretly working for Busted Open? Ha ha.
Hey, Mark Henry watches. We know this scoop. Jack said, didn't he?
Oh, yeah, because he made sure there was people watching him so he can go back to tell the people. Come here, tell them I watch it, all right?
Hell of a Mexican destroyer from Dom, the best I've ever seen.
Yep.
He continues to fight like a babyface. Straight up wrestling match ends with the sacrifice and the Penta driver, as you say there. Carlito attacks after the bell. Liv, interestingly, is nowhere to be seen, as she might be on the slow turn as well.
Slow turn, like a good bit of meat.
Yeah. Yep, like a kebab.
Yeah. Come on, bury some more stuff of this crap line.
Penta fantastic again. I've written down Dom's come on leaps and bounds, as we all know. I just like the right things when it doesn't need to be said. But obviously, Bron's entranceway spear is my move of the week, Joe.
Oh, of course.
Oh, my. Oh, baby.
Joel Fletcher Holland, to give you your full name.
That's right, yes. That's what your mum calls you when you done something wrong. Like, I don't know, breaking some jam or something like that. I'll put Hall of Fame worthy, which I probably should have gone with other than Tiny Maffew, but them's the breaks.
You live and learn, don't you? And it was the only nitpick was when you're watching the live show, shame about the camera cut on Impact, because that view from behind.
I'm glad they showed a replay of it. Just like,
and the fan cam footage as well, where it's like right next to them. Oh, the flip as well. Wrestling's real, let me tell you.
That's Carlito's one bump for the month. He's like, it's Mania next. Oh, it's not going to
I'm
pay.
not surprised if his career ended after that. Devastating. And interesting at the end there, when all the bells and whistles are happening, Finn does not pick up Dom, who has been felled, but instead he holds the title aloft, which is showing once again that Finn doesn't care about Dom, while Dom has been making things happen for Finn. The slow turn happens. Michael Cole, I hope you... Well, he's not going to say this, is he?
He might. Paul Heyman is here in the main event to tell us he's loyal to both CM Punk and Roman Reigns. Woohoo, polyamory. And because he's loyal to both men, that means he's not going to be disloyal to both men either at Mania. Seth Rollins is here and turns into Drew with a hell of a promo that made sense from start to finish, where he lays out why Paul isn't loyal to either man. Reigns doesn't care about Paul. The tribal chief went away and left Paul alone with Solo et al., who treated him like dirt before felling him in front of his kids. How do you pronounce that?
Et al.
Et al.
Yes.
Isn't it French? Isn't it et al? Sounds like I was saying Come here, donkey.
You went to uni, didn't use et al.
I've typed it, but...
That's the only place I've used it apart from that script there.
It is et al then. But
Et al, yeah. In that context,
is it French?
I've got no
I
idea.
thought it was and all.
It just, and everybody.
But if it's French, it's It's not et.
Yeah.
But you do sound like a donkey. Et al. I never said that out loud before. It's horrible. Yeah, you're right. I'm going to say et al from now on. It's way better, even if it's wrong.
Have you used it, Joel?
I'd say et al.
Et al, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Eeyore.
Yeah, it was a good promo. Then Rollins started doing that. I'm like, what's this about?
Winnie the Pooh appeared.
CM Punk doesn't care about Paul either. Punk left Paul alone in 2014 and tried to tear down everything Paul was building while he was away. Punk, in Rollins' eyes, also doesn't come back at Survivor Series because of Paul. He came back because he knew he could get a favor from Paul after helping the Bloodline, because the only person Punk loves is himself. Oh, and who's the first man asked to be in Team Roman Reigns, making Punk a last choice? Excuse me. Why the only honorable man here? Seth T. Rollins, Esquire. Rollins wants to prove Punk is all about business and not all about friendship by seeing how much Paul is worth to Punk or Reigns. Rollins gets more and more physical on Paul before Punk arrives to save his cornerman for Mania. Rollins and Punk brawl around the ringside area before Seth nails a curb stomp on Phil inside the ring. Paul is checking on a dead Phil before Rollins shapes up to the stomp on Paul, but he stops and claims Paul now owes him a favor. And the show goes off the air with him going, ooh.
I saw a great tweet this week. It was like, by that logic then, Paul owes Tommy Dreamer a favor as well.
And money.
WrestleMania 17, just in case you're not aware. He was going to shoot him.
Oh no, the OSW review PH for me.
Imagine if that happened.
I mean, it's
What an episode of Dark Side of the Ring.
would we be here? Like, we could go 10 seconds without mentioning it. Remember when Tommy Dreamer killed Paul Heyman on WrestleMania?
But what a promo it was from Seth Rollins for me, because it was very Drew McIntyre-esque. Everything he said from his perspective was bang on the money. And it makes total sense when he lays it out like that. So, yeah, I'm obviously not always the biggest fan of what Seth says when he's just like, meh, I'm a revolutionary. But here he was just on the money all the way through.
Yeah, he spent the last few weeks, like we said, Ross, going, why are you guys doing this? You guys stink. And this was the time for Rollins to go, no, you both suck. I'll deal with this. You know, you idiots. And going, all right, cool. You're selfish. You suck. Heyman, what are you doing? Cool. Now you owe me a favor.
Yeah.
So they're all at the same level then. I think like every week someone gets a point to get up to a certain level. Everyone's at the same level now. Now it's got to get knocked down.
Yeah, and then get back up again. We're never going to keep them down. But yeah, for me, it's the favour that Rollins is asking for should really just be like battered away. Oh, well, you should have just stomped me and wiped me out. That's how favours work. I'd have took it like a man. I'm Paul Heyman, man.
Yeah. Heyman be like, that's not, my dad's a lawyer. That's not how that works.
But they're going to set it up like which way. Who will Heyman help on the night? I think it'll be Punk, me. I think Punk will walk away with Heyman in his hand.
It'll be the leaving of...
He'll walk hand in hand away with... Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yes.
Little Paul.
Little tiny Paul. Yeah, and then Reigns will be like, oh, okay, are we going to get heel Punk, or is it just going to be Punk finally going back to being a Paul Heyman guy after all these years?
Initially, yes, and I think we will get a heel Punk, surely. It's got to be happening soonish.
Yeah. I think Heyman has been amazing with Reigns, but... Heyman has been amazing with anybody he's been with in WWE. I'm trying to think, has he been bad with anybody?
Curtis Axel.
Ooh, that was a bad hand dealt to him, wasn't it?
He was good with Cesaro
for like that 1 week.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not, because even like Cornette had to manage Mantar on occasion, but like even the Big Show run in 02 was probably like the hardest challenge he had. Wasn't that bad, because Brock Lesnar would still show up with bad ribs and still show up to F5 Big Show, which is amazing.
I'll tell you when, Maffew. May of 2002. When he was Brock Lesnar's manager and Lesnar was feuding with the Hardy Boys.
Okay, yeah.
And he goes into Lita's locker room and takes her bag and then gets her panties out and goes, ooh, on his face. That did happen, didn't it?
No, Ross, this is a dream you had. You're oversharing again.
No, I can remember, was it Backlash?
Yeah, it was after Mania they were feuding, so yeah.
And then they had the tag team match at Judgment Day,
that's right.
where Heyman had like a black shell suit on.
Right,
He looked lovely. So
he looked amazing.
Must be boiling doing the rest, didn't that? But I remember the promo package they showed from Raw.
Yeah.
Like him getting Lita's panties out of a suitcase and going, woohoo!
And then Heyman went, oh, we're doing this for TV. Oh, I didn't see the cameras.
That's the only bad bit of Heyman's career as a manager.
Bless him. Probably. Well, that's pretty good.
I wasn't there for WCW. I can't remember the DA, the Dangerous Alliance, and other people.
Good times.
The Sky. No, that was Teddy Long, wasn't it? The old Skyscrapers.
That's right. Yeah, he had the Samoan squat team, the SST, whatever they're called.
The top hat drum.
Nice, yes. Yeah, show a break.
Go on then.
Oh, all right.
Let's go and watch each other have a wee.
That's how we do it. NXT. Oh, yeah. Steve is here. and she lets us know she'll be announcing her opponent for Stand and Deliver after the upcoming match between Jordan Grace and Jada Parker. Steve is involved in the finish as she is slapped by Miss Parker. Steve tries to get Parker back, but ends up twatting Grace in the face instead. DQ after 10:03. What does that mean for Stand and Deliver now?
I don't know, Maffew.
A brawl happens between the lasses before Gilly from Gilly and Steve makes her return. Gilly and Steve clear the ring before the unthinkable happens. Gilly fells Steve and puts foot to fist like Hill would do while holding the title aloft. Goodness me. It does say here, say in Borat accent, and I said a Russian accent. I do apologise. Would you like to try that, Ross?
Yeah, Maffew, I'll give it a go. Gilly fells Steve.
No, not that bit, like just the Borat bit.
I'm building up.
Oh, I beg your pardon.
Gilly fells Steve and puts foot to face like Heel would do while holding the title aloft. Joel, would you like to have a go?
No, you did it perfectly.
Oh, no, you can do better than that,
Come on,
Joel.
Joel. Have a go. Come on, Joel.
Giving the peer pressure, mate. Wang on their ass.
If there's one thing 2025 loves, it's Borat.
That must look really weird with the passing the notes to the camera there.
Which
You're watching
bit
this
is
going, whoa, it's like VR.
Gilly and Steve clear the ring before the unthinkable happens. Gilly fells Steve and puts foot to face like heel would.
That's it. That's the one. Thank you, mate.
That's world class from you, that Joel. World class.
Thanks very much.
Perfect impressions, yes.
So, NXT continues on this run of bad bollocks, scuppering all the good on the show. What on earth are they doing? Why would they take the title off Gilly if Gilly is fine for Stand Deliver? Was the injury more serious initially than it turned out to be? What's gone on there? Something's not right. Why would they then give Steve the title and then take the title away from Steve, which makes even less sense later on in today's show because she's gagging to take on anybody and all comers. Yeah. So why take the belt away from her? And then the Gilly heel turn, which I think is needed, personally, because her babyface run was a little bit boring.
Oh, there's Borat again.
There he's Borat. Big Borat. And I think a more compelling tale coming out of Stand Deliver is probably Steve as the babyface and Gilly being the heel, if that's what they're going to do, which it might be.
Yeah, you've said everything that I was thinking watching this, going, hey, wait, hang on, what's happened?
Yeah.
Is it just so they could do a bloody ladder match?
Oh, I hope not.
That seems to be like
North American title.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah.
But, okay, but... that coupled with obviously the booking they were doing beforehand, you're like, okay, so this is what you were building up to?
It makes no sense.
Chef Michaels is cooking.
Someone's put
Yeah,
Michael Cole's been around with his bourbon. Put some whiskey in there, Sean. That pasta will taste lovely with it. Is that a thing that people do? Put whiskey in there?
Cole does.
But the match itself beforehand, I thought the lads got the Kavorka right. I've written down here. Those lads, Jordan Grace.
Those lads.
And Jada Parker rolling around on top of each other. I've also written down. Ooh, it was like
all right, Booker.
They were scrapping. The match continues to go very well. The trading tombstone positions onto a throw from Jordan.
That was nice.
When surely a tombstone would have been a better course of action there. But besides, I'm not going to.
That's trademarked, isn't it? But to show he's got the strength, like Undertaker could not. So they could do a tombstone, but the Undertaker could not do that.
Unless rubs were involved. Like with Batista that time.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
Reversals was the name of this game, though, Maffew. Grace reversing a thing into a Dragon Sleeper before Parker reversed that into someone else I've written down. Great notes. Very descriptive. Grace put the Suicida in Tope Suicida, but stuff happens in wrestling, doesn't it? This happens from time to time. I'm not going to turn into one of those tits on Twitter going, I can't believe she didn't do that really difficult thing.
I can't believe people taking the fun out of pointing out botches now. I'm like, really?
Whoopsie did
Match ruined.
This is a sloppy shop.
Go back to the kitchen. I'm like, what the hell's wrong with you? I'm imitating the horrible people.
Right.
How dare you? That's my normal voice.
Say that, is you?
How you doing, Paul? Oh, no, yeah, I forgot. I have a horrible voice anyway. It doesn't help I had more effects on the way.
I've written down here, the ref had no choice when Steve hit Jordan when she was aiming for Parker. But what about Raw when Bianca was waving things off and referee's discretion was more? Is Bianca not being treated the same as a normal referee in a WrestleMania affecting matchup? I would say that's bad storytelling.
And you'd be right. I don't think many people disagree with you. So, yeah, again, lovely action here.
Yeah.
Although, even though it was... the finish wasn't in... was not in any doubt. There we go. Maffew, loading. There's the words. That was very competitive. And then we got that finish anyway. So it's like, the finish is in doubt, and I am stupid. How dare I not predict what's going to happen in NXT? The most unpredictable show on television.
Yes.
Lyle and Eric Menendez. Oh, Christ. Still doing that, are we?
Yes,
I speak with Hank and Tank.
That was Lyle and Eric Menendez are here, just to finish Maffew's sentence there for him.
No, it isn't. Swipe right. Ian Legs. What?
Ian Legs.
Ian L's tag team name, and also the thing they did to the barrel of the gun they used to. I can't read that. Jesus Christ.
Lyle and Eric Menendez are here to speak with Hank and Tank. Swipe right, E and L's tag team name, but also the thing they did to the barrel of the gun they used to shoot their horrible diddling father. This is what happened. Tried to tell Hank and Tank they're available to give them some advice, but thankfully Hank and Tank are having none of it.
Well, would you mess with them?
No, their father did deserve it. I saw the dramatization of it all.
Bloody hell.
So Hank and Tank want to watch. They're going to watch Fraction, I'm sure they are. But Lyle and Eric are here to give them advice, even though they are 12 years old.
Yes.
And yeah, Hundos was said we'll be back for a tight 5 or something like that. I've written down. Take some notes. Hey.
Yeah, we're not that desperate, are we? No, Hank.
Yeah. They want to give advice, even though they've got nothing more than murder.
You're really going all in on this.
I've written down. They want to give advice, even though they are nothing more than murderous teenage boys with a little grasp of reality due to their upbringing. Ha! Ha! That's the Menendez brothers for you. Swipe right on Evolve.
On this YouTube video. Sean Spears led his gaggle of diddlers, in the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast, since the word, know their success was always at the core of the Cullings mantra, even when Spears was the one holding title gold in NXT. Spears wants Elizabeth Dame to qualify for the ladder match at Stand and Deliver, and also wants to see BJ and the lad with the mohawk tell Hank and Tank. Ah, yes, Nico was his name, I believe.
I can't believe I left that in there.
I can't.
I forgot his name while writing that.
Good old, what's his name?
Nico Vance.
Our favourite member of the NXT roster.
Old Mohawk Moccasin. But interesting from Sean, they can never take away the fact that he is a champion. They can call him that for the rest of his life. The fact he's held the North American title now in NXT. Their bond was always about their success and not Sean's, which sort of contradicts the early goings of that stable, I would argue.
If I was paying attention to any of their bollocks promos before this, I would say, yes, you're right. But I wasn't.
But they want BJ and Nico Vance to take care of Hank and Tank after Izzy Dame is qualified for that ladder match.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, no one can beat Hank and Tank.
No, nobody
on a
can.
winning streak right now. Well done. Bunch of diddlers in the non-Cultaholic Wrestling sense of the word. Eric and Lyle Menendez put an impressive show. No, what am I going to read here? An impressive show. Arguably their best. It's their time on the dock at the LA courtroom.
It's true.
God almighty. They defeat the NXT Tag Team Champions Fraction in about that went a really long 5 minutes, 12 seconds. Maybe my last sexual partner wasn't lying when they told me not to worry, and 5 minutes is a long time. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Are you all right, Ross?
Those are the thoughts of Maffew. So yeah, I've worked out that Brad Balin is Lyle and Ricky Smokes is Eric. That's where we're going with the Menendez comparison. Eric which is Ricky. Eric Menendez has a great dropkick. He did 2 beauties in the early going here. Stereo torpes from the champions as they take control and prove they are a level above, but not in a horrible way like Eric and Lyle's father did that ultimately meant his death and the circumstances surrounding which was warranted. Smokes with a lovely spear. He has great pop and snap in what he does. I imagine he must have taken the first shot at their father back on that fateful night on August the 20th, 1989. A breathless affair, a great match. Fantastic first outing for the Menendez brothers. Balon gets wiped out by the golden ratio, which stops him from breaking up the pin. Great match. I couldn't believe it was 5 minutes when I saw it back.
What am I supposed to add to that?
I thought it was 20 minutes long, this match. It was that action-packed.
It was, yes.
But yeah.
Oh, God. They killed on both courts, the tennis and the criminal.
Yeah. Oh, Maffew.
I'd say that. Shocking, huh?
Come
Some
on.
respect for the diddler. Jose Menendez. But great week for the Menendez brothers.
The fatal influence, not to confuse the tag team we were just talking about, argue about argue because old men write NXT and think this is all womankind do. I mean, yeah. DJ Jazzy N, who comes out on top of this bicker, and gets the shot for
Why?
What the hell is this? This is Dr. Sayers. Gets the shot for a spot on the ladder match to stand deliver later on tonight because she hasn't had a go yet and the other two have.
So yeah, Fallon Henley wants the shot at the shot of the ladder match. JC Jane wants the shot at the shot of a spot in the ladder match. But DJ Jazzy N, Jasmine Nix, she's like, well, I've not had a go yet. I'll have it. So she gets it. The shot at a shot in the ladder match.
Okay, you are right, but bloody hell.
Bloody hell.
Nix loses that shot. And not a very long feeling 5 minutes and 4 seconds, 3 of which were for the final fall. Yes, after Sol Rucker felled the FI lady with a soul snatcher.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was an all right 5 minutes. I was thinking initially that Sol is just many, many, many levels above Jazzy N in terms of what she can do in the ring, and that's understandable because Jazzy N is still relatively new. She's not had too many televised matches, and Sol is generational. I've written down here. We're going ham with Sol. JN got a couple of nice moves in there, including a flying knee off the bouncy ropes and a back heel kick, then turned into a neck-up wrestler thing. What do they call that when they, like, flip round and then flip me? Not a kip up, because that's off the shoulders on the back. I'm on about where they sort of roll through and then flip up off the neck.
Oh, I know what you mean, but I don't know the name for it.
Yeah, she does one of them. It's great. Then she does the perfect plex into a bridging submission hold. A good outing for JN, who doesn't get too many singles matches, I've just said there. The backpack stunner with the flat back landing from Sol was devastating, I've written down. It was absolutely devastating. And a nice false finish off the distraction at ringside, leading to a Nix kick. It was all right. It had a lot packed in a game for 5 minutes.
It certainly did, and I'm looking forward to Sol being in the ladder match and presumably hitting the Soul Snatcher off the ladder.
On Zarya.
On anybody she damn well feels like.
Yeah.
On Zarya, you think?
Oh, well, they're doing the little, we're getting along now, but now we're both in the same match now.
Ooh. So they're going over a rope bridge at the time they said that. Ooh. Javon Evans doesn't like Obafemi or Trip Willie and says he's coming after Dark State later on tonight. He reminds us he's filled Oba twice.
Felled. To say filled.
You put Phil.
It's been a long week, Maffew. That's like 4,000 words there.
Oh. He's tired of being little broed by Trick Willie. Ooh.
There's nothing else to say about that. That's the promo that happened. Because, yeah, they're building up to the 6-man tag main event with Dark State and then the main event in the same team.
This is your, like, stairway to heaven, honestly.
Oh, no, I've hated doing that this week. So much work. I've had to watch Dynasty through twice and watch all the rest of the wrestling.
Bless you.
And then put this together as well because Jack's not here. Oh. God. Could he not take the week off after a
I know. How shocking is that? Gilly from Gilly and Steve is leaving work and says she wants a shot at the Steve's title at Stand and Deliver.
They're not friends.
They're not.
Yeah, that's what she says as well. It's very paint by numbers, isn't it?
Yeah, this happened. The Cullings, JB, and Novak Djokovic beat Hank and Tank with a devastating-looking move that Ross really liked in a match that went a smidge over 3 minutes. So the top rope knee dominator combination.
That's the one, yeah. You've no-sold me little joke there. It was a callback to me not knowing Novak's name earlier on. Was it Novak?
Yeah.
No, what's he called in the culling? I've forgotten his name now.
Nico. That's a cover. Oh, that's not his name.
Novak Djokovic, yeah.
Yeah.
That's someone else. That one landed. Anyway.
Is he a murderer?
Novak Djokovic.
Yes.
Well, he did technically murder on the tennis court as well, to be fair.
Oh, that guy. I know who he is now. Yeah, there we go.
By rising to the top of the rankings for a period of time.
By being really good at... I know who he is, yes.
Lola JB with a little trip up the stairs and he started pissing his pants, so he did when the fans went, way, which was a nice moment when you consider they're like brooding hard men.
Yes.
The Belly Bandits are so fluid around that ring, even though they are a team with an identity crisis. It's great to see them rising above because they weren't doing so well for much of the match until Hank tried to do something that is out of their comfort zone.
Right.
A swanton bomb, which he misses. Then it's a sort of Triple H formula match where they've been on top all the time, Hank and Tank. One move to turn the tide, finisher. I'm so saliva-filled today. I'm like WWF in 2002. Their Dominator with knee is a good tag team finisher.
I liked it. And yeah, I think we're just going to get the Kung Fu Panda storyline. I think I said that before.
I've never seen that one.
Can't believe it. it's the bit where it goes, they get it as like this scroll, this magic scroll that'll give him the ability, and he looks at it and it's blank. It's like, what? He goes, after all this time, it's blank, and looks at it. He goes, no, it's not blank. It's mirrored. It's like, it's you. Oh. And I'll be Hanker Tank realizing we don't need to be Pretty Deadly. We don't need to be these successful tag teams. We don't need to be murderous tennis brothers. We need to be ourselves.
Yes.
And then knowing Shawn Michaels, they'll then lose again.
Probably.
And then they'll bring a gun into the ring next time.
And why not? Why not?
Yeah, more guns, please. Here is Ricky Saints for a chit-chat after his North American title win last week. Ricky is happy with his win, but can't be arsed with Ethan Page. Here. Rick acknowledges that if someone did the same thing as him, but did it better, he wouldn't like it either. Rick calls out Page, but the King, Lexus King, is here. And a pair of bastards in the shed shout for too long without breathing. I hope they did forget to breathe and passed away. The pricks? What?
Oh,
He's a bad guy.
No, in the crowd.
Yeah.
It was just two lads going,
Yeah, they were booing the bad guy.
I can see it in your face. It's bothering you. It bothered me.
Oh, they're booing the bad guy. There's
No, they weren't
plans.
booing though. It was just like that, like a noise.
Yeah, to drown him out.
A boo sounds.
I like that.
A boo sounds like this, Maffew. Boo.
Oh, I know what boo sounds
They were
like.
going.
I've heard them many a time.
I was just doing that endlessly. Oh, it pissed me off.
Bless you. Anyway, King says he loves gold, like Goldmember for some reason. He did say it like that. I don't know why he did that. Before Eddie Thorpe arrives on the scene. Eddie can't be arsed with people like Ricky getting stuff handed to him, while people like Eddie have to scratch and claw for everything around here. Not to mention North American title is his people.
It's his birthright, because North American.
That is, yeah, you're technically correct. Wesley is here and says we can't have a conversation about the NA title without mentioning him because he's the best wrestler to hold it. Starks is ready for them all. The four challengers brawl and play a pretty embarrassing game of tug of war with the belt like they are children. Wesley hits a big dive to the floor because his match is next and the others need to get out the way so that can happen.
That is how the segment went down.
It certainly is exactly what the thing happened there. Man, do I not like these segments where wrestlers all grab a belt at the same time and do that what face. It's like, oh.
Well, we all know that, Maffew. Possession is 10/10 of the law in wrestling. You can just take something and that means it's yours, even if you haven't won it in a wrestling match. This made me just want to see Ethan Page and Ricky Saints in a feud and not have Wesley or Lexus King involved because what they brought to it added nothing to what was there already.
Yeah. Eddie Thorpe I thought was nice. He's like, once again, the white man has taken our shot away.
Oh, God, I
was like,
yeah! Greedy white man. Wow.
The crowd seemed to like that.
On this week of all weeks as well. Hang in there, stock share people. Hang in there. Don't pull out. Just
Stock share people.
you know, investors. That's what
You know, the money men with the suits and the briefcases.
This is not financial advice. Just ride it out, everybody. The stock market has dipped and gone up again numerous times over the past 100 years, but it's still averaged 8 to 10% in your returns.
That's right. Yeah, and there have been many times when it's gone really far down and bad stuff's happened.
Hey, mine's bounced back. It's incredible.
Oh, I'm very happy to hear that.
Global ETF. I've got the S&P in there as well. But I brought it down, Maffew, because of that Trump.
Oh, you actually lost a bit then.
Volatile. I did earlier on this week, but I checked it this morning. And it's back. It's back in the green.
Back on the green. Like Tiger Woods.
Yeah. Or Rob Van Dam.
Backstage trick.
Do we need to cut? Is that going to be construed as financial advice? What I've just done there.
I don't know.
Yeah, you know what? That's what you get from a Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast, financial advice.
I did say this
Money
is not financial
good.
advice.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I don't think anyone's taking it
It
seriously.
definitely was not financial advice.
No, don't listen to him.
But you would be silly not to get involved. But that was not financial advice either. Go to Woolworths and buy some pick and mix if you fancy. That's some financial advice. No, I can't say anything. Nah, no financial advice.
Woolworths? What decade is it? Get your time machine.
I'm sure I read a few months ago that Woolworths is coming back.
It's coming home.
It's cool.
Trick Willie says he's ready to get the title back, but mentions how there is always someone getting in his way. Trick is concerned by the dark state, so hopes Oba and Javon are on their A game this evening in the 6-man tag match.
There you are. January the 24th, 2024, the renowned retail brand Woolworths could return to the UK high streets in 2024. Whoa. German CEO Roman Heine has hinted.
Well, if you can't trust your Heine, what can you trust?
I like how they're all like, it could return within 2024, and now we're here in 2025, it's still not here.
It's like every month Del Rio goes, well, I could return to WWE.
I say it. You see W.H. Smith is disappearing from the high streets.
Yeah.
Something like that. It got bought out, didn't it? It's going to be called, is it TK Allen, Tony Khan, TK Allen, something else. It's just going to be in train stations and stuff like that.
Oh, really?
That's your shop news for the week.
Has it gone off Northumberland Street?
I don't know if it's happened yet. It might be happening soon. Do you like going in there, do you, Joel?
Yeah, I love it there. I did one shift there once.
What,
you?
in Northumberland Street?
Yeah. And then I was like, I don't want to do this. So I didn't go back.
What, did you tell them?
Yeah. I told him, yeah.
What did you say?
I said, I don't want to do this anymore. I was like, you don't have to pay me for... Because I did one shift. I was like, you'd have to pay me.
Oh,
You've robbed yourself of how much?
Yeah, I don't know. It was only like I only did like 4 hours. So I want to...
4 hours. That's not a shift.
Yeah, it was a half shift.
Oh.
Nailed the interview, though.
How?
So what was bad about it? Like,
I don't know. I was just like, I don't like retail.
Oh.
This isn't for me.
have you worked retail at all?
No, not really.
Oh, okay, yeah. It'll put bags under your eyes, pal. Don't
Yeah.
worry. Stay youthful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did you nail the interview then?
Wore a nice shirt.
Is that it?
Good lad.
She was impressed. She was like, that's a nice shirt.
What was
was
it?
it? Nice
Metallica, Slipknot. What?
Just like a white shirt.
Oh.
Went fancy. Yeah.
Do you have a little pen in the pocket?
No, I think I had a tie, though.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Colour tie, red one?
Might have been.
Whoa, that's bold.
That is
Did you write down with the I love WH
W.A. Smith, yeah.
Oh, well, their loss.
Yeah, look
Exactly.
at me now.
Yeah, look at me now. The short matches continue this evening as Wesley easily dispatches of Yoshiki Inamura, just 2 evenly counted pinfalls away from the 4-minute mark.
Which means 6
6
seconds
seconds,
away
there you go.
from the 4-minute mark.
I'm learning.
For those keeping up at home.
And they are.
Inamura used his hands like feet again. Great scenes
Great
with
stuff.
the chops. It was over quite quickly. JB tried to help Inamura with dealing with the goons at ringside, but actually hurt Inamura as it sent him tumbling off the top rope. I'm sure that won't carry forward into future weeks of NXT. It looks like the breakup's happening already, even though JB stayed at Inamura's house in Japan.
That's right.
And therefore, in return, in America, JB got Inamura a nice leather jacket with no sleeves. That's how
it works. That's the trade.
That's how men work.
If I stay at your house, I'll buy you a jacket. Yeah, all right. Yeah, but I like this stuff in. Did the sumo, whatever they're called, in the corner, which I always pop out for some reason.
Palm strikes.
There you go.
That's what it's called, yep.
That's all the notes I have.
Really? There wasn't much to
usually,
the match, to be
usually
fair.
like this is this thing where I don't make that many notes because you and Jack give such lovely notes. I just go, yeah, that's what happened.
To be fair, this week's NXT was largely, here's things that happened without much chance for analysis.
I'll give it that.
Yeah, because loads of short matches where not much happened.
Yep.
Loads of promos where people said things that you can't really go, oh, what does that mean? Because it was like, I'm going to go down to the shops. Well, he's gonna go down.
Whoa, let's talk about that.
Yeah, he's going to go down to the shops. Then what? I mean, I guess that leads to what could he buy? That was a terrible example. Where can you go where there's no choice for you to do anything? Just to make my analogy work here.
I'm trying to think of a shop where you can only buy one thing.
He's gonna go-
Oh, there's a place in town that sells nothing but socks.
What, called?
Sockies. Something like that.
He's going
I've
to go
seen
down to
that, yeah.
Sockies.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
I have to go there.
But then, do they sell different kinds of socks?
Probably.
I mean, is he going to buy an ankle sock, a trainer shock?
Damn it, you're
Shock
right.
master, yeah.
You're right. We're not Sockmaster. You're right. We're not helping your analogy.
No, it's probably one that doesn't work, to be fair. We should move on.
It's hard to think of a place that only...
Because why would you go there? Like,
The penis modeling agency. He's
Right.
looking for a penis modeler.
oh, was that it?
Well, there's only one thing you can do there, surely.
Yeah, but there's different shapes
Yeah,
and
but what if, like-
sizes.
I guess there is different shapes and sizes.
Shut up.
Are they going to... That doesn't matter. But yes, it was a
This
very,
is a dying a death, like a
very-
certain tennis couple's death.
very big by numbers NXT this
Right.
week.
Izzy Dane makes a bit of tit of herself. Oh, no, wait. Femi hasn't forgotten what the Dark State lads have done, dating back to VD, and swears revengeance on their sorry asses. After that, all attention is on Trick and Javon and retaining the title at Stand and Deliver.
He missed out a couple of paragraphs there, Maffew. Because we missed a big segment in Ava's office there,
I
Maffew.
wouldn't say I missed it.
I hope so. Because if not, I've just
No,
forgotten.
actually, for once, that's where we're at.
I would like to apologise.
Numerous women are in Ava's office.
It's later on. Right.
How dare you forget your own notes that you wrote.
Yeah.
Izzy Dane makes a bit of a tit of herself, unfortunately, as she leans back and celebrates before the fatal 3 count has finished before being counted in their ladder match qualifier against Ren Sinclair.
Christ alive.
4 minutes and 28 seconds this one lasted. Is Chef Michaels okay? Guess his microwave is the only appliance working in the kitchen this evening because much like most things that go in there, the matches were cooked really quickly. Okay, that's good.
Yeah,
back on form.
fantastic.
Really
Back
good.
on track.
Yeah. Really good
We're back from the
analogy.
penis alley or whatever it
Yeah.
was we're going to. We're back in the kitchen.
The much better wrestler lost this match, unfortunately, but that's what the wrestling business does sometimes.
It's almost like it is what it is. Yeah.
I was ashamed to see Izzy roll backwards and celebrate.
1, 2, yay! Ref, the bollocks 3. And the ref appeared to say something to her after the bell. And he was like, I'm sorry. I'm like, it wasn't your fault.
I mean, what's the referee supposed to do?
Exactly.
If she stopped counting there, surely she would she get told off, is what I'm saying, for the match overrunning.
Yeah.
It's a difficult one, isn't it? Well, it's not a
It's
difficult
just
one.
live TV, isn't it? So.
Izzy Dame should have just stayed in the pinfall position. I thought
Crazy.
Ren showed great fire and desire. Izzy had her moments as well. You can tell I wasn't really interested in this one. But then she shows why she has inferior skills by rolling backwards and celebrating before. I mean, there wasn't much. Again, it's another quick match. I don't know what was in Chef Michael's soup this week, but maybe it was laxatives, and that's why the matches were quick. You could only hold on for so long, and they had to go away again. That's why they were all 3 minutes.
Aye, like the Midnight Runners.
Yeah, Dixie's.
That's right, yeah.
go
Named
Dix-
after
The chicken thing, yeah.
The numerous women are in Ava's office bickering because old men write NXT and think this is all womankind do. All the lasses want a last chance multi-lady match to get in a lot of match at Stand and Deliver, but Ava says this isn't happening. She's got something up her sleeve, though. It's some flowers. Oh, that's the last night. Roxanne Perez hopes it's not a tag team match because she doesn't have a partner. On one side of the room, 2 ladies who are part of a team in Lash Legend and Miss Jackson are stood. On the other side of the room, a team of 3 ladies called Fatal Influence are stood there. The maths doesn't maths, and potentially Roxanne is blind and silly.
That was what I took from the segment. Roxanne will just be with the meta 2 to make them a meta 3.
Right.
What's Roxanne done?
But how can that be if it's a one person?
Fatal Influence on the other side of the room. There's 3 of them.
Yeah.
And you got Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson.
Yeah.
And then Roxanne was in the middle of them.
Yeah. But wait,
She was like, whoa, I hope it's not a tag team match. I don't have a partner. But there's a team of 2 stood there.
I think it was supposed to be the joke, but
And a team of 3 on the other side of the room.
Yeah. It's great stuff, this, isn't it? God.
I can't wait to see that. But yeah, what's Roxanne done? She was breaking records a few months ago at the Royal Rumble. And now she can't get on the Stand Deliver card. What's happened?
I don't know.
Has she put the laxative in Chef Michael's soup?
Quite possibly. That might be a rumour we can start this podcast because
She
it's
did.
more interesting than anything we've got to say about the show right now.
My worst fears have been confirmed, though, Maffew. I have forgotten to write down 2 segments that happened on the show on your notes, but they are on mine. The first one has Ava and Stone and Steve Turner and Steve Vacal in Ava's office, where Steve makes the earlier bit make less sense because she says, I want them all, which undoes giving the title away because she couldn't give that her full attention apparently in kayfabe, but now she just wants to fight everybody. What was the point in any of this? So that's that's worth saying. It's stupid storytelling, but the laxatives put in Chef Michael's soup by Roxanne Perez cannot be helped this week.
No.
That's why things are off. And then also Trick Willie does a promo where he does a promo where we can't analyse it, so what's the point in saying it anyway?
Good.
There's always someone in the way when he wants to get his stuff done, he says. He's concerned about the dark state and he hopes that Oba and Giovanna have their A game with them before he whoops their arse to Stand and Deliver because they're fighting dark state at the end of the night. Those are the 2 segments I forgot to write down on your notes, but were
Damn
on
it.
mine.
Well, podcast ruined.
Yeah.
Uriah Connors and Kel Dixon finally get Andre Chase to agree to help them. For F's sake, it says here. Hank and Tank are also in this Paul Heyman SmackDown 03 directed shot. Oh, I get that. And they run into the Street Profits. The SBs tell H&T to be themselves in a really charismatic fashion.
This is very charismatic with Montez and Angelo, especially Montez. Just be yourselves. It's a tale as old as time. If you're at home struggling, just be yourself and you'll be fine, or something like that. And it's a shame to see. I've written down here, Andre, like Jesus Christ, always the teacher and the carpenter. Because he couldn't help himself, could he? Kale and Uriah were looking for feedback on their wrestling or something like that. And Andre was like, well, I don't like you, but I'm starting to like you, so I'll teach you. Much like Jesus Christ, a teacher and a carpenter. Oh, imagine on Easter we see the resurrection of Chase U. Imagine. We'll have to redo the holiday, make everything black and red. Great scene.
There's a show. Jesus Christ himself shows up. Booker's like, he looks rubbish. State of him.
If I had the booking pencil for NXT, I would hire a cave out somewhere and have Andre like end up living in there because he's lost everything.
He already is. They've seen the state of him.
I know, but actual cave, and there's a big boulder in front of the thing, and then the boulder moves without anyone touching it.
He's live streaming from the cave on Twitch playing Mario Kart.
And Andre comes out wearing garb, but it's red and black.
Andre
He
Chase,
flies back to the NXT shed.
super teacher.
And Carpenter.
And Carpenter. Whichever pays more. And then who saw this coming? The team of Oba, Trick, and Javon can't get along this close to stand and deliver. Oba and Trick are fighting, which leaves Javon alone. Javon eats the fall after taking a Dark State triple bomb with Saquon Sugars diving off the top rope to add some extra stank to the move as the six-man tag comes to an end after a staggering 13:33.
Compared to the rest of the show, that's like 10 whole minutes more than the rest of the matches. Incredible.
I have to get all these segments in. After the bell, Stax is on the screen to tell Dark State it's on. In the car park next week.
Yeah! Deaths will be hard. Poor Osiris Griffin, I'm going to start off with here, Maffew. He had the worst promo a few weeks ago in the Fallout of doing their promos, and now he's the one on the outside of the ring as well. That's a double whammy for him to take. Bonesaw-like attire from Saquon Sugars, which I was very much a fan of, from the Spider-Man film. Dark State had intensity, I've written down here, but there's still something missing that really sets them apart from your Cullings and teams like that. Oba stole the hot tag from Trick, as we mentioned there. Who saw that coming? He even threw Saquon Sugars into Trick on the apron, which set Trick off, and they started fighting each other, which left Javon Evans on his own. Dion Lennox kicked out with a massive frog splash from Javon, and then we have that Shuggy Boat powerbomb, I've called it, for a great trios finisher. To go like that, don't they? Whoa, whoa.
Hey. Very Spirit Squad.
Yes. Aye, there'll be a proper. That's a very colloquial term I've used there. The Shuggy Boat, where you have three people. One in the middle lies on the floor.
Yeah.
Stretches their arms and legs out as far as they can.
Yeah.
The person at the arms end grabs the arms. The person at the legs end grabs the legs. They pick them up off the floor, swing them backwards and forth, and then throw them as far as they can. That's not real. That last bit does not happen.
Yeah. And they go, do, 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 do. Shuggy, shuggy, do, 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 do.
Shuggy! That was my impression of Shaggy there. Thank you very much.
Wait, what songs he did that?
It wasn't me. There's a video somewhere of me and Adam back in 2017-ish at the old place.
At the old place.
Drunk, trying to sing that song, and it's impossible. Adam...
Wait, hang on, it's not that impossible.
It's really...
Because Pachidi managed to do it in karaoke that one time at the Caravan Bar.
Was he singing Shaggy then?
Oh, yeah.
He couldn't that night.
With the accent. No one filmed it. We filmed it. That's the reason why I'm still employed, because I'm like, I've got this. Hanging over you. That's my favour. Bless him.
But it's a hard sing, especially the Shaggy parts. That's why... The only bit I can do is Gigolo-plex. No, it says that.
That's a good finishing move, that.
The Gigolo-plex. Buff
Violent J's move. Well, that sure was an episode of NXT. My God.
It lost something this week, and I do think it's down to Roxanne Perez. We can exclusively reveal putting laxative in Shawn Michaels' soup, which meant the matches could not be as long as they normally are.
Oh, poor Shawn.
Why would she do that, Roxanne? You selfish woman.
Oh.
Terrible. Someone tell Shawn Ross Sapp. Get him on the blower.
on the phone.
On the phone.
Hey, what insinuations you making? He's done that drug test. How dare you? AEW Dynamite. Wow. If only... there was another podcast we had that talked about the pay-per-view extravaganza. That was Dynasty.
Yes, that went live on Monday. Please go and watch.
Wow.
Me and Jack and Joel are here to talk about the wrestling with you.
Wow.
Or at you, because you can't respond. It's a video.
Get it up, you. Ha ha. John Moxley kicks off the show, lambasting a very talented roster for not being able to get it together when it matters most in their battles against the Death Riders. In Mox's eyes, the Bucks' return is a power play, and he doesn't even recognize who they are anymore and hasn't for a long time now. Mox notes that whatever he's doing at the moment is his life's work, and he won't sell out. Mox then warns the Bucks they better be careful before they make a move. Oh, let me tell you, I know people have a go at me for being negative on AEW. And I disagree a lot of the time. I am really negative about that pay-per-view finish, that booking, and the start of this show.
It's the worst thing they could have done. The fact
yes.
that John and the Death Riders, sounds like a nice band.
Yeah.
John and the Death Riders.
The Death Riders. And John.
The fact they had no idea the Young Bucks are there. So the Young Bucks just inserted themselves into the storyline when nobody wanted them there. Nobody's asking for this. Because I was thinking it was brave to not only start the show with a Jon Moxley promo, given the reaction by, I'd say, a solid 85 to 90% of people who saw that, just based off what measures we have got access to. It was a brave thing to do to start the show with a Jon Moxley promo and then a Jon Moxley match. But to have that in there straight away, that the Bucks just put themselves in there, it made me go, ah! And not in a Booker T way, which that did sound like. I do concede. What is this? Why weren't the Death Riders and the Elite working in cahoots with that pay-per-view ending?
That would make sense. But no one's like, no,
Well,
they don't get along. It's like, okay, so why did you help them then?
Yeah, I guess it could make sense in that they faked working from home for a bit because they saw, and they've got like the hired guns that are the Death Riders doing their jobs while they would pretend to be at home scared of the Death Riders. That would make a little bit more sense if they were working in collusion. But the fact that they didn't know and they went home, and then we find out what the documents were that they shredded up. It wasn't even their EVP contracts.
Yeah.
None of it makes sense.
Yeah, I was going to say, at least on AEW Dynamite, they'll explain this. They'll be better. Right, I'll get this. We'll read this and we'll talk about
I
it.
split it up into segments because there's a lot of
You
words.
should split up with a knife. A rear naked choke from Moxie's enough to put away Shibata in the opening contest of the night, 1 second below the 5-minute 40 mark. It was just a match. It's setting up something later on. I'll say that much. It was just, okay, cool. You know what this episode needs? Moxie, but we'll get out the way first and move on with ourselves. So,
In the positive column for the match, it was a different one for Moxley. It was no bells and whistles. It was just gritty, mat-based action, which is, I thought, was a nice change of pace for him. The pile driver no-soul by Shibata, and then he does a shearer, and then sort of stutters, and then goes, my head. I remember it hurts now because of the pile driver. I've written down here,
well, on comments, so I got on.
they must have reinforced the top of his head when they did that surgery to remove his brain and then put it back in again. The match felt a bit curtailed as the crowd were really getting into what Shibata was doing especially, but then you need to remember where Shibata is on the card, so I guess it was fine.
Yeah.
That's the first bit out the way.
Well done. After match, the Bucks are here, and after a little back and forth that we can't hear, Moxie and Marina Shafir leave the ring. You know me. The Bucks claim they helped Moxie defeat Swerve at the weekend as a favor to their old pal Hangman Page, as he made it clear he'd make sure Swerve wouldn't walk out with a belt.
So they didn't watch the show last week where we had the moment of clarity for Hangman where he realised, me and Swerve are one and the same.
Yeah.
We're cut from the same cloth.
When they kissed. As for helping Mox, Nick and Matt claim it was a peace offering because even though they were scared and ran away from work because of the Death Riders, they have the same principles at heart when it comes to making people step up in AEW and helping change the world. They want the Elite and Death Riders to work together. Right. Kenny Omega is here and says the last time you saw Matt and Nick at work, they were pushing him off a stretcher at the height of his diverticulitis. Come on, that's a bitch there. Go on.
Diverticulitis.
That one. Ken compared the diverticulitis.
Yes.
Yeah. Valkyriitis. Ken compared the Bucks to a pair of dogs. We can't say the name of because YouTube probably think we're swearing. These dogs belong to a pal Ken had in high school. Kenny would go around to his pal's house to play video games, but the dogs kept pooing on the floor. Eventually, there was so much poo on the floor that Kenny had to offer to play video games at his house instead. Couldn't the pal have just picked up the poo? No? Anyway.
That's what he said. He said there was so much poo that they had to go to Kenny's house instead.
Like, just abandoned the house to the dogs.
It's just the dogs are living in there, pooing on the floor every
This
day.
sounds like a nerd you meet at college, to be fair. Like,
What?
I'd live with some complete degenerates. Anyway, this is how AEW was without Kenny around to pick up the poo the Bucks were putting out for the world to see. Kenny reveals the documents the Bucks were shredding way back when, like that 5-second segment we saw, were receipts for stuff they do as part of their lavish lifestyle, like private jets and a chair that faces the bed in the master bedroom.
Is the implication being there that the Young Bucks watch the other one do the sex?
The Young Cooks, I guess, is what they're known. That were billed, and that were billed back to AEW,
that
maybe.
makes
I'm
more
not
sense,
sure.
yeah.
Right. But, I mean, why would they shred those receipts if that's how they get back to whatever? Kenny doesn't like the thought of the Bucks killing AEW, so wants to fight. So they do, but Okada, in a dodgy-looking suit, is here to make things 3-on-1. Swerve's house. Swerve is here with a chair to run the Elite away. Ken and Swerve fist bump. I'm going to get the other bit all the way because it's very brief. Swerve makes it known as time to go buck hunting before he's jumped from behind by Pac, setting up their match, which is happening now. The contest ends in heartbreak because this isn't.
I like how I wrote this in paragraphs so we could dissect it. You just read it all out.
As it's clear, we're all going to be covering it in one long bit, though. As it's clear, Geordie Packer suffered an injury, a legit one. With the love of the game pulsating through his black and white Carabao Cup winning veins, Pack gets back in the ring to eat a super kick and swerve stomp as the match ends via pinfall after 4 minutes 16. So that was the start of the show.
So to go back to the start, the Young Bucks are still EVPs. The document shredding hypothesis is off the table because I saw bannered about that maybe the documents they were shredding were their EVP contracts. They're now just
that would make sense.
Cast away from AEW, like just doing what they want because they're not affiliated with the company anymore. They've hired the Death Riders to do their dirty work while they go away and reap the rewards. That's now off the table. Another better hypothesis than what we're getting currently is off the table because what we have now is the will they, won't they that nobody's bothered about. I could not give less of a hoot if the Death Riders and the Young Bucks work together, and I cannot be arsed going through Double or Nothing in May and then going to Texas later on in the summer before we probably find out the result of this will they, won't they storyline. Yeah. I don't care about that whatsoever.
Oh, you're not bothered about the third or fourth version of the storyline that we've already had?
No, not really, Maffew.
Oh, what a shock.
So they were scared of the Death Riders and what they did at the weekend, as well as we mentioned, obviously they're forgetting what Hangman, or just, I guess it was on purpose, obviously, just to, Hangman changed last week, so what you've done there is a mess, and that'll make a mess between Hangman and the Bucks,
right? Which
I guess we would have seen anyway, based off what the. It was a peace offering because they want to work with them. They want to see the locker room rise to the occasion. That's the storyline going back to its genesis, kind of, but there's so much bollocks around it. I just don't care about the start of the storyline anymore, making more main eventers than there were to begin with. What else is there? The chap not wanted by the masses. Feels like it's just a set up stadium stampede. That's what I took away from it. The 5-on-5 or Anarchy in the Arena, whatever you want to call it.
Okay,
at Double or Nothing next month. So you'll have obviously some of the Death Riders, and then Matt and Nick up against Kenny and Swerve and insert.
Right.
Maybe the Ops. Yeah. 5-on-5.
That makes sense.
The Kenny promo, he sounded really disinterested to me, and I can't blame him. He was just rambling on about this dog poo in the guy's house and then having to go to his house, and he didn't have much like vigor behind his voice, did he?
Kenny always talks like that. Unless he's like really over the top as the cleaner. When he's not that, he's just Kenny. He's just like, hey guys.
But I was expecting the guy who talked to Speedball last week, like, ha, Cobra Kai, welcome in. Kick people.
I don't remember him talking like that. But you kick people. That's nice. That's how I remember him. He's very much Bob Dylan.
Try not to sneeze.
You don't wear shoes.
Elephant.
You didn't say that last week.
Elephant. It's gone. Works every time.
Crowd. Elephant.
And then, the line about the chairs you put in the master bedroom facing the bed. I guess they have missed the reference there to the Young Cooks. You've worked that out beautifully there.
I hate that the internet's ruined that for me because we went to the hotel that we're staying at down south for the wedding. They had the chair, as you do, because you sometimes need to sit down, and it was facing the beds. And that's all I thought. It's just a chair now.
Yeah.
Chairs, they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're sentient beings.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So we've had the Death Riders and Elite working together, taken off the table. The paper shredder now is just receipts, unless they go back and retcon that. I hope they do and just say, actually, that was our contracts, by the way, Kenny. And we are just trying to take down AEW while saving AEW with the help of the Death Riders. That could be a way out of it. That would be better than what looks like is on the cards at the moment. In main event level, which this is the main storyline in the entire promotion. I could not be less interested now if I tried.
Yeah, this is where I tag into Ross so we can have a breather and say pretty much exactly the same. I put, oh God, not the Bucks. I'm trying to replicate how pissed off I was when I was watching this, but I've got the energy now to sit and talk about NXT for like an hour and a half. I was trying to think of who could make this main event storyline, in brackets, that's one of the worst and most tedious and annoying things AEW's done since the MJF versus Cole feud, even worse, and I would have said the Bucks as a joke. And now, the really stale Bucks still doing their awful EVP gimmick that exists just so they can do their tee-hee, we read the internet shtick, which isn't cute anymore post-punk airing. Omega mocking the segments regarding the tearing up of receipts summed it up. Yeah, great moments, guys. Remember that? We all talked about that.
That was the way out.
Right. And they dismissed it. Omega saying, Nick, you look every bit of the 90 pounds you looked before. That got me. That was the one genuine good bit of this. But then what? We're teasing Bucks versus Omega and friends again. We've done this. It's been done many a time. Why did that have to be in the main event and stop Swerve from winning? Couldn't these have been separate things? And now who's going to beat Mox and smother this rain with a pillow?
Darby
this
Allin.
Annoyed me. Well, it's not going to be bloody Pac, is it?
No.
I like... Why are people so on it's Darby going to be the one?
Because Darby had a win before he went away that sort of made it look. I can't remember what match it was, but he had a win. And it was like, oh, he's going to be the guy who beats Moxley. And I can't remember what match it was, and I wish I could right now.
But I think that speaks volumes. Because then he also lost about a dozen times on TV. And everyone was like, oh no, Darby's going to be the guy. And I'm like, are you just reading what people are saying online? Is no one actually watching the product? If like I'm eating crazy pills.
I mean,
like, he loses all the time. He's not on TV right now. And be like, Darby's the one. I'm like, in what way?
They had the perfect ending set up with that Hangman on the apron going for a buckshot, Moxley and Swerve standing up at the same time. Who's he going to hit?
Yeah.
And the pop when he got Moxley to help Swerve win the title, then obviously getting a shot at Swerve down the line, probably in the big Texas show where Swerve walks in as the dog's bollocks, and then him and Hangman have a barn-burning match. That would have saved...
A house-burning match, yeah.
Yeah, house-burning match, aye. That would have saved everything.
Yeah, I was so happy to like this, and it's like bloody Charlie Brown and the football. They've again gone, no, it's going to be Bucks. I don't care about the Bucks. I didn't care about them last year when they had one of their worst years in their entire existence. Apart from that one bloody Sting and Darby match, which fair play was good. But the rest of them was like the worst one in terms of creativity and just like, okay, why are you here, lads? You're here because you have to be here. We're back to the elite versus the elite. Go away. And I was so eager for this to be over, the Mox storyline, that I was happy with Cope winning the title. That's how bad it was. We can't even get Swerve winning it now.
No.
Completely tapped out in this main event storyline. Don't care.
And it is a shame because as I was saying the other day on the Dynasty podcast that the undercard once again delivered. That's 2 pay-per-views in a row now where the last thing we see, Christian Cage is cashing at Revolution, then the Bucks coming back at Dynasty, has completely overshone everything else on the show. And
it's only the only thing that's overshadowed this is Swerve versus Booker T. So maybe that's why he couldn't win that. He's saving it. It's been the interemotional show we've all been talking about.
And I fair play to Pac for finishing that match as well. I think even hear him say sorry when the final fall's happening. Because it seemed to happen. What I've written down here, the buckle bomb in the corner. So
I couldn't really tell.
Obviously, his feet hit the mat quite hard, and you just hear him go like ah, and it looked like it happened there because he was moving pretty fine before that.
And he rolled out, and then the trainer comes up. He's like, "Yeah, all right." He's like, "No." It's like, "All right." And he's like, "All right, roll me in. It's 2 moves to me." All right, bless him.
Super kick and a swerve stomp for the win. So that's a shame.
So one of the most miserable starts to a wrestling show I've ever seen in my life.
I don't know, because I know Tony Khan said he's looking at all the different barometers of like how many views segments get and this, that, and the other. But is it not like when I think I said this on Monday, didn't I? I think I'm repeating myself. It's not like when people drive past a car crash and then go, "Oh, I shouldn't look, but I am going to look." If they are getting like the biggest YouTube numbers of each segment they put on YouTube each week and that sort of thing.
That's a good comparison. I don't get it. I'd like to say, well, it must be because of this. I don't get it. Are they getting good numbers?
I got it at the well, it must be because he says he's looking at the numbers and that's why it's continuing.
The numbers don't lie. It's both a disaster for you, the AEW fans.
Every time you watch. That was at the start. I thought it was brilliant. The fact that it looked like Moxley was taking down the promotion when he was actually saving it by lifting people up to beat him. If
we had someone new, and instead it's just been, well, we've had Cope. We had Orange Cassidy a few times, and now it's the Young Bucks. And
it worked when it was like Orange Cassidy and like Daniel Garcia and people who hadn't
who's going to be the guy who step up, and then we had that hard turn. We're like, well, it's going to be Cope, the savior of the mid card, that young up and comer. Don't care. I like it when Mox lands on spiky things. I'll say that much. I'll defend that. I'll defend Mox because people now are just online going like, "Oh, Mox is so bad." I'm like, no, he's being great. This is just a bad run.
I'm not going to let that like negate the other 4 years of his AEW run because he held it together during COVID, didn't he? Especially on that main event level. Him and Kenny Omega, I think, were the 2 mother puzz MVPs. I don't know why I said that.
That does sound good when you say it like that, though. Ricochet calls himself Daddy, and his team, Team Trevor. The Bald Ton Wanderers. It's good. Before saying there are a lot of things you could spend $400K on, because there's a $400K explosive, not like that, 8-man tag match coming up. It seems like Trevor is going to keep the money for himself, while the others don't seem too happy that Trevor has anointed himself, that's right, the leader of the team. On the face side of the match, Will Ospreay says he'll spend his share of the winnings on a trip to Disney World. Kevin Knight will head for Magic City. Speedball will get some shoes, you liar. And Mark Briscoe will look to further diversify his portfolio, just like what you gave as financial advice early on.
No, I didn't. You can't get sued for that.
Oh, joking. No. I'm joking. No, you didn't. Sorry.
It was good.
Yeah,
that bit at the
that
end
was
there.
like, there was a nice little bit there, just of like little TV show, especially when they're in a tunnel doing this.
Aye. Yeah, no, aye, it was lovely settings. Like the cave where Andre Chase will live before the resurrection of Chase U. But yeah, the diversification of a portfolio was a lovely change of pace from Mark Briscoe. I was expecting to go like chickens.
There you go. It was a good joke. Like, oh, you smart man who's dumb. A future predicting Renee Paquette somehow knows that Hangman Page is going to be walking down a corridor before he does so. She wants to know his thoughts on the Owen, but he doesn't know who he's facing, so what can he say? Hangman heads for Swerve's locker room and wants to know where he is, but Nana is there all alone. Page reveals that he's not trying to help Swerve at the weekend, so he wasn't trying to, and wants to win the Owen before picking up where he left off with Swerve. Nana is about to say he's remorseful about how things have gone between Swerve and Hangman, but Hanger doesn't want to hear any of it before walking away.
So if that promo there happens after Swerve helps Hangman win, what a story.
Right.
Because Hangman's still in denial about what Swerve is. They are both the same with flaws and all that sort of stuff. They could be friends, but they're not going to be because they want to be the face of AEW. That could have been fantastic, but instead we're getting the Bucks instead.
Yeah.
It was right there in front of them and they've gone the wrong way, and I can't say
it.
any more plain than that.
Well said. And I put, see, Hangman can do interesting Who Is My Friend storylines. Why can't the rest of the Elite be like that?
Yeah. Just the way he cut off Nana. Like, I don't want to hear that, because if he hears that, then he'll change.
Yes.
Oh, what have we done?
Bless him. Such a lonely cowboy. A hidden blade from Ospreay sees the team of Will, Bailey, Knight, and Mark Briscoe capture the $400K prize money in the 8-man explosive $400K tag team match that also involved Ricochet, the Crew, and the Beast Mortos after 12 minutes of exciting professional wrestling action.
Not that it matters, but why was there $400K on the line?
I think just to make it a bit more exciting.
Yeah, and it really did, because they did wrestle like $400K was on the line, $100,000 bonus each for the baby faces. Lovely DVD, though, from Trevor on mic for a near fall. It really got going towards the end. Everyone had their moments in the match. Very good stuff all round. The Beast Mortos, the commentators had me laughing, so they did, calling him a monster man face or a face like a man monster or something.
I couldn't figure out what end was which.
Lovely diving sequences where everyone got to have their turn. It was just a proper good. I don't, obviously, when you say a house show kind of feeling, but it's like just a feel-good wrestling match.
Yeah, and I was all right with this. Because
Yeah.
it's like, hey, let's put these lads together. They're going to do some cool wrestling. Bing, bang, bong. And there's somebody involved. And I thought people got their money's worth here. Because I like most of the guys in this match.
And it made you forget about the bollocks at the start of the show.
It did a good job of me going, all right, okay, there is something worth watching on this show. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you, Beast Mortos, whichever one is which. It's revealed that Cope is out indefinitely.
No!
Oh, no.
The saviour, Maffew, the saviour.
Tony Schiavone goes off on FTR, labeling their attack one of the worst things he's seen in wrestling. And he was there for Tank Abbott in WCW. He also mentions Dak's daughter, who undoubtedly will be disappointed in her father. Whoa, disappointed Tony.
He also says it was the pinnacle of low-life kind of stuff, which I thought was interesting words, which will probably just be done to make idiots like me go, isn't that interesting, and then leave nowhere.
And then exactly. 100%.
Because who have recently turned heel? Well, it's former Pinnacle members FTR. And who's looking for friends? It's former Pinnacle leader MJF.
Yeah.
Oh!
And guess who needs money? Wardlow.
Oh.
Bless him.
He'll still be under contract.
Yeah, well, yeah, the Subway. But yeah, they did a good job of saying, oh my God, it's such a brutal attack and awful. And I'm like, that's nice you're doing that. But I was like,
Imagine if we got the twofer of Jericho going away after losing the mask versus title match. That'd have been
I mean, don't tease me with a good time now.
tits out for the Canadians being felled like
Yes.
trees in their snowy forests.
That's right, exactly. Yeah, boo the anthem, will you? We'll see. The Hurt Syndicate is here to celebrate their win at the weekend. They raise a toast, which confusingly is not actually toast, it's booze. But MJF is here to take credit for the win. MJF thinks he's in the Hurt Syndicate and turned down the chance to be in the Owen because why would he work harder when the stable is a cue jumping device to the world title, like a Disney World? MJF wants to know what the initiation process is, but Bobby tells him to shut up because he feels they didn't need MJF's help at the weekend. After a little scuffle, MVP says it's time for a vote. MJF needs 3 thumbs up to be in the Syndicate. Only gets 1 from MVP, and the Syndicate take off. And MVP's like, oh well.
Sorry.
Ooh.
Yeah. So either play just going back to that Schiavone comment, which definitely means nothing, but we'll just say it for podcast sakes anyway. The mention of the Pinnacle and following this MJF segment where he needs friends. I thought it was an interesting placement. Because it was. They didn't need his help at the weekend. He tried to help. He thought he was in there. It's classic heel bollocks. I enjoyed it.
I'm still at the point where I'm like, why do I care about this? Why do I care about heels doing stuff to heels? MJF's not in a tag team. the Hurt Syndicate don't need him. That's the storyline, and it's true. I'm like, what?
He's trying to
Why?
wangle his way back to the Triple B, Maffew, and he's trying to get there via the short route rather than going through the Owen. So you're meant to be sort of fearful of Maxwell getting back to the world title via the Hurt Syndicate.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. Because I'm like, all right, don't really care. But it's the dialogue's good, though.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't with these combination of lads. It's going to have some good stuff here. But yeah.
And I think we'll get a satisfying culmination of this bit when Bobby thwacks MJF all over the shop.
That'll be nice. I look forward to seeing Bobby beat MJF.
That might be a double or nothing match, potentially.
No, go away. Penelope says the women's division is buggered because Megan Bayne won't move on from the world title, despite her loss to Toni Storm at the weekend. Bayne will be at Collision, I'm sorry to hear that, where an open challenge will be issued. Please be Max Caster. Please be Max Caster.
Oh, could you
I
imagine?
hadn't thought about that. That's a good, that's actually a really good idea.
He's the open challenge man, isn't he?
He certainly is. He was very good at the Dynasty.
Yeah.
Andy Bowens.
He's
Finally pushing a gay guy. Well done, AEW.
He's got Jane's addiction, hasn't he? The actual Jane's addiction. Is his theme?
Oh, is that what it was?
I think it was, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure I read that the other day. Let me Google that while you say something.
Thank you. So I was not surprised that Megan Bayne didn't win. I thought they did such a really good job at that pay-per-view and obviously building her up. And again, there's not a lot of people other than her to challenge for the belt. So, but what do I know? I'm not a wrestling booker. I'm a smart ass that sits on a table and lets Ross do all the hard work of the podcast. So I was just surprised. But if they're going to keep her around, fantastic.
It was going to go one of two ways. I was saying to Jack the other day, I didn't quite... The story of can Megan survive on her own without Penelope after Luther carried her away? That didn't quite match up for me because Megan's been presented as like an all conquering heel.
Right.
But the fact she hasn't moved on, I guess, keeps things remotely interesting because again, Tony's like way levels above the rest of the roster at the moment. It's called Underground by Jane's Addiction.
Underground, overground. Anthony Bowens is cool and gay. Hell yeah. Good song. Thank you, James.
But that might tell you that he's going to get a sustained push if they license some music for the guy, which is hopeful.
Yes.
Yeah.
Andy Bowens beating Moxley. Come on.
Because you think about the people who have licensed themes in AEW, there's not many, is there?
No, Mox. What am I talking about?
Ruby Soho.
Ruby Soho. Orange Cassidy.
Yeah, Orange got one. Got 2 or 3, isn't he? 2.
Omega had Nobuetsumo's song, the Babu Sapu
Hey,
song.
that's grown on me this week.
Has it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Fire! Into the fire! Who else was there? John Moxley, obviously, for a period of time.
The Wild Thing. No more. And now he sucks. Aha, you're right. You're onto something. New Jack.
Oh, yeah.
If only. With Toni Storm stealing the show while on the call once again, Chris Statlander advances in the Owen with a win over Thunder Rosa in a bout that goes 9 minutes 46.
If I was in a team with Statlander, we'd be called Thunder Thighs. Shivani, if we were in a team, we'd just be called Tits.
It was the Toni Storm special, wasn't it, Ross?
The last time she wrestled Chris, she was dropped on her head and lost 3 inches. Then she saw Tony Schiavone, and the 3 inches came right back.
Hey.
Please, children around the world, if you're watching, try this at home. But I thought Thunder and Chris meshed very well in this match here. Nice back and forth where the lasses got enough time to put on a compelling wrestling match. Initially, it felt like Tony was sort of reined in a bit compared to the last commentary outing that she had because she was off the rails in that one. And then she turned into off the rails in this one as well.
I was going to say, I don't know what you think.
That was a stupid point to
that
make.
didn't last very long. But yeah, it's very nice, but it is what we've seen from Toni Storm. She is completely overshadowing everyone else by making the commentators laugh with their 1950s campness, so much so that I was almost distracted. Oh, there's a match.
Yeah.
Which, again, is great for Toni if there's a division and people for her to wrestle and stuff like that. There isn't anybody at her level apart from Megan right now. No. So it's like, okay, that's fun, but it is still the detriment of the women on the roster. I mean, Statlander and the other one.
That's Thunder Rosa there.
Exactly. And I did that deliberately because I'm like, oh, yeah. Right, if they wrestle Tony, are they winning? Of course they're bloody not.
No. Yeah,
but then again, people are enjoying the hell out of it, so it's like,
yeah, I can see it being very infrequent compared to how it's been.
Yeah.
I mean, it's only been twice, hasn't it, on Dynamite recently-ish? But it's like the tag team division and the women's division. I mean, you've got Mercedes Moné with the other belt, I guess, but like there is a gap between Tony and the Hurt Syndicate, and then the rest of the tag teams and the rest of the women's division.
Yes, well said. Don Callis is ready for a Carl Fletcher and Takeshita Owen Hart Cup final. Because of injuries suffered by team members, which I think is Davies and... Is anybody else? I think so many bloody people in this roster.
There's Archer, there's Brian Cage. I think Brian.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I'm trying to think of people who are injured right now.
I'm just naming them all just in case I got there.
I think Brian Cage is injured. You're right. I think maybe I read that.
Yeah.
Doncaster family is now accepting applications. Ooh, well, there you go, and Jeff, take your CV round.
Oh, yeah. Oh, aye. Oh, you put that jigsaw together very well there. Yeah, they're jacked, oiled up, and hot. The talk of the town.
They certainly are. They're pandering to all the gays. Well done.
I liked how he called it. He's ready for a proto you-know-what final. We can't say it here because of YouTube, but the second half of phonetically Takeshita's name written down.
Oh. Okay.
Do you want to...
I think I got it, but did he say that?
Yeah. Proto.
A proto.
Protect.
Why did he say that?
Because it's like their two names put together. Kyle's the proto star.
Oh. What call him that? That's horrible. I get Fletchester maybe or something like that. But Proto, shut up. Adam Cole speaks about the last 2 years of his life being hell. And the fans all go, your life was hell, you should have seen ye. But he's happy he got a moment when capturing the TNT title at the weekend. Now Kyle and Roddy want a moment of their own, hinting at a tag team title challenge, perhaps. The three of them are going to do good things now and reveal their new name is the Paragon.
A model of excellence. That's not their catchphrase, that's me Googling what a paragon is. Obviously I've heard the word, but what does it mean, Maffew?
Yeah.
Just means people who are excellent.
Why have they got a new name?
Because what's his what the UK lads? I've forgotten the names now. Mike Bennett and the other lad. Why have I gone blank?
Oh, Bennett and no, Taven.
They are not a part of it, I don't think. So now it's
But wait a minute, these guys were together as the Undisputed Era without him.
WWE. You can't call them that.
Wait, no, were they the UK? They were the UK before they had Bennett and Taven, though.
Were they?
I swear they were.
They might be.
This is bollocks. This.
I can't remember, but I think that's why.
Me misremembering things means it's bollocks. Anyway, okay, fair enough.
And I think because
that's very true.
They've obviously got a new theme fairly recently, but I think the UK name, the connotations of that are just the Undisputed Kingdom name. Well, I guess the UK as well. It's just negative, isn't it?
I'm sure if you ask the Americans, Canadians, they say, "Oh yeah." Okay, cool. Maybe this will be a change in the right direction. I'm still waiting to see if this carries on. Because it's like, okay, Cole, you've wronged us for 2 years in a row now. I want you to be good, mate. I do.
I do, so do I. And he's got ripped as well recently, so fair play to Big Adam. Big, jacked, oiled up, sexy Adam, the talk of the town. But I do have high... If they let Kyle and Roddy, AEW Roddy and NXT... AEW Roddy and NXT Kyle, I just hit my bottle there, audio listeners, very sorry. If they like, AEW Roddy and NXT Kyle, if they let those two things be a thing together, I think that is a potential tag team to get to a Hurt Syndicate level.
Yeah.
In terms of being a babyface team that people are investing in, and because they're two hard men, have that legitimacy to beat the Hurt Syndicate.
Yeah. Kyle's the wacky one and Roddy's the miserable jock.
Yeah.
It's good anyway.
Kyle!
Yeah.
He'll say
that and people go, oh, I remember that. Yeah, so that means the conglomeration is no more than, I guess, if Mark's just teaming up with whoever.
maybe it lives on forever.
And Willow is affiliated with
Swerve?
Swerve, yeah. Okay, cool. Bye. Nice stable. Jericho is here. Reveals he lost a tooth while losing his title at the weekend. He puts over Bandido. It's a funny sentence to say. For getting the job done, but wants to speak with Big Bill and Brian Keith. Jericho is about to have a go at the pair for losing at Dynasty, but Big Bill cuts him off. Big Bill wanted to learn from one of the GOATs, but isn't here to be a punching bag when Jericho fails. If all Jericho is going to do is berate him, then the learning tree is done for. Jericho says that wasn't going to happen because he has the best interests of the pair at heart. Jericho doesn't have to help anyone AEW. Again, just cut that out for posterity. But wanted to help Big Bill and Keith because he sees them as future world champions. Chris then blames them for not being there at the end of the title match to help him. He's not angry, he's just disappointed in them. Chris then smashes the Cheritron after swearing with his bat and then leaves with everyone looking a bit awkward. And he's leaving. Jericho leaves.
Yeah.
Jericho leaves.
He said,
Yes.
I have no faith, Maffew. He says, until they change, it's best that he leaves.
Yes.
This is another. It's
You
sort
gotta
of
have hope.
It's sort of similar to the Death Riders and Elite bit in the way that it's a decision that I can't be asked to wait for. I'd rather just see Big Bill kick Jericho in the bollocks several times, then kick him in the head a few times, and Brian Keith to piss on him, and then them two to move on from the learning tree. Because I don't know about you, but I'm not invested in whether Big Bill stays with Jericho or if Jericho is now this crazy guy. Because a big thing after he hit the Jeritron and then walked away was like, could this be the most dangerous Jericho we've seen so far? I think after a loss like that to Bandito, which I know the pantomime and that surrounding it was bollocks, but at least we got the right result, so I'm happy to accept it.
Yeah.
After that was a perfect time to just let him have a breather, just get him away from TV for a few months.
Yeah. I don't care about Jericho.
Me neither.
That's it. So
I
big. I mean, this is doing some wonders for Big Bill. I'll begrudgingly do that, but do we have to have Jericho?
I really care about Jericho if Bill's thrown him around, but that's the only time I will care about Jericho based off what he's doing in more recent times. But yeah, it's another decision I can't be asked for the journey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well said.
Oh, will he, won't he? Oh, he's going to stay.
Oh,
no.
dangerous Jericho.
Kick him in the head, man, Bill.
Maybe you'll get the camera during the match and film his opponent. Oh, maybe you'll put on a mask and sneak attack. So shut up, go away. Backstage, we're with the Hurt Syndicate again, and they're saying they don't need or trust MJF. They compare Max to George Constanza for some reason and walk off. MJF is here and wants to know why he's being treated like a bitch. MVP lets her know it's because his reputation precedes him. MVP mentioned customers and giving them what they want. So what will MJF do to help the Hurt Syndicate next is what I'm asking.
I've written down the wrong word slightly, but it means the same thing. Consumer, find out what they want and you give it to them.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So what's the difference between a customer and a consumer, I hear you ask? No one cares. Anyway, yeah, it looks like MJF's going to try to prove himself to the Hurt Syndicate again if he wants to do that. Or is the consumer going to change? Oh!
I can see people quote tweeting this. People like, maybe Tony Khan could follow this advice, but on Twitter.
That's very true.
Yeah. Jericho hits a food crate with his bat. Get it? Because he's fat. And drives away from the arena. The commentators ponder whether this is the most dangerous Jericho we've ever seen. He's hangry.
Yeah,
Someone sneezed next door.
He hit the food crate and the food fell. A couple of drinks went over.
See, they weren't lying. It was a food crate.
I don't. Who cares?
That poor crate.
I'm bored. We've just got out. Well, we got out the Jericho vortex, and then we entered the Cope vortex, and
we're just going to drown.
And now we left the Cope vortex, and now we're back in the Jericho vortex.
It's amazing how much of the stuff I'm actively don't want to see on the show. It's like the Death Rider stuff, the Young Bucks stuff, the Jericho stuff. Cope's dead. I'll give him that much.
But he's going to come back and beat both FTR, isn't he?
Yeah.
It's almost like the tiny little booger won't stand up to these people who he owns.
People have been saying that for a while.
That was very callous of me. You know what I'm trying to say? That he's the boss.
Yeah.
He doesn't actually own them. I know what I said there. That was terrible of me.
He should, yeah.
That's capitalism. But no, he's the boss. Just tell them. Because segments like that Jericho one, it was like 20 seconds. It meant nothing. We knew what he was doing. He hit a crate of food. He drove off in his car. We know he goes home. We don't need to see that. That's just his ego.
Later, Jericho in bed.
I know.
Oh, I hate that Big Bill.
I wonder what time he went to sleep. I can't wait to find out. But I'll just stand up and say, no, Chris, we're not going to wank you off today. We're going to do what benefits this promotion. And that's nothing you've done for the previous three years.
Yeah. Jericho making poutine in his house. Oh, let me tell you, that Big Bull, he grinds my gears. Oh, maybe I'll turn him, maybe I won't.
That's got to be it, though, hasn't it? These kind of segments. And how Cope's been treated this year. Just the legends going like, I want to do this. And Tony going, yes, that sounds great.
Yeah. I want to help all these young'uns by beating them and taking all of their glory. Fantastic, mate. Yeah. Cheers. The OPs. The Ops beat the Death Riders in your main event of the evening with Shibata choking out and interfering John Moxley, which makes sense from earlier. Okay, fair enough. Joe dealing with Claudio and Hook, scoring the win by making the Great Yuta his bitch in a match that went a satisfactory 11:40. After the bell, the Death Riders attack and take down the Ops, with Castagnoli giving Hook a neutralizer to an upturned chair. Ooh. Joe is back to chase them away before issuing a trios title challenge to end the show. And I put, oh my God, thank you, Joe. I'm like, who else could wrestle Mox right now? There's no one. Wait, we're doing Joe? Are the okay, yeah. Thank you, please.
But it's initially for the trios titles. So
what
about Pac? Are they freebirding? Has that been established? I don't know.
I think we've had that before, haven't we? Was like, well, you can't
Four-birding?
The fabulous Four-birds.
But I think that's the right time to do the title change. I mean, we've been saying title changes and Death Riders since World's End in December. So hopefully it'll happen.
The world will end before they do that. But yeah.
As for the match, though, Hook, I thought, looked very good with his shoot Germans on Yuta. Joe looked very good with his shoot chops and shots on Yuta. Easy for me to say. Mm-hmm. But then I'm starting to think, oh my God, the same thing's going to happen. But this time Moxley's doing the Yuta Claudio role when it's a Moxley match, but the other way around. Redemption, though. Shibata takes care of Mox. Satisfactory ending to a nice little match there. Was very, very positive. But then the Death Riders come back and do it again. I'm like, what do we have to do to stop them? We had chokes on all three of them. They still can come back. The neutralizer on the upturned chair was fantastic.
That was nice.
Very good move.
Good bit of business.
That's, a good bit of business. But yeah, then obviously the trios titles are going to be on the line in the future. And hopefully, as we keep saying, the title change is needed. It is needed. Well, I don't know if...
Go with your heart, yes.
I was going to say, is it needed for the trios titles? Is it that deep for the trios titles? But
Yeah.
People
like anything Joe does. Doesn't matter what part of the card he's part of. It's cool. Undercard, main event, dark match.
Especially since he said retirement's on the horizon to Chris Van Vliet last week. Cramming it all in there.
Exactly.
World title reign, trios title reign, women's title reign.
All in it's like you just remember you got a test tomorrow morning, all right?
But I could enter the show. Massive shame about the start of the show.
Thought the main event was easy to highlight and gave us a glimmer of hope on an otherwise foreboding and terrifying.
Or if they want to,
AEW
doesn't matter. I was going to try and translate hope into the ops and give it a little bit of hops. That was the Week in Wrestling, everybody. Thank you for watching.
Let's have a rummage in our mailbags.
Mailbag time.
Oh, yeah.
Hello, gentlemen.
Hello.
That's us. Your discussion last week of DJs playing wrestling-centric sets and the various WrestleMania pop songs made me think of one of my favorite bands, Bad Rabbits. Bad Rabbits never achieved huge success in American music, but their song How High was used a lot for WrestleMania 32. I don't think I remember that. I was first introduced to Bad Rabbits at a bartending conference. Yes, those exist, and they're as sloppy and insane as you imagine. And it completely blew me away. I'd never heard of them before, but seeing them live and in person was incredible. They made me a fan for life with their live performance, and I've been following them ever since. So my question for you, have you ever been to a wrestling show where seeing someone live won you over and made you a fan for life? They don't necessarily need to be someone you discovered, but it'd be cool if they were. Thanks for all the content and smiles. You're all top shelf. Oh. David from Quincy, PS. Oh, God, David from Quincy, PS. Line breaks are fun. I'll be at AEW Dynamite in Boston when this coming week, where they'll surpass WWE Nitro for a number of episodes. What was your favorite Nitro memory? Oh, that's two questions there. All right, well, for the first one, what was someone that you saw live and was like, they're good?
Oh, I mean, there were so many back in the WCPW days that you were
because if you went into the scene, there must have been all new for you.
sort of introduced to. Pete Dunne's an obvious one.
Oh, okay.
Because I remember walking past him backstage and getting like a very sort of handshake because I think he didn't like the YouTubers, and that's fair enough. And then he started. I was thinking he's quite a small man, and he starts wrestling, and it's like, whoa, he's a very good man.
Yeah. They're all the same height when the horizontal.
But there's so many from that period of time that I hadn't seen beforehand. I mean, you would have seen more of them beforehand.
Yeah.
And then, was anyone that you saw during those days that you never seen before?
I wasn't familiar with Joseph Connors.
Yeah,
that much. And again, it's just one of these things. I think we say this every 3 weeks, but it's like, no. He had the run of a lifetime in Newcastle. His best ever work. Bless him.
Yeah.
But you tell other people that weren't around for it, you're like, him? I'm like, yeah, JC.
Gollum.
Big JC is Easter time. Apart from that, Daniel Maccabee. I think he's retired now, so it's good to give him a plug.
I've never heard of that name.
He was a Canadian, I'm sorry, maybe American, technical wrestler who I'd never watched. He was part of, I think, is it 1, 2, 3 Wrestling or something like that? Made that name up, I do apologize. But he was over for VXV, and his gimmick was, in Europe, he'd wear different football shirts that people would bring him. So he had like a Chelsea one, and a Sunderland one, and we're like, you better be good. And he was. And he's had a nice personality and we just did technical wrestling, which isn't the most popular thing to do, especially like the American and Canadian indies.
Yeah.
This guy can do an arm lock. Ooh, like most people whatever. But he did a very good job of it, so it was nice to see him.
Yeah.
His brief stint there.
Then he retired and became an indie band man.
Yes.
In the Maccabees.
The mighty Maccabees. And I'm sure if Jack was
you know
here...
the Maccabees? Do you remember the Maccabees from back in the day?
Yeah.
Was that a bit before your time?
I've heard of them.
Yeah.
But
I would love you better.
The theme song for WrestleMania 33. And if Jack was here, he'd say a young man named CM Punk. And
he was there in Ring of Honor in 2005, was Jack.
Favorite Nitro memory?
It's got to be Goldberg, hasn't it? Atlanta, Hogan. I always remember when
40,000 people.
He goes up. Is it up just before the jack? No, it's when he has Hogan up for the jackhammer,
Yeah.
and someone seems to throw a plastic bottle, and it goes.
so many things.
And then he drops him. That,
Yeah.
I don't know why that soundbite sticks in my head because it was on my VHS back in the day.
Yeah.
The Superstar series, volume, whatever it was. I can't remember now.
Volume Goldberg.
Yeah, him and Sting.
Yeah. Nitro memory. Luger won the title. Luger won the title. Luger won the title. Episode 100.
Bouncy.
Yeah. Whee!
It's the giant that picks him up in it, and he's like, "Woo!" Was that a different one?
No, it's Luger beating Hogan for it.
Yeah, but this is the giant. Is that when everyone comes down and celebrates?
Yeah,
Yeah, and then the giant like picks him up.
Oh, you mean after that? Yeah, sorry. After, yeah.
No, he didn't hump him like the Yeti.
That was later in the hotel. And I'm sure if Jack was here, he would say, when CM Punk watched 90... sorry, have you got one, Joel? Sorry to interrupt you.
Favourite Nitro memory?
Yeah.
It was before my time, really. So,
I haven't gone back and rewatched any? Or...
Well,
12
yeah.
years old,
I have for work, but I don't know. Yeah, Goldberg's a standout, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, you can
It was-
see
I
why...
was, I was too young.
You see why stuff, when he was in his prime, you go, oh, no wonder they keep on bringing him back.
Yeah.
Oh, when you were
was
8 years
good.
old watching him. Oh, that's why he's one of my favourites of all time.
Yeah. That one time when we're like, this is like, when did the Goldberg DVD come out? That we put out? Like 2014, 2015 maybe? They put out like the best of Goldberg. There was no like documentary or stuff like that. It was just matches. We watched that before going out on a night out in Newcastle. And we were like, after watching like Spear Barbarian and Meng and Hugh Morris, we were like, this is it. We're going to go out, have a good time.
And then Mean Gene's like, Bill Goldberg, talk to me, Bill. He says nothing and walks off. Well, that guy's an arsehole. Bill Goldberg, Bill Goldberg.
We were so prepared and mentally focused to have such a good time because of Bill Goldberg. Hey, you silly billies.
Hey.
I wanted to email you guys to let you know that I hate Fraxium. It's in capital letters. If Fraxium has 1 million haters, I am one of them. If Fraxium has 10 haters, I am one of them. If Fraxium has no haters, then I am dead. My hatred for Fraxium started last year when I attended NXT Stand and Deliver in Philadelphia and watched the incredible tag team title match between Fraxium and the team of Corbin and Braun. The next day, I got to meet Baron Corbin and told him how much I enjoyed the match. He thanked me and told me to expect bigger and better things in the future. I think you all know what happened next. Ever since, I hold resentment even towards Fraxium since they won the NXT tag titles. And it was only amplified when they lost, then quickly regained the titles from the beloved institution that is Chase U. Every successful title defense through their Houdini-style tactics makes my blood boil. And the Fraxium is fine antics between the two angers me to the point that the tension between Theory and Waller becomes tolerable. I am hoping, begging, in capital letters again, praying to the wrestling gods that whoever wins the tag team gauntlet next week on NXT ends the Fraxium reign of terror at this year's Stand and Deliver. Anyway, my question is, has there ever been a wrestler, tag team manager, or stable that you hated, even though everyone else enjoyed them? Likewise, is there anyone that you enjoyed, even though everyone else hated them? As always, thank you for all the incredible work you do. If Cultaholic has 900,000 YouTube subscribers, I'm definitely one of them. Sincerely, dentist and fictional animated character Bob Fish from Balham, South London. No relation to Bobby Fish, a.k.a. Goopy from Canada. Thank you, Bob Fish.
Cheers, Bob Fish.
Dentist and... Well, who the hell's Bob Fish? I don't know. Anyway, love your enthusiasm for hating. Got more of that.
Yeah. I'm going to Google Bob Fish.
Yeah, please do. While you're Googling, so... I can see why if you didn't like...
Bob and Margaret from... Yeah, Bob Fish and Bog and Mark.
Good God, that's a throwback.
I've never seen this in my
Bloody
life.
hell, Bob and Margaret. Okay, well, I'm impressed with your knowledge of old cartoons.
Looks very Cartoon Network, the artistic style.
Thank you, Stressed Eric.
Oh, it's Adult Swim.
Oh. Was it Adult Swim?
It says
Bloody hell.
It's on Prime Video apparently right now.
Okay. Anyway, as we're giving your question things, I again appreciate the fact that some people have this amount of hatred for people because it's what we're always going to have in wrestling. It's what keeps us alive. So, what about you, Ross? Is anyone that you hated when everyone else liked?
Shane McMahon.
I mean, was he supposed?
2017-ish.
Was he liked?
I don't think.
I guess. I mean, crowds were cheering for him. I guess
he was booed as. I don't think he was treated with the same disdain that I used to treat him with.
Okay.
I never understood anything. Obviously, I had the best match at WrestleMania 33. I can accept that against AJ Styles. But how much is that?
I was
because he
all Shane.
I don't know how much is that as AJ Styles. But the push he got around that time, where he ruined Kevin versus Sammy in the US title, where he won. Well, that was funny with George. That was good. That's the level he should be at. On the undercard, just doing big, stupid matches. But he was treated as a legitimate threat in the main event scene, where he was winning the best in the world trophy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is
You didn't appreciate his cocaine promo?
nope. Hated the heavy breathing. The only bit I liked that he did around that time, apart from obviously the George Miz stuff, because what a great guy George is. He's not dead. Was the when Kevin and Sammy beat him up in the backstage area and he made that noise. It's still my picture on Slack to this very
It is.
day.
It always throws me off.
Big red face.
Big red face, like
terms-
Shane Gillis.
In terms of the other way, Baron Corbin is someone I've always had an appreciation for.
Oh, okay.
Even through the Constable Corbin days where he was horribly written and was blamed for the entirety of WWE's failings around that period of time by the McMahons.
Right.
Always enjoyed going back to NXT with, like, go back to Ring of Honor, that Corbin. Always enjoyed the presentation, his banger themes, his finishing maneuver.
Yep.
NXT Baron Corbin was like the ultimate evolved version of Baron Corbin. If you didn't see it, you might think I'm lying, but he was incredible. It was a shame to see. I mean, he said that someone behind the scenes had it out for him, and that's why he's no longer there. Who do you reckon that was, Maffew?
Oh, it could be anybody. It's that one time the guy's like, NFL comes and goes, well, there's no concussions in football. And Paul's like, what the hell are you talking about, you idiot? Completely embarrassing them. Yeah, Baron's a good pick, but you've already said it, so I can't use that. Who would I go with? Hated Jungle Boy when he turned heel. But I think it's an easy one, that. Always like Viscera.
Really?
Yeah. Like,
Just all the incarnations are just Viscera.
as a kid, I did like Mabel, but I was a dumb child, so I don't want to put any onus on that. But I liked Viscera and the type of match you don't really get anymore, where it's like, all right, Viscera, you can't go 10 minutes. How about you do 4 minutes with Rikishi or Test? And you just work your bollocks off. And he's like, yeah, sure. And it's like, I'll miss having those matches where just a big lad, because even like Otis is expected to go 10 minutes and do every bloody move on the sun. But I thought those were perfectly acceptable things. Big Daddy V will defend. Look at that laugh there. Big Daddy V versus 3 jobbers on ECW. Like, yes. He stacks them all on top and pins them like that.
Shagging Rob Conway up the arse.
No. That was a different version of him.
Making Lillian Garcia uncomfortable.
Oh, no. Was it when Trish was like, Viscera, if you help me beat Kane, I'll shag you. And Viscera's like, all right.
Well, he was the world's largest love machine. That's his job.
He wouldn't call himself if it wasn't true. So I'll defend Viscera. Someone you hated when, like, I find myself going online and, like, there are teams that seem to get love just by existing, and I get annoyed by that.
You
like,
hate the Young Bucks.
See, that's annoying because then I'll start going, no, but they've been all right because they've been so bad. I instinctively, when somebody's getting lots of stick, I go, no, they're good at that. And when they get lots of praise, I go, no, but they're bad at this, just to keep the brain active. But yeah, when they were having crap matches, when they're having good matches, I go, yeah, I agree with that. But when they had crap matches, people go, yeah, they're good. I'll go, nah, you're not going to gaslight me, mate. No, that was rubbish.
Yeah. Joel?
No, Joel's fine. No, I think
I was never a fan of Cody when he came back to WWE. I was one of the few that was happy that Reigns won at WrestleMania.
Do you want to put your face on camera while you're saying this?
Sure.
That was just a joke, just to make sure people were like, that's the guy saying it.
What?
Just because your face wasn't on camera and you were saying like quite a scandalous thing.
Okay. It does look like I'm in another room. I'm really bright. Anyway.
You're all clever.
Hey.
Yeah. But I love Cody now. He's won me over.
I like music reviewer Joel we've got there. I like King Crimson. I think he is underrated.
In terms of the other way, I liked Bo Dallas, but he wasn't really hated, was he? I really liked Bo Dallas on the main roster.
Oh, main roster Bo Dallas,
Yeah,
right.
I didn't see him in NXT, but when he got called up, I thought it was really funny. But
Oh, okay.
I think when he was in that random rumble, when he was wearing like the little leather gloves and that, before he was like Bo Leave, I think that guy was a bit hated, wasn't he?
Before he was Bo Leave.
Yeah, before Bo, he was in main roster Royal Rumble randomly.
yeah,
Was it? I
he
was
was.
still doing the Bo Leave thing at that point.
No, it was before Bo Leave.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
My mistake.
I think that guy was probably hated.
Probably. No, I mean Bo Leave though.
Yeah.
Bo Leave.
Oh, I'll tell
What
you
a gimmick.
I've got a really good one, even better than Viscera. You know, somebody I think gets way too much stick, and I think he's actually genuinely overall very good, and we just had some bad pushes that didn't go anywhere. Billy Gunn, when he was a singles act. I think the one Billy Gunn was going to be main event in Mania or anything else like that, but I was like, no, he's a good guy. He's friends with China. That's his gimmick.
And Tory.
And Tory, that's right, yeah. But then, like, I don't think he should be wrestling The Rock or whatever in 99 when he was Mr. Ass. That was a ridiculous thing to be doing.
Just because he was massive, wasn't he? And
Size-wise,
he's a charismatic guy as well.
Yeah, but his promos, when he became Mr. Ass, I forgot because someone said, like, hey, watch this promo. And it's Billy Gunn as Mr. Ass challenging The Rock. And every second line he says is ass.
How?
He's like, that's right, me, Mr. Ass, the king of the asses, is going to beat The Rock's ass at SummerSlam. Ass. And I'm like, oh my God, these are horrible. You're supposed to wrestle The Rock? Oh, okay. But like, you watch back, his in-ring work is very solid. But he got a lot of slack online at the time.
Wonder why.
Because he was ass. Anyway, sorry. If you let us know your thoughts below, that'd be great. All right, lads.
Hello.
Currently traveling around Southeast Asia and had many a long bus or boat. Whoa. I was wondering if you had to pick 2 wrestlers to join you on something like this. Let's say you're in the middle seat of 3. Who would they be and why? Big fan. Have been since, oh, Jesus Christ, since I was 11. All the best, Michael. Well, I'm very sorry for some of the stuff you've heard, Mike.
Yeah, Michael didn't write down how old he is now.
Michael's 47.
You might just be 12.
Bless.
I think I'd go for Kevin and Sammy in the context of a bus, you know.
Oh, that's good.
Kevin, I imagine he's just a nice guy to be around, but Sammy would keep you entertained.
Yeah.
I always go back to that story when, I forget who it was, is on a bus with Sami Zayn on a European tour or whatever they won, the WWE. He's just like, how many chickens do you reckon there are in the world? And apparently just caused the bus to have this massive discussion about how many chickens there are. Just those random.
I've not heard that before.
I imagine there's just loads of random stories that pop into his head that'll just keep the hours ticking by lovely.
Oh. Well, I'm going to go with Taz and Excalibur. Because that'll make, a 5-hour ride feel like 5 minutes.
I reckon Taz will be unbearable on a bus.
If I'm in the middle, can Excalibur not be in the middle? There we go. I don't want to be in arm's distance of him. Or right now, Booker T and Swerve.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
You have to keep them apart.
Yeah. Whoa, what's going to happen? Uh-oh. Yeah.
Tiffy and Charlotte.
Tiffy and Charlotte. Oh, God. No.
Dirty boy.
Hey.
I
I'd have Ridge there.
I can't find anything to do with Sami Zayn and chickens. Maybe it was sheep. Let's Google Sami Zayn.
Some interesting results coming up for that.
There they are.
And it is.
He's not over, but not title over. While you've Googled Sami Zayn sheep.
Google's just broken nowadays for finding stuff. Bloody hell.
There's definitely a story where they drive past something in a field, and he's like, "How many of that thing are there in the world?" And then everyone just goes, "What are you talking about?" What? But how? Let's put a number on it, right? How
Chickens.
Many chickens. Alive chickens.
Loads, I reckon.
In fact,
Alive chickens.
let's incorporate dead as well for your supermarket.
All dead. Oh,
Any variation of chicken.
through the history of time. Or
No,
just-
now.
Right. Okay.
Since year 0.
On the 11th of April, 2025.
How can you find? Are you going to Google how many chickens there are in the world?
Should I do that? Should I?
Yeah. Find the answer.
I would have it alive and cut up for
that you can buy. Yeah.
stuffed taxidermy. I'm going to go for
Who else that? Taxidermy chicken.
taxidermy chickens. You get a taxidermy everything.
Yeah, you could. Yeah.
I'm going to go for something ridiculous, like about 12 billion. Think about
I can't even think of how you'd even present
Yeah,
this.
it's got to be a lot, but that is
something I purchase every week from Lidl
That's a
is
big number.
is a large pack of chicken thigh boneless fillets.
I don't know. Are the
And
more
in them are, for some reason, 9 fillets, which is an odd number when chickens have 2 legs. And I never understand why
That is
this
true.
is.
Yeah.
But
you
you can't
think-
say in this podcast they have 2 legs.
But you think that's at least 4 chickens in that one box alone, and there's how many boxes in that one Lidl in I'm not gonna say where.
You're not wrong.
So
So do you think? So there's more chickens than humans? Do you reckon?
100%.
Yeah, there might be.
If this was a conversation happening to me in the bus, I'd jump out the window.
No, it's good.
Oh my god!
What is
you are
it?
not going to believe this.
What is it?
VerveCopilot.com How many chickens are there in the world? According to the most recent data from the Food and Agriculture Organization, in brackets FAO, the world's chicken population, and I assume this is just alive, is approximately 26.56 billion as of 2022.
Whoa.
Here's a breakdown. In China, there's over 5 billion chickens. Indonesia, 3.4 billion chickens. There you go. My 12 billion.
Wait, no, Meltzer says it's only 1.8 and they exaggerate.
Cluck me.
This segment's foul. Can we move on?
Yeah, you can. It's
Thank you very
The growth over time.
What, Ross? What?
In 2000, we reckon there's only 13.9 billion chickens.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
And then we get, for some reason, the 3 years are 2000, 2021, 2022, which is weird. But then we get 2021, 25.8 billion chickens. And then there's over 1 billion chickens more just a year later.
Jesus.
Remember when we were asked to make this podcast shorter?
How many chickens do you reckon are in the United States, Brazil, and Pakistan accumulatively?
I don't know.
Go on, have a guess. So there's 26.56 billion in the world.
And 5 billion of them are in China.
Yep, and 3.4 in Indonesia, which is 8.4 billion off the table.
I mean, the US will have a lot of chicken.
But we're asking for the US, Brazil, and Pakistan
Combined. 8 billion.
Incorrect, Matthew.
10.
1.5 billion.
Oh,
Any
wow.
chickens in America?
Oh, dear.
Or Brazil or Pakistan?
Oh.
Fascinating, eh?
That's why they've got issues.
That was interesting.
You see, we've just passed a few minutes there, and that's why I want Sami Zayn on the bus with me.
Yeah, me too.
Tell you what I don't want on the bus with me, Matthew?
What?
Jack the Jobber.
Oh. Oh, yeah. He'd be fun.
He'd have a... Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to think of a fun. Yeah, whatever. Cock jokes. Thank you very much for your questions and thoughts and queries. Mailbag@cultaholic.com if you'd like to share any more. Time for a wrist piss, methinks.
Oh, yes.
Hello, coldest white diddlers in the game.
Coldest white boys in the game.
Currently sat in the toilet at work writing this email. Which takeaway would each of the following wrestlers order?
It's a huge question.
And what would be in their orders? Oh, okay. Roman Reigns.
I reckon some kind of noodle dish for Roman.
I think Thai.
Yeah.
Some spicy.
Yeah. Oh,
Spicy
yeah.
Thai.
yeah.
Okay.
I can see him there with the little box and chopsticks. I can see him.
So can I. Yeah.
Yes, I can see that now.
Got a vision.
Drew McIntyre. Oh, one of those, they're called the big boxes, the Chinese place. Oh,
Well, Munchie Box.
Munchbox, that's right.
I think. Oh, what? God. Pizza Crunch. I think Fraser called it. He was
Oh,
Scottish.
Yeah.
Deep fried pizza. There's a thing in
Oh,
Scotland.
yeah, of course, Scottish. He has to go with that, doesn't he? Yeah, of course. Sheamus. Ooh.
What can I say Sheamus with? I can just see Sheamus with a kebab shop chicken burger.
Ah.
I was thinking like KFC, chicken kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What?
What you said. Honestly, it sounds like a daft thing to say, and it's the type of thing that Jack would probably say, but I don't know what the Irish takeaways are.
I mean,
I imagine it's very similar to ours, but...
why does that matter for a man?
Oh,
of the
and Derry
world like
Girls, they
Sheamus?
do like the... That's not on, Matthew. Move on. Yeah, what you said, Ross. That was a good pick. Otis.
anything. He's a big boy.
What's his go-to order? What do big boys eat? I have no idea. Joel.
I'll tell you, Matthew.
Indian.
Doner kebabs.
Big Indian order.
Big Indian order.
Ooh, anything specific?
Lamb pasanda.
God, I'm starving.
Never even heard of that.
And Peshwari naan.
Yeah, the order like that. That'd be funny.
Yeah.
So Otis speaks sometimes. Oh, God, Matthew, get it together, man. Oh, Ava. Oh, something boring.
Yeah, just like white rice on its own. The flavor's so tasty.
Oh,
she'll say.
yes. And like, Stevie does like, do you want to add anything to this? Like, no. Bailey.
I can see it being like some sort of like South American meat.
Oh, all right. Yeah.
Something like that.
Something dipped in bourbon. Burnt ends in brisket.
That's not what I was saying, but okay.
Oh, okay.
South American, like Brazil.
Oh, it's south of the Mason-Dixie line. Sorry. South, Southern.
A peri number. That's what I'll go for. That's Portuguese, isn't it? That doesn't matter. Whatever, something like that.
Yeah. Mr. Andre Chase. Oh, he's got any money.
What? Oh, God, aye.
What's it? You'd have a crisp sandwich.
A rat. A dead rat.
How many rats in the world? Rats.
Do you want to know?
No.
Oh, look, I'm looking anyway.
Okay.
I'm intrigued.
Oh,
now.
John Cena.
Doesn't eat takeaways.
A grilled chicken.
Yeah, clean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Green vegetables.
5 billion of the world's.
If there was a takeaway that sold rats, they could call it Ratatouille.
Because they deliver it.
Yeah.
Thanks, Joe.
He's wasted over there, isn't he?
He sounds like he's wasted. LA Knight.
The human population is about 7.7 billion. There is an
that it?
estimated 7 billion rats.
Yep.
Yeah.
The rats are winning.
How many in Britain alone?
Oh, no.
So there's 7 billion globally. One rat.
I've only ever seen one. And 1 billion.
Yeah, 1 billion. Why not?
200 million.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Quite low down,
alright,
but also a
yeah.
terrifying number.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah. So, there's hope for you yet, Andre. That's what we're saying. LA Knight, what would he order?
Oh, he'd have a bodacious bucket of chicken, that man.
An entire bucket by himself.
A bodacious bucket, all by himself.
Do you have a go-to KFC order?
Not really, no. I don't often have KFC. It's a bit of a treat.
I had, start of last year, they had the deal on at the KFC near me, Biker, where it was like, you get this wing and this other thing and popcorn chicken for like $3.50. I went, oh my God. I had a good time with that. I'm so glad they upped the price and I haven't been since.
I do like a boneless banquet, but then you have to get a original recipe on the side.
Yeah, I agree with that. He'd have that. Oh, Gunther. Ooh.
Well, he doesn't do it anymore, does he? Clearly.
Oh, clearly.
But what would Big Van Walter have?
Oh, yeah, big sweaty Van Volter.
Kebab wrap with chips, garlic mayonnaise.
I was going to go with
Yeah.
just
Kebab came to mind.
Schnitzel.
Snitsky.
Schnitz, yes. Gene Schnitzel, famous German wrestler. It wasn't my fault.
He's down, he's gone.
God almighty. Tiff Strats. I don't know, but it'd be a hell of an order.
I don't know, but I knew
squeaky voice.
a few more, like, a few ladies, ladies who
You've already lost me.
hair and makeup, that, ladies, hair and... they're all-
ladies. Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the right, I can't, what I'm... Ladies, enjoy clubs and drinks and whatnot and wear high heels, that kind ladies.
Yeah.
All of them, to a man, loved a kebab. So
Okay.
I'm going to go
Yeah.
kebab
Nice.
for Tiffy
Does
Strath.
it like a kebab wrap, maybe, or
All the above, Matthew. I've seen it all. I've seen it all.
okay, kebab wrap.
What much? I'm trying to, a club-going lady.
I know, yeah.
Yeah, like Tiffy Strath has got that vibe about her.
I know what you mean. Call it the kebab house on the way home, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, good show. Charlotte. Oh. What's an annoying meal?
An annoying meal. Sticky chicken wings.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Getting it all in your fingers.
Yes.
Oh.
And you want rid of it.
I went
It's
to
on your
Shark
screen.
Bar with Kayla not too long ago.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
got, obviously, false nails on because she's into that kind of thing. And her eating sticky chicken wings made me ill. Just all getting beneath the under a fake nail and having to rub it out. Oh.
Yeah.
Ugh. Not for me.
Cody Rhodes. That Texas barbecue.
I'm trying to remember if he did.
Oh.
He loves a Does he love a Nando's?
I'm trying to remember when he was on that bloody episode of eating British stuff. I think what did he like? He liked Greg's, didn't he?
Triple H likes a Greg's.
Oh, bollocks.
Yeah. I'm not saying Cody doesn't. I just know Triple H does. I'll go for Greg's.
Yeah.
He'll go for a baguette, though, Cody. I don't think he'll be a pastry boy.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Chicken mayonnaise baguette.
The
I had
Undertaker.
that today. Wow.
Did you?
Yeah, from Greg's. Yeah,
Hey, big spender.
Yeah.
The Undertaker.
What's an older person have from a takeaway? Just a pizza?
I asked my dad he used to go out in Newcastle in the night time. He goes, yeah, what would you have for food? Was it like takeaways and stuff? He goes, son, when we had our time at the pub, we'd get the last bus with a jacket potato in our pocket and eat it on the bus home.
Wow.
Sorry? A
Yeah,
jacket
I had no
potato?
idea. That's what lads did in the 70s and 80s. That was their meal to sober up. Jacket tatey in your pocket.
Jacket tatey in your pocket.
I can see him having that.
A jacket potato.
Take it, yeah.
All right, the cheese pizza.
It's a boring cheese pizza.
Cheese pizza. Undertaker eating cheese pizza.
Cheese pizza.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I can see it.
I'm hungry.
I know, God, this is the worst time you're asking this. And finally, Booker T. Oh, well, we know what he orders. That's where
Chicken parm.
yeah,
Loves the chicken palm. DoorDash. NXT shed.
I can't think of anything funny then. Damn it. I'm trying to think of his catchphrase and see if you can link that into any food. No water, no bread, just meat.
I have just seen a new word that I've never seen before in my
go
life.
on.
In terms of numbers, quadrillion.
Ooh. So that's 4 times more than... No, wait, that can't be right. But like...
According to the World Atlas of Biodiversity in 2002, the largest total population of animals or biological life as follows. This is in 2002. 4 quadrillion bacteria in the world. Quadrillion. Just making stuff up now, aren't they?
Most of them post on Reddit.
Yeah.
Wow, well, that was an amazing Reese's piece. Lots of love from Raoul Moat. In brackets, I don't know anything about football, so can't give a cool footballer name. Also known as Jonathan from Carlisle. Oh, okay.
Carlisle.
Thank you, Jonathan, you magnificent bastard, ye.
What's the highest number of like actual animals?
Oh, shut up, Joel.
I'm intrigued. Oh, you don't have to go.
Like most,
is
was it
the-
like flies or something?
What was it? What is the most?
Like not bacteria, an actual animal. What's
Yeah,
that?
bacteria.
I don't know,
It's not an
it's not listed in there, really, is it?
Oh,
Hang
it
on.
don't matter.
It might be, It might be, Joel. Ants.
Oh, okay.
10 billion. 10 billion billion.
10 billion billion.
Billion.
I guess it's a double billion. You must have a triple billion and then a quad billion. Marine fish.
No, it's like, the sandwiches at KFC.
Marine fish, exact population unknown. Estimated biomass 800, which is apparently 2,000 million tons of marine fish.
Of mass. Wait,
Maffew. Cattle, 1.4 billion in 2002, or 520 million tons of cattle.
Mailbag
I'm
at
sorry.
cultaholic.com for all your whatevers. At this point, it doesn't even matter.
There's a lot of termites in the world.
Is there? How many termites are there?
445 million
Patreon.com/cultaholic for your Hall of Fame and be part of the magnificent producers. Why would you not be?
Interestingly, domestic chickens. I don't know how that...
A domestic chicken.
In 2002, 18.6 billion or 40 million tons. Why are they not just counting the chickens and measuring them instead?
Because it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
There's that many. Oh, God, you're dragging me into this. This is the Jericho Vortex, but for chick.
Tell you, Sami Zayn's a great road mate.
This is why Riddle hates him. Even Riddle the Stone was like, dude, shut up.
Yeah. Quad. Wow.
Apart from counting animals, presumably to help us sleep at night, what have you got for us this week, mate?
Yes, it's bloody WrestleMania next week. So all the
Mental.
Excuse me, I'm getting emotional thinking about it. All the normal pay-per-view content will be coming up. Your pictures, your predictions, your live streams, WTF on the Patreon, what happened, all that stuff will be live next week. We'll be here next week. WrestleMania podcast will be out on the Monday, the day following night 2, the 21st of April, I think it is. It'll be out in the evening there. We'll be covering the SmackDown before Mania and then the 2 Mania nights. Then
Stand and deliver?
Oh, God, I never even thought about that. I guess
not
we
like
are
you.
as well. That's going to be a giant one. And then the regular podcast on the Thursday. I know people are going to hate the fact we're not going to go 7 hours again, but
You can listen to 2 of them.
yeah, they're in the same place. Yeah, we'll have a better... Yeah, I'm going to drink anyway, so...
We'll be effed.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
A challenge to fit more in a shorter space of time, which will still be a good 3 to 4 hours anyway on both occasions. So, yeah, all that. Get on the quiz playlist. I'll get Joel to put link in bio.
Aye.
Link in description.
Aye.
Gonna get all the quizzes on a playlist so people can find them all and just watch them all in a row. If you want to. If you don't want to, fair enough.
Yeah, Joel. Me and Tom finally returned to doing Cultaholic Classic SmackDown review, so that's nice. He's not ill. I'm happy. Yay. Good podcast. Joel, what have you got for us?
Nothing. Just the usual stuff,
I do.
I don't do much. I do news every day, so
Good lad.
I don't want to plug news, and I'm working on stuff in the background.
Oh,
Like what, a bomb?
Just a list.
Oh, okay, that's better.
Yeah, not a bomb.
give us a teaser, Joel. What are you working on?
What am I working on? Ooh,
Funny enough, it's the number of animals in the world.
It's the best matches of 1999.
Ooh. Mailbag at cultaholic.com, patreon.com/cultaholic. You've been lovely. We've been us. And now we're going to point at this and what we're going to say, Ross.
Up to you, Maffew.
How many rats were there? Do you remember the number?
Oh, God. Was it 7 billion? 7.7 billion. I think that was
There are 7.7 billion rats in the world. 1, 2, 3.
There are 7.7 billion rats in the world. According to data from 2002.
According to data from 2002.
There might be more now.
It might be more.
Might be less.
Some may have died of old age.
Must be more.
There must be
You
more.
think so, wouldn't you?
Yeah.